and start streaming. Okay, now before I continue, we're going to close this. We're going to go to this. Yep, don't wait for that. That's off. No, it's not what I want to do. Boom. Pop out chat. Yeah, so I can minimize that shit. Pop out chat. Move. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna put you right here. That there. That. Boom. Boom. And we are good to go. Okay, let's buy our food. Okay. Back to reacting to this, where we left off the last week and a half when I was doing this, because I have no schedule right now.
I still care about, but not really. I remember who they were when I was 15, but I don't know if they're like that anymore. Do I truly have that care? I'm not sure. That's not really, right?
I forgot where we
There's
left
an idea
off.
of them that I care about, but I don't know how much that maps onto reality.
Reel it back a little bit.
From those people at all anymore? There are no more positive experiences shared. Anything like.
I think I was a bit delusional about the nature of my relationships with them, and they betrayed me.
Okay.
However, luck and boom.
Those were also relationships I was very dependent on for emotional stability. And while I think you lean on any friendship for emotional stability,
any skills.
If you started doing that now, I wouldn't feel like you had yanked out a support pillar from my emotional support system.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I don't actually, thinking about the people I'm talking about. I'm really angry at them, but I don't know that it's true that I don't care about them.
Okay. The way that I would interact with that is I would say that you care about some entity that doesn't exist anymore. There was some past person or set of experiences that you enjoyed and you cared about that, but either the person changed or your perception of them changed such that whatever exists now is not something that you want to engage with anymore or have positive experience with. That's how I would view it.
My perception.
The weird thing about that is that's on one end you can look at it as, well, what are people? People are essentially the things that they do. But then I guess you never actually care about people. You never actually, oh, I like this person. No, you don't. You like what they do. And it's just yeah, but what they do is them. You just see, yeah, but they would. It makes me feel like I don't know how much I really like anything then at that point, you know? So just another way to look at it. I don't know.
Perception of you includes the idea that you would suddenly become very cold and disinterested in talking to me.
I don't think so.
That's what they say.
I don't think that's how you internally view it, though. Even if you tell yourself that. I think that if tomorrow, if I would...
No, I would be shocked and hurt. I'm just saying, I don't think it's impossible. I would be very hurt.
Sure, but your perception of me, the way that you would feel about me, would change following the function of what
and yet I think I would still care about you.
I think you would care about an idea of me that isn't necessarily mapped onto reality anymore.
I think you
Okay, I see now. Okay. It feels like Destiny's care is I guess if you're understanding, your idea of care is a level of consideration and emotional, I don't know, positivity or reverence towards another person. So where you are concerned about their safety, you're concerned about their well-being, you hope they do well. This is typically what it means when people say we care about another, or we even go above what we would do for the average person in society and do like certain acts of kindness or certain acts of love or generosity that you wouldn't do to everybody because you particularly care about this person, you love this person. I feel like from Mr. Girl's point of view, he's just like, when I, like, if you were to, like, imagine someone just disappears or ghosts or something like that. Like, sure, Destiny would be like, well, you can't love, after a while, you won't love this person because your understanding of loving and caring for another person stems from the fact that you value people that don't do that to other people. Like, if this person cared about you, then they wouldn't, I use that skill for no fucking reason. If this person cared about you, then they wouldn't just disappear like that. So after a while, you realize, like, wow, I don't actually care about this person because they're not worth caring for. But Mr. Girl seems like he's saying, no, me caring about you is a function of how I view you and how I feel towards you, not necessarily what you do to me. What you do to me can influence how I feel about you, but at the end of the day, the thing that gets me to care about you is how I feel about you. Like, so someone could care about someone that treats them like shit, right? Theoretically? Yeah, or not even theoretically, that happens every day. So, there is no, it's not necessarily, I would disagree with Destiny here. It's not about what the person is. It is, what the person is doing is a part of the equation, but it's not the end-all be-all. Which he may not even disagree with, I don't know.
Estimate how much what you've done for me means to me.
I don't mean quite a bit. But like, say tomorrow, I could do worse. Say tomorrow I showed up and I murdered your girlfriend, and I cut off your arm.
And my arm? I was going to say fine to the first part.
Yeah, and your arm, right?
Then, I mean, then that would be a pretty serious crossing of my boundaries.
There are like ideas of, there's like, I can think of old girlfriends in high school
okay,
that I still care about, but like not really. I remember who they were when I was 15, but I don't know if they're like that anymore. Like, do I truly have that care? Like, I'm not sure. That's not really, right? There's an idea of them that I care about, but I don't know how much that maps onto reality anymore.
Okay, the example you gave me is you being cold and distant and losing interest in talking to me or pushing me away somehow. My sense is that you do push people away. I've heard that and I have felt it a little. Not a lot.
What do you mean you felt it? Like I'm doing it to you?
Sometimes. Just a little.
I offered to hop on and have a convo with you after the Lawrence other thing. I agreed to do this.
You're also often warm and don't.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty communicative. No.
Yeah, but there is another part of you that is like.
I don't think so.
You don't think you keep people at a distance?
I think people keep themselves at a distance. I think they create this illusion in their mind that Destiny's not trusting, so I'm going to be careful about this because he's pushing me away.
So, okay, but you know, like everybody thinks this about you.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you think it's a misunderstanding.
Yeah, it is.
I'll go to.
Although not all the time.
Snow Hill.
Sometimes I want people to look away from me. I think it's usually pretty obvious to read the signal or the sign.
I'm not saying it's totally voluntary. I'm not saying you're intentionally trying to do it. I just feel like sometimes you're like, I don't know.
Okay. What your verbiage is confusing, but I understand what you're saying, right? Because when you say push somebody away, there's an intentionality there that is kind of implied. But you're just saying that by virtue of who I am, like I tend to push people away. I can probably agree with that, sure.
Do all of these.
You never want to be in a position of, I guess you're not very vulnerable.
I'm not very vulnerable.
Yeah, and so I think that leads to you're usually not in the position of
yeah, give me that level up, baby. 13 levels away.
Reaching out with the risk of being rejected.
Kind of. I'm not very vulnerable, but it's not because I'm hiding it. It's just because I don't have very many vulnerabilities. Like I'm a pretty confident person. I feel pretty strong about most of my things. There's not like a lot to dig around, and it's like this is something I'm secretly like really worried about.
Okay, give me about a little bit less.
I think if I matched your level of reaching out to the other person, we would settle at a more distant place. I think if we're gonna be like friends, I feel like it's gonna be more up to me to be like.
That's
hey,
probably
Steve.
true because I'll respond to every message, but it's pretty rare that I'll shoot one off on my own.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I mean. It's not that you're actively pushing people away, but I feel like you're and like professionally you're in a position where like you don't have.
Destiny he's so independent that he's never ever just gonna reach out unless it's like, hey, do you want to do something fun, or unless there's like an actual thing about that person they'd like to reach out. If there's a problem, maybe, but it's just kind of like, hey, I take a hands-off approach unless, whatever. Which, a lot of people are like that. A lot of people tend to stick to themselves. If there's not a problem, I don't think there's a problem. A lot of people are just fucking busy. Yeah, who knows?
Have to do that. But then that creates a weird dynamic, because then every time I reach out to you...
You feel like you're asking for something. That's fair, I understand.
Right.
Yeah, it's not good. That's probably something I should work on personally, because it gives people that impression.
Yes, and that combined with the professional situation, it's very, that makes it harder.
Right.
And that combined with you thinking that people only care about what they can get from you, you can see why why I'm thinking about this.
True. Could I ask you to reflect on that for like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, because I really just want to go downstairs and get a candy bar. I'm really hungry. Can I do that really quick? Be right back, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
This isn't me running away from the conversation, I promise. 1 sec.
Okay.
Debate
check the chat.
tactics.
Let's reflect. Candy bar sounds pretty good. Candy bar tactics.
Yeah.
Hey, Stardust. He's avoiding his emotions. That's what candy bars are for. Dr. K really does one-on-one interviews anymore. He did one this morning, motherfucker. He's very much capable of making content that isn't a therapy session format. Great. Okay, great. So then he should stop. Boshed. Wow, I don't want to respond to any of the stuff you guys are saying.
That's funny as shit.
You're sorry for telling me to talk to someone in the DMs. I'm not talking about any specific person. And I'm not even telling people not to do it. I'm saying that I have become a fountain of money and attention and warmth and sparkles. And people want to bring buckets to me and fill their buckets up. And I've never had that experience before of, like, I've had the experience of people liking me and even feeling used in the way people like me, where they're like, I feel like you could make me feel special, or you could make me feel good, or like, I don't know. It's like it's like when someone's attracted to you. Like, they like you and they're attracted to you, but they also want to like get themselves off using you. But this is even more removed, because it's not, you want to use the audience that is like attached to me, you know? And so it's like you're using me, but you're not even using me.
I feel like MrGirl had a level of, I'm gonna say what we're all doing to the point to where all of us get uncomfortable about it. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. Well, one of the biggest things that makes people uncomfortable about MrGirl. He says the quiet part out loud.
You want to use the fans or the attention. And it's like a second level of removal. I guess I'll talk about this more with him, obviously. Change your name to Mr. Silly.
I need to do the damn story quest. That's what I need to do. That's what I'm going to do next. The story quest, because
Dr. K definitely recommends therapy to people after his shows. Yes, but he also owns a coaching business.
Roaster card. Got it.
So, Healthy Gamer coaches trained by Dr. K. So he can recommend therapy, but also you can sign up with one of his coaches. You know what I'm saying? There's a conflict of interest there. I have a lot of issues with it.
This is one of those things where it's just like, I understand with everything. I understand and Dan agrees with this too. If you watch Destiny streams, Dan agrees with this. I understand the ethical dilemma of a doctor doing borderline or walking a tightrope of having sessions. Even using the word having a session with someone implies some type of medical intervention. Having streams with people where they discuss their problems. The biggest thing that I have, which is what is personally annoying to me, is, let's say Dr. K said and did everything word for word verbatim in a deterministic fashion if we could reel the clock back, but he wasn't a doctor at the time. I'm like, okay, well then it's okay. It's just like, I hate that if I was a doctor, I would hate to not be in a position to never give people advice, to never give people like, hey, it's just like everything is a violation of your practice. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like there should be more on the people. Like, I feel like we should hold adults to a higher standard. Do you understand that this person isn't your doctor, right? This is not your doctor? Well, yeah, it's not. But all right, then. So don't look at them as a fucking doctor when you're gonna be like, oh, well, this is expert opinion, but it's just kind of like, do you have that same like weight for maybe like, well, it's medicine, we're gonna have a different thing, but it's like, do you have that same weight for like a plumber, a mechanic, a carpenter? It's just like, if they tell you, hey, I wouldn't go with this type of door for my house because these doors tend to have this problem, are you going to hold him criminally liable or financially liable if that door, like, if they tell you a door that's better? It's just like, no, you would just be like, okay, well, I just won't listen to that guy anymore. But I guess it's like, because it's a doctor and because it deals with people's health, like we put it in a different category. I don't know, because I would just, in my opinion, I would be like, okay, a doctor told me this, but I'll take the advice and listen to it more than a regular person off the street. But if I decide to then do what that doctor says, and they weren't my personal doctor, they didn't have a history of checkups with me, they didn't have my medical history, they didn't have all of this other stuff that, like when you actually go to the doctor, they have way more information available to them than Dr. K has in these moments. If you want to be really granular and look at what is actually the same here, it's not the same. It's not the same as sitting down in the office, in a office setting, a doctor office setting, or a patient set. It's similar. There's overlap for sure, but it's just like, in my opinion, if I'm having a conversation with Dr. K, I'm not about to be like, I wonder if my insurance will cover this. It's just like, nope, it's on stream. Thousands of people are watching. Like, if I genuinely view this as a therapy session for me, I feel like I'm a retard. Sorry. Fuck.
When am I getting partnered? I don't know. Maybe never. Just for reference, Dr. K does do the thing where he tells people to go to therapy. Okay, yeah, I'm not, hey. I'm gonna look at this very carefully before I make any definitive statements. But, what I meant was, I don't see him saying, I can't help you, you need to go to therapy. I see him saying, I can help you, and I will show you how, and I will try to help you as much as I can in this time. And this basically is therapy. He's trying to have it both ways. It's not therapy, but it is. Go to therapy, but I own a coaching business. Stop bringing up Dr. K chat, you baiters. Yeah. Are the allegations about you true? I don't know. Are there any allegations about? I don't think I have any
viewers
yet.
Putting him in bed because he's super tired. Because he thinks he'll be by himself.
Yeah, I'll be here probably. I'll be home for like the rest of the night. So I'm streaming. So.
So
Okay.
you hear that? Uncle Pat will be up here the rest of the night.
You can just knock on the door if you need me, buddy. All right. Got my mic back on. I'll talk to my sister and my nephew.
Play Halo with me. I should be fucking playing League of Legends when he gets back. You should go hide, and when he comes back, jump up and scare him. I don't think that's the right tone start.
One more fried chicken.
Where'd you get your big water jug? The real questions. Amazon.com. Do you have any planned content with Shaylin? What I've seen has been really, really good. Yes. I had an idea. We were on a hike, and there was a picnic table looking desolate and lonely, and I was like, I know what we have to do. She agreed, and I just got these new LED lights. They're battery powered, so I can actually light it okay. I'm assuming you got rid of the Scarlet Red box of awfulness? No. I got a cloud lifter for the SM70. This is actually my old mic. I use this. This is my I Kill Pedophiles mic, but for most of the album I used the other one. Love my shirt. Thank you. A Shaylin original. Me crawling out of a cabinet naked from my video. I'm a YouTuber. Stardust is sus. Yeah, it's more like Star sus.
Wow.
Please keep rejecting Haz infrared. Haz or Haz? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll ask Destiny. Is he a bad person? I feel like he's pretending. My sense is that he actually freaks out and then pretends it was a joke, and it kind of is and kind of isn't. I've done that before too, where you're like really mad, but it's also kind of funny. Even if Destiny became cold to you, would you still say that he would represent a valued ideal you want to see in the world? Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about like my ex-wife. I care about her, and I want the best for her. Despite feeling extremely betrayed. So, yeah, I feel like it's complicated. We're gonna have to talk a little bit more about it.
Feel like you reflected adequately enough?
Yeah, I'm ready now. Thank you for allowing me to have that space to do that.
No problem. You know, Dr. K in his shows a lot, he likes to take a minute to be quiet and meditate, so I just wanted to emulate the experience.
I need a candy bar.
We're gonna chew it over with Twix, nigga.
What kind of candy bar did you get?
Kit Kat bar, you know, the best.
Nice. Okay, so you're gonna reach out to me more. I appreciate that.
Did I say that?
Well, you said you're gonna work on it, and I have no doubt you'll be successful.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
I just had a lot of drama with an X on stream because he thinks I didn't reach out enough, so we'll see.
Yeah, do you want to talk about it? Everybody's in the chat is telling me to ask you about all the people who you know they're telling me to ask you about. I wasn't really planning on doing that because I feel like I don't know. I actually don't know why.
Whatever you want to talk about. I'm here for you to pry, okay? My brain is open to you.
That sounds a little weird.
I don't want to mind fuck you.
I am unmind fuckable. Don't worry.
I know, but you see how that concerns me, because
Why?
Because everyone's mind fuckable. And then so you're telling me just do whatever, but I don't. That makes me feel more worried.
Why? If you give me enough drugs, you can mind fuck me, but I can have challenging conversations. Don't worry.
Well, I think we're already having a challenging conversation.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't mean challenging like you can't like stomach it. I just mean like I don't know. I feel like we're
Okay.
Happy with your lighting.
I keep having to turn the exposure to the camera because the sun is setting. I was relying on a lot of the natural light. I have a smaller lamp over there, but it's not adequate, so.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Sure.
I care about my ex-wife.
Weird. I'm just kidding. I have an ex-wife. I care about her a lot as well.
I figured. So I can't imagine. Yeah. There's stuff you could do. It's a spectrum, Steven. There's stuff you could do to make me hate you, probably. But within the reasonable, normal asshole things that you are more likely to actually do, my feeling of caring about you does feel pretty unshakable as the part that's disconnected from.
That's another thing to point out. People are like, well, as long as this person does act, I'll stop caring about them. Yeah, but like, if you know this person, let's say you know a person for like 20 years, and it's like not out of their, it will be so out of their personality to do something so insane. It's like, I just don't think this person will do that. Unless you should never, I guess you should never fully trust anybody. I guess.
Whatever pleasantries I get from you, and I think part of that is because I'm less of a sociopath than you think I am, and part is that I think I value what you've done for me already more than you think.
Okay. I'm not here to argue with you over your relationship, so I mean, if that's how you want to do it, that's fine.
Also, I think I value you as just like a person, separate from both of those.
Okay, we're not too far from now. We'll be done killing these dudes soon.
Okay, like, that's good, I guess. Thank you for sharing.
Maybe 25 of each.
Yeah, I don't want to like enumerate the reasons why because I feel like it cheapens it, but
I don't really want to say anything because I don't want to fight about this because I think we just disagree, but the challenge that I would put is that if we say there is a form of function, we say there's a person and there are things that person does, I think that at some point we start to roll some of the actions into the person themselves. Mm-hmm. So we say like, well, I like you as a person regardless of your actions.
Well, you are what you do.
There's some, exactly. So that's why I'm saying if I change my actions sufficiently, you no longer care about me as a person because you never cared about me solely as a human being person. You cared about me because my default set of actions is something that is like highly...
Sure, yes. So...
Sure, but like the actions are attached to people though. Imagine going through life and be like, wow, I've met a lot of like assholes like this. If there's a certain level of like, is it someone's personality to I almost died. Is it someone's personality to do X? And if it's not, and if you know there's a good chance of them never doing X, then they're just like not that like, it's just a different way of looking at it. You can look at people as the sum of the actions they do, because that is what they are. But after a while, the sum of the actions of what they do is just becomes on the other end just who they are. So who they are is someone you care about. It's just like I guess it's like a discrete way of looking at a person and a holistic way of looking at a person, but you're still looking at the same image.
If you kill me or cut my arms off, you will have added a new data point to my graph of you that changes the rest of it so much that I'll feel like I didn't know you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or I'll be sufficiently changed such that I won't be the same thing that you originally liked. And
okay, but bridge burning or having some falling out with me is already on my graph of you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So that it wouldn't fundamentally shake me caring about you, even if you do some like petty shit.
Okay. Gotcha.
How do you pronounce Infrared's name? Haz or Haz? Haz?
Pause.
He blocked me from his chat and then asked me to go on his stream a day later.
Yeah.
I said no.
Damn. I could have invited him here for this interview. I think he's in LA right now. Oh man.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like that might change the dynamic a little.
Probably a little bit.
Increase the speed of this a bit. So 1.75.
Okay, so
just a little bit.
When I'm talking about fans, most of them don't care about you, and as in the way that I'm defining it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they feel entitled to you as if they did.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like that Reddit post. They're always giving you feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And it's presented as, you want feedback. You're a smart guy. You want to be even better at what you do, and so we're just trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also controlling. So like I get a lot of messages and emails. They're like, hey, I love what you're doing, but I just think that if you could maybe change this little part of it, it would be even better.
Mm-hmm.
And it pisses me off.
I mean,
Tell people that. Just
unsolicited. So that's the thing. Like, people view online, well, especially you could be a celebrity. It's for different reasons, but people like will dehumanize. It's almost like you become like more of an idea than an actual person. If you're someone that's on the internet, people will look at you like you're a figure on the internet. You're not actually a human anymore, which is a little cringe. Not even a little. It's cringe. It's weird. People online are still people. They're just people online, not online people. And even celebrities, just like people. The fact that they had to be paparazzi laws. Yeah, you can't trespass on this person's property and take pictures of them while they're in the shower. And then people like the fact that people have really had to like wrap their heads around that one. I'm just like you're weird. Like, ask yourself. All you gotta do is ask yourself: if I did this to a regular person, would it be weird? And if your answer is yes, you probably just shouldn't be doing it to fucking anybody. No one likes unsolicited advice.
I don't want emails giving me content critique. If I do what I do, fuck you. And then people stop emailing you about it, I guess, right?
Yeah, maybe. I think I've been pretty explicit that I don't want critique from the general public of how I communicate with people. I actually do want that from you. But not the average person, and not the average content creator.
Okay. I think I'm giving you feedback when I think it's appropriate, right? Like after the last 4 and 7 conversation?
I think you should give me feedback whenever you feel like it.
Well, sure. I mean, if I don't kind of watch a bunch of streams all the time, so yeah.
Well, I think you should make that. No, I want to have a relationship with you where you give me feedback. I don't want that with people I don't know.
Sure, I understand. That's
Like,
pretty
it's not true. It's not entirely true. I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't want feedback. It's
The feedback has to come from a place of area, some place you respect, where you think you're gonna get something where the person has something worth saying.
Yeah, I don't want feedback from somebody who doesn't have a profile picture on Twitter and has 0 followers, and who I have no reason to, who is just telling me their personal. Like, that's a comment. I think that is fine in the comment section or the chat. That's where that.
That's a comment.
But it feels like there's a certain impediment of like people ask me to get in a Discord call so they can tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Send me an email, dog. That's the type of shit you put in the comments. Comment that shit the fuck up.
I assume this happens to you every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I just delete them before I tell them to fuck off.
But how do you feel about it?
Even if I don't agree with the feedback that people give me, I think it's good to be aware of the feedback because it shows that people are perceiving me in a certain way. And I want to be aware of how people are perceiving me because it's pretty important to what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Okay, but how do you feel? Yeah. That's why I don't tell people to fuck off. But why? But how do you? Does it bother you?
No, I intellectualize most of the external, nothing emotional. It's very hard to emotionally get to me from outside of a very, very, very narrow set of people. You make me angry. I get mad when people say dumb shit, but...
Your paranoid view that everyone is sociopathic is reinforced by the way you have set your life up, and you've now made it true.
Okay. I disagree with 3 parts of that, but okay.
That now there are hundreds of thousands of people, if not more, who behave toward you in the exact way that you think other people are. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, people don't care about you. They only care what they can get from you, which is what a fan is. But now, because you're like okay with that, or you even expect it, it has allowed you to emotionally weather creating that nightmare, and now it's true. You've made it come true. So now 99% of the people you interact with on a day-to-day basis actually only care about what they can get from you. That's not normal. But now it's everywhere, and now it's happening to me. I can see. I'm like, these things happen to me. And I'm like, wow, I can see why Steven is the way he is. I can see what happened to him. But I know that. I think it's a chicken or the egg thing. I know that you also came to think this before this all happened.
Yeah, this was because I felt this way for the vast majority of my life, way before.
No, but it's allowed you to stomach
So the way that I see it is I have ways of viewing the world, and I have ways of viewing people, and insofar as the ways I view people allow me to make accurate predictions about the behavior, I'll continue to believe those things. If I were to run up against a whole bunch of people that defied my expectations, I'd probably change the way that I view those people in general. But,
I know, but you see what I'm saying? You're reinforcing your expectations.
No, I don't agree with that. I understand why. Oh shit, hold on a second.
Okay. No.
Okay, I think that it might be that the conversation is going to break here, or because you're convinced of something that is not true, but I don't know how to move you off of it. I understand why. So, hold on, wait. I engage as openly and as warmly with people as I ever could, even if I fully trusted them. I understand why you think I'm a guarded person, and you're essentially saying that I'm engaging in a limited type of interaction with people that's only going to reinforce the negative thoughts I have about how people act, because I'm acting towards people in a way where they can only ever act in a way that satisfies the negative views I have of people in general.
Okay, can I reflect this back?
Go for it.
You are a guarded person and not trusting, but you have a simulation of how you would act if you were trusting running in your brain, and you make decisions based on that.
No, I associate with people in ways that I think are entertaining, and I don't care. I don't think about this thing. I understand that you want to talk about this thing. You want to talk about this. I don't think about this thing.
I know.
Like, you want to.
I know. I'm not saying you think about it.
Yeah. So like when I saw your content, I never made the calculation of what are the chances that he's going to backstab me. What are the I just not even. I'm going to factor into my head. It's more just I see an interesting person, and I want to associate with this person, talk to this person. That's
okay,
it. That's
I'm talking about an unconscious belief.
If what you're talking about is truly unconscious, then we can't talk about it because I don't know about it because it's unconscious, right?
Well, then I want you to see what I think.
I know what you think because that's what every single person says about me. I understand this. That I have some guarded way of associating with people and keeping.
I've never heard anybody say what I just said.
Okay, I feel like I hear it quite a bit, but
no one has. I've never heard anyone say you are uniquely suited. Well, except you almost said it when you're talking to Dr. K. That okay, you said this part. You said you're uniquely suited to deal with the life of a streamer.
Yes.
I believe part of why you're uniquely suited to that is that fans behave in the sociopathic way that you expect everyone to behave anyway.
Everybody in my life has behaved that way prior to me ever becoming a streamer. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I understand that.
Are shaped from prior to streaming.
I know that.
And my behavior now isn't shaped by interactions with fans. It's other people. It's other streamers. It's other people in my personal life. It's other people in my professional life. Like
I know, but I'm saying that it's weighing on me heavily to have fans interacting with me in this way where they want to talk to me, but I can tell they don't actually give a shit about me.
Okay.
I don't think it bothers you as much because I think you're used to it. You're used to feeling that that's what people are going to do. I'm saying, like, from what you're saying, people have been doing it to you your whole life. So what's another million on?
Destiny, okay, MrGirl saying that, hey, Destiny, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying you've gotten to a certain point where you're numb. You being numb doesn't make it okay, doesn't make it good, and it doesn't make it healthy for you. And Destiny is saying, Sure, I am numb to it, but not for the reasons you think I am. I'm not numb to it because I'm repressing my feelings or not being honest with myself. I'm numb to it because I'm not the type of person that's going to sit and harp on something that I can't change. If this is how people are, I'm going to adjust my expectations accordingly and adjust my emotional over time, adjust my emotional reaction to shit like this. So I won't have these strong negative emotions that you're feeling or that you're bringing up. That's kind of what the disagreement is.
On top.
Sure, so then what's the goal, I guess, or what are you trying to get out of this part of the conversation, I guess?
I just want to see what you think of that idea, of that way of looking at it, that you were treated a certain way, it gave you this worldview, but you are now reinforcing it by surrounding yourself with fans. Do you see why I'm saying that?
Let me restate this back at you. So you're saying that I have a negative view of people trying to use me, kind of, but when I'm associating with a lot of fans, of course that's going to be the case, so I'm just reinforcing my negative view of people by doing that?
Yeah, that, and then the flip side of the coin is that it makes you very good at dealing with the pressure of it because you've always done it.
Awesome, we're done here.
Do you think there's a way that I'm acting incorrectly, or would you change something, or should I be trying to change something? Or?
Well, the thing I would change, if I could change anything about you, would make your job much harder for you and much more painful. Which I think you acknowledged somewhat. You said, like, if I get more in touch with my emotions, it might make me less suited to my career.
I thought about that a lot. I don't think that is the case. I think I'm pretty in touch with my emotions. I don't think there's much there. That sounds kind of weird to say, but I think I've spent a lot of time over the past year thinking about that, and I think I've figured most of it out. I don't think there's just some deep hidden part of me that wants to be more emotionally vulnerable to people. I just don't think that's the kind of person I am.
There's a non-hidden part of me that wants you to be more emotionally vulnerable. Possibly.
There's a part of me that wanted to always look this up. What is the difference between pink lemonade? Pink lemonade. Fuck. Pink lemonade and lemonade. Let's just look at. I'm curious. It's literally just colored. It is. Yeah, I feel like it's just sweeter. Like food coloring. Okay.
At the cost of
I had a
you
feeling
being
that
able
would
to
be
do
there's some
what you're
good-
doing in the way that you're doing it.
I understand what you're saying. In your mind, the challenging part of this conversation is me trying to do something that might inhibit my ability to do my career. But what I'm telling you is the challenging part is before that, is that I don't know if those like deeper, emotionally vulnerable things even exist in me. I don't think I'm that kind of person. That's what I'm trying to say.
A human person.
Or whatever. I think that just different people can process emotions different ways, and I just think I'm not a very emotional person.
I think you are.
Okay. But we can't really. I don't know how we resolve disagreements over who I think I am, but.
I don't know if we have to.
Okay, well.
Could you retire?
And live off of my money, or?
Yeah.
I think I could. I think so.
You stream a lot.
I do. I like it. It's really fun for me.
I want us to assume that the following questions are not an attempt to circumvent or rationalize my earlier position or to get you to agree with me. I'm not trying to change your opinion of yourself. I just have some questions that are semi-related but are not. I'm not trying to argue with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You stream a lot because you like it.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a workaholic?
I am, for sure.
I think so. Yeah. I spend a lot of time working. When I'm not working, I get a little bit worried sometimes. So probably yeah.
What do you get worried about?
I guess it's kind of true in the streaming world, but I always get the impression that like if I'm not moving forward, I'm kind of falling behind.
Yeah.
And you're missing out on a lot of potentially big events if you're not like constantly in tune or whatever. I mean, I could probably go with that. I mean, like sometimes I'm taking vacations, I have children streaming for a bit, so I mean, I can do it, but I really enjoy working, prefer to do it.
My friend was trying to get me to take a day off, and I said it's weird because it's like you should strike while the iron's hot, but then when you strike, it just gets hotter. And I was like, basically, I feel like I'm just going to be working more and more until I screw up so monumentally that I just have to take a break.
Yeah, you can also fall into this weird trap where it's like, I need to work right now because I'm getting a ton of viewers, and why the fuck would I throw away this opportunity? But then when they start to slide, you're like, okay, well, I'm losing viewers, or I'm low on viewers. I need to work right now so that I can get my viewers back. So you can get like this never-ending treadmill of, yeah.
And that's how these companies want you to think.
Fuck.
They want you to be addicted to the gamification of it, so that no matter what happens, you think it means that you should work more.
I don't think Twitch is that purposeful for how they do things, but I mean, it benefits them, I guess, in a roundabout way, yeah.
I mean, they got those bars and graphs. They're so nice to look at. All those exclamation points.
True.
Okay. Okay. So what's bad about you being a workaholic? Is there anything?
My personal relationships can suffer if I'm not thinking about them enough. So like, Melina will get irritated if I'm spending too much time working and streaming, and then not like allotting some time to my personal relationships.
Alright.
Do you play any other games other than League?
Usually like resource management games. Sometimes I'll play like single player games. Depends on what's going on.
Like what?
Okay.
Like which single player games do I play? Or?
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess growing up I played a lot of like JRPGs. These days it'll be whatever I guess a really popular game that I should play, I guess. So like I played The Witcher 3, probably should have played God of War, but I didn't. I need to play The Last of Us 2. I played The Last of Us 1.
I'm a big fan of The Last of Us 2.
Okay. Yeah, whatever the
Come on.
I guess whatever's like popping at that point in time, yeah. I played through Cyberpunk. Oh god, yeah.
The fuck?
Sometimes I think about asking you to play video games.
What kind of like multiplayer games do you play?
I play The Last of Us.
Thank you.
Is that multiplayer?
Yes. It's the best multiplayer of any video game ever.
Okay, I don't believe you, but
It is. Objectively, it is the best multiplayer of any video game ever. And so few people play it, that when I play with Jimmy, my friend and editor, my no man, we join separately so that we can be on separate teams, like we'll get put in the same match. And so few people play it that it takes like 2 minutes to get. So it's like there's only ever like 30 people playing it at any given time, but they're always playing it. And like you'll play against the same. There's people I've been playing against for years, like for 6 years, just the same names, all maxed out on everything.
wait, The Last of Us 2?
The Last of Us 1.
Oh, that game had a multiplayer. Oh, okay. Apparently a lot of people in chat are saying it was actually really good, so.
It is still it's currently.
What is it? Are like some of you zombies and some of you are people, or?
No, it's 4v4. It's like chess. You have to think very strategically. Like if you walk into a room and there's 2 people in the room, like you're gonna die 100%. There's nothing you can do. There's no quick scoping your way out of anything. And it's incredibly brutal and gory. Like I think it's the most violent multiplayer of any probably mainstream game that I've ever seen.
Okay, interesting.
I play Smash.
I don't play that game at all.
I started playing Halo.
I need to play that game.
Maybe we should play some Halo, but I want to play it off stream. So I was gonna say, I think of asking.
Oh man, off stream. Oh man.
So this is a workaholic. A true workaholic would not want to play video games off stream.
Times 2 this.
Which is like free money just on the floor. Why'd you do that?
Because life isn't all about money.
Feels like you're killing like 3 birds with 1 stone by doing that, though. No.
No. That's how workaholics think. You just think, well, I could just put the camera on and be working at the same time. But it's not really the same. But if we just play Halo, like for fun,
I can still play for fun on stream, no?
No, not really.
No.
I don't think so. Streaming is fun, but it's not. It's like camming. Like you know, I like jerking off, and sometimes I like filming it, but it's not the same thing. You know?
I understand what you're saying. If you're trying to play games off stream, that's a monumentally tall order.
It's a big step, I know. So I haven't asked you, but I'm asking you now. I think we should play video games together off stream sometime.
That's almost never gonna happen.
I know.
Don't.
I know, because you need because the thing is, you have a button that you can push that just prints money, and so at little. Well, see, you think it's at little cost to you, but I think it. I don't know. You said being a workaholic makes your personal relationships suffer. It's happening right now. You're demanding. Our relationship is suffering right now. You're rejecting my friendly request, my invitation. You're rejecting my invitation because you want thousands of people to pay us to play video games.
If you want to play video games off stream with me, your best chance is when I do my next rest server. Sometimes I'll play that off stream because if I stream it, people will fuck with me. That's your best shot.
All right, I'm in. We can do it on your terms, Steven.
Well, you good at like Rust? Before you good at shooters?
I'm good at video games.
Ooh.
Hey, you have to qualify that because I was a professional video game player. Okay, so I'm good at video games. What do you mean when you say you're good at video games?
I'm pretty good at video games. I don't know. Although I'll say I haven't played with a keyboard and mouse since high school. But I feel like I could pick it back up.
Okay, maybe good. I'm not that good at shooters, so.
So you want to try out? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we have to try out. We can play some Halo or something. See how good you are, you know?
Okay, I'm happy to try out.
Okay.
1v1,
There's
bro.
nothing
Yeah,
underground. Jesus Christ. And then I find a spot and this nigga's next to me. Good job.
My friends who I play video games with would be very upset if I insisted on streaming it.
Well, I mean, they're not public people. I could understand that, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You are not acknowledging that allowing the masses to participate and pay you drastically changes the nature of what you're doing.
It doesn't
I don't feel like doing
somebody
this.
Okay.
I don't feel like doing
Except
this.
the dead end.
Okay.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
I mean, that's why I only end up streaming games, even if it's just single player, because it's not like, I don't think it's a huge difference playing single player games off stream versus on stream, so I might as well just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, I'm afraid of becoming like you. I can see that happen.
Maybe one thing of trying to drill for that shit was like... if you could find some item, but it's just like the whole ground is nothing underground at all. So you're just sitting here ding, ding, ding. Oh, it's just like, bro, like, I'd rather drill up the wrong item I don't want instead of, like, really? Nobody got time for that? Fuck. Just do that. How about that? We'll do a little bit at a time. Okay. Alright. I said I was going to do the story quest, so I'll do that.
Happening. I mean, even what I just said, I was on a hike with Shaylin, and I was like, oh, we should shoot a video here. And then suddenly, we're not hiking, I'm scouting, I'm location scouting.
Does Shaylin complain a lot about that?
Yeah.
Is it recent, or has she done that always? Or did it just start with the stream stuff picking up?
She has generally complained, always, about the idea that if she said, hey, let's go spend a weekend in X place, take the weekend off and let's just go be together somewhere, and it's a 2-hour drive, I would be like, whoa, what? No, that's too much, I can't do it. But if there was if I could film myself 20 feet underwater talking about pedophiles in like a cave in Thailand, I would go do it in a second. I think I just made like an Elon Musk pedo accusation of free association in my head. But you got what I'm saying.
That's like a really, really, really bad habit that you have to break. I do this all the time with Melina, and it's really bad. So I just left for 4 or 5 days to go and do stuff out here. But the second I get back, I'm going to want to stream because I've taken like 4 or 5 days off of streaming.
Right.
And it's a little, yeah, but when I get back, she's going to want to hang out and do stuff. But the issue is that I've just been not streaming for 4 or 5 days, and now when I get home, you want me to take another day off work to do stuff with you, from my perspective. But from her perspective, it's like,
You've been working
what the
hard.
fuck? Well, no, it's not that. It's worse than that. From her perspective, it's, why the fuck did you take 4 or 5 days off to go and hang out with people and do random shit, but then when you come back to me, now you have to go back to work, you can't give me any time. What the fuck? So that's a huge problem I have in my life. Yeah.
What's the answer? What do you tell her?
Well, we argue about it a lot. It's probably the biggest problem in my relationship right now.
Usually they say women are expensive because you have to buy them stuff. But you have a money printing machine in your office that you have to turn off anytime you want to hang out with Melina.
There's type of women that want to buy them stuff. That's a garbage one. Who the fuck cares? That's not
Well, this is more expensive in a way.
It's time that people.
Every second you spend with her is a second you could have been making money. You told me to schedule my time.
I did.
Well,
You don't work too much because I said work and fill every hour of the day, right?
yeah, so why don't you schedule your time?
Because I just let work. I can give you a lot of really good advice. That doesn't mean I follow it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can tell you so many things about how to manage relationships and all that shit. And I do sometimes. A lot of the advice I give is really good, but I don't follow all of it. I have very real problems in my life that I have a hard time dealing with. So.
I think you should schedule your time.
What, dev key?
Yeah.
We have
I should
scheduled
have
blocks
it.
of every day that we spend together.
How do you like that?
I like it. I don't stream as much as you, though.
Yeah, but you could be working on video stuff or other stuff as well.
Yes, and I usually am. But it's easier to stop and start.
What do you do during your scheduled time? And are you entertained while you're doing it?
With her?
Mm-hmm.
Fight.
But like, You schedule time to just fight every day?
Well, no, we schedule time to spend together, and often we end up fighting, or we watch stuff, we eat, talk, we go on walks.
Shit.
We're like a 60-year-old couple.
Okay.
1 second, I gotta figure this out.
Do you schedule time with Melina? How does it happen?
I try to, but
you blow it off.
no, I don't blow it off. If we have something to do, we'll do it.
Dick.
But the issue is that she's usually the one finding things to do.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't, I'll just fill all of my time with work-related stuff.
Kind of like you and me.
Yeah.
I see a pattern.
Like if you or Melina never messaged me again, I might stay in my room and stream for 12 years, and then I'll come out and be like, wait a second, where did you go?
Yeah, I see. You should work on that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you should schedule some time with her, no?
The problem isn't the time. The problem is me being engaged during the time. Because there's so much stuff that I love doing on stream that I'm ultra engaged with. That, And we have like a really different set of interests. It's hard sometimes to schedule things. It was so much easier when we were like within walking distance of a movie theater. I really like watching movies. And we could walk to the theater all the time. But with COVID and stuff not releasing, it's been way shittier. That was a really big way that I could spend time with her. But yeah. Oh my god, I don't want to rip this conversation off into this direction too much. Just a quick question. Did you watch the new Matrix movie?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I was really, really, really high the first night. Okay. So maybe that influenced it. But I started watching it, and when I got through the first third of the movie, I was ready to hop on Twitter because everybody shouted on this movie, and I wanted to give the most contradictory take ever. Because like the first third of that movie, it was actually probably one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. It was so awesomely like self-referential comment. I thought it was so good, and then it totally fucking nosedived.
Yes. I had the exact same experience. I was like, I think this is one of the best Matrix movies.
Yes. Oh my god. Every line, like I couldn't tell, and again, my Netflix was really high, but it almost felt like the director was talking to me and challenging my expectation of the film constantly about what it was supposed to be. But then it turned into generic action garbage. I don't know what happened.
Right.
Oh, fuck, it was so frustrating.
Yes. If it had gone from that to unforgettable, visionary, like amazing visuals and cool moments. If it had been like, oh, you think we're just gonna make another Matrix movie, blah blah, and then hit like a home run of like the coolest Matrix shit you've ever seen, it would probably be the second best Matrix movie. It would have been amazing. But then it seemed like, oh, you're just doing the self-referential shit because you don't have it anymore. This is all subterfuge. It's all smoke and mirrors because you lost the magic. I heard that it's the most expensive of the Matrix movies, which was because I was like, I can forgive some of this looking shitty if it's cheap, but I don't think it was cheap.
No, because CGI is really expensive. You gotta pay a lot of artists to work on that shit.
Yeah.
So the stuff that mattered all looked really bad. Like, how do you have worse fight scenes 20 years later? Like, and no offense, but like, this is not Neo anymore. This is fucking John Wick. So you should be able to do, like, I truly don't know.
Yeah, because you can't say it's because Keanu Reeves is too old. He can fucking still move, like, and kick ass and shit. I mean, and Liam Neeson, like, you can make a cool action movie with a 60-year-old dude, and they just didn't. Especially with all this,
Look at Liam Neeson, right? Yeah. I went to sleep because I couldn't finish watching it all. I went to sleep like I was so excited. And I was like, we gotta finish this. We gotta finish this. I think everybody's wrong about it. I think it actually is like a gem. I think it's and then halfway through, I was like, oh no, it's nosediving into like a worse than generic action movie, and then it turned into utter garbage. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But okay, sorry. Yeah. Fuck. Anyway.
I just don't know how you can have a Matrix movie with no memorable visuals. That was a really bad idea.
Yeah, or at the very least, like, say what you want about the Matrix 2 and 3. I think people rag on those movies more than they should. They at least have like cool like fight scenes and shit, I guess, if you like that. But this one sucked. Everything about it, all the fights were horrible. Neo's little force field thing constantly was garbage. Like, remember when the one girl was like, oh fuck, don't get me started on this goddamn. Okay, in the Matrix, the first Matrix, okay, when they have to jack in to save someone, it's Neo going to save Morpheus. Okay, and it's a huge ordeal. And it's like the coolest thing ever. If you're like 9, even if you're 25 or whatever, I still think that's awesome. Okay, nobody's ever done that. That's why it's gonna work, right? In the Matrix 4, there was one part where the girl's like, jack me in, I need to save all those guys in the van. And I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? And then when she gets jacked in, they just like have guns, they just shoot all the people off the van. Like, oh, you saved us. I was like, I want you to watch it. Yeah, it was garbage.
The first one is like a horror movie. It's like when you're in the Matrix, the agents are like sharks and they're coming after you, and like you're gonna fucking die if you don't immediately do everything you're supposed to do, and it was scary. And all of that is completely gone.
Yes, I saw a YouTube video once, an essay on it's the antagonist throw, or the protagonist throw. And it was interesting because they juxtaposed it with Terminator 2. So basically, there's something that, I'm going to point this out. If you like watching action movies, you should mute the stream because this will ruin every action movie for you, okay? So, if you're fighting somebody in real life, okay? If you can kill that person, when you get your hands on them, the last thing you're going to do is just throw them somewhere.
Right, you're just going to kill them. Yes.
Yeah, you're going to kill them, right? Now, in Terminator 2, the scary thing about the robot guy was when he got near people, they died.
Yes, there's no fucking around.
Exactly. Same thing with the agents. If an agent is near you, you're fucked. They're going to catch you or kill you. You're just fucked.
Right.
When they do this thing more in movies now where they just
throw
you around, they shoot at you and you miss. And yeah, what you were talking about, like that drama with the agents. And honestly, I don't know if you could have done it any better than the first Matrix. The drama with the agents was just so bad. And everybody seemed kind of invulnerable and everything was like so lame and like
when it becomes clear that the villain is going to just throw the hero around until the hero kills the villain,
there's no shot and miss over and over again.
There's no tension.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't go to movies anymore.
Well, because there haven't been very many coming out. They're starting to again. I want to see Scream 5, but
yeah. Okay, so what do you mean when you're saying you're not engaged when you're hanging out with Melina?
It's just hard not to let my mind wander to things I could do there, like so much more like critically challenging, or
You need to be doing like 3 things at the same time at all times.
Yeah. Now there are some things I do that are a lot of fun. So like we've gone like diving before, like water related stuff is super fun. There are a few things that are really fun, but I can't go on a walk or hike. I can't do that.
What happens?
I have to do something. It just
what happens if you don't?
I just get really bored. I'm just walking.
It's really bored?
Yeah.
How do you experience that?
I feel like I want to be doing something else, but I'm wasting my time.
Do you get like mad or like anxious?
Not like mad, like, maybe anxious. I guess I'm like tapping my foot. I don't know, but it just feels like I should be doing like at least 2 other things. Like I could do my phone thinking, or I could do my phone doing something like emails or Discord messages. I could listen to a podcast. Like there's like
I feel like sometimes Destiny is one of those people that need to like sometimes it's okay. Fuck. I'm hitting alt, dude. Alts is what I'm hitting. Sometimes it's okay to just like do nothing. Nothing can help you relax and help you feel less anxious. That wow, I don't have to be doing something all the fucking time. That's something, I don't know. Something to think about. Just a thought.
I go to the gym. That's like an active thing. Like I'll spend my 2 hours required to have the gym, and that's like
Yeah.
something,
Okay, would you say it's fair to say that you have trouble sitting with yourself?
I can do it if I need to. Like if I have something to think about, I can do it. So I really like long drives. And I like to like, or if there's something that I really need to introspect on, if there's some challenging shit, I can spend some time with myself just thinking about things.
But as a
if I don't have
general
anything, like,
day-to-day...
if I don't have anything purposeful to dwell on, then I hate just sitting there doing nothing. It's just like a waste of my time.
Okay, so whatever you're saying to Melina, you also say to yourself, like, hey, if you want to have a meeting and we have something to do or something to discuss, then we can hang out. But if not, I got shit to do.
Kind of, yeah, but that sounds really mean, and it makes her feel like she's not important to me. Which is shitty of me to make her feel that way. And it's not
Yeah,
really true, because she is important to me.
but you do the same thing to yourself.
What do you mean?
You would not just like sit
Emergency
and
key.
take time to be with yourself. Like if you were your own friend.
We would have to be
saying,
playing games or doing something, engaging with each other, yeah, arguing or something.
Right.
Okay.
Do you think any of this is a problem?
Probably, but it's pretty fundamental, so...
It's such a big problem that we might as well not call it a problem.
Well, the problem is that I'm going to lose all my relationships, so I can't allocate some amount of like purposeful time to other people. So I don't know if it's a good thing or not.
That seems like a pretty big problem.
Robber models.
So yeah, if I could change anything about you, and maybe I can, I would change being more in touch with your feelings, so that you might be able to sit with them and or yourself and or Melina and or me, more like, I guess intimately.
It's not like a
Yeah,
sit with your
higher
feelings.
level than
Like,
me.
if
Good.
you want to do some intimate experience like that, I mean, I can do that, especially with drugs, or if we're going to drink, which is a drug.
Well, yeah, my sense is that you want to be distracted.
No.
And I know that's not.
Other people say that. No.
Yeah, I think you want to be distracted from your feelings, but you think you're just bored.
I understand your desire to say that.
Yeah, thank
There's
you.
nothing
I don't believe in
do out of
boredom.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
believe in boredom.
I'm comfortable sitting with my feelings. Like I can sit with myself and be chill, but the problem is there's other things I'd rather do.
I understand that. And do you understand why I said what I
Fight
said?
this penguin.
Yeah, because you're looking for some deep, sad part of me that is just like dying to come out. Some child that's yearning for attention and warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the case. I've associated with a lot of people that think that I'm different than how I say that I am, but I've spent a lot of time with myself and thinking about myself, and I don't think there's like something that I've missed that some.
Well, I hope you don't think.
I
I have a lot of the same problems. I hope you don't think that I'm saying that I don't have a deep, sad child that wants me to hang out with him, and I keep saying, yeah, I will as soon as I do this other thing. Leave the fuck alone. I'm not trying to say like, you know, there's something wrong with you that isn't wrong with me. If I could change anything about myself, I would also change the same thing.
What would you change?
My tolerance for and interest in sitting with my feelings.
I feel like I can sit with my feelings if I need to. It's just,
Well, okay, but I'm defining. Okay, I'm defining being bored, checking my phone every 5 seconds, blah blah, all this shit. Not like when Shaylin says, "Hey, there's a fair, there's like a farmer's market on Saturday," and I start having a heart attack. I don't think that's because I'm bored. And I don't think it's because I don't want to hang out with Shaylin, because I don't hang out with me. And when I start thinking like, God, what the fuck am I
you
gonna
might
do?
have, you might have those feelings, but you were projecting hard onto me. I do not feel that way. If
I
somebody was telling me
understand.
there's a thing going on Saturday, I'm not thinking like, oh my god, I don't want to hang out with me. I do like to hang out with Lena. But what I'm thinking is like, I could be grinding League. I could do
know.
like little stuff on stream.
I know.
Like, there's like
I know
a million more ways that are.
I hear you. I don't believe. I think you're lying. No, I don't think you're lying. I just think you're
You
wrong.
do. You think I'm
No,
lying to
no,
myself? Yes. Yes.
No.
You think I'm lying to myself? That
I think
actually have to disconnect with my own feelings.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong about yourself. I don't think you're lying.
Which is another form of lying to yourself, right?
Yes, but I'll make it clear that I don't think that you.
You want to soften the blow, so I'm less hostile towards your criticisms.
No. This is going to make you more hostile. I think you'd rather be called a liar than be called uninformed. Maybe I don't know.
Lying sounds a
Maybe
little bit more
not.
purposeful. Lying's a little bit more Machiavellian. I like that more than being dumb.
Right. Yeah, I just think you're dumb. No, I just think I don't. I don't. If what I'm saying is true, I just don't think you're aware of it. I don't think you're dumb or lying. I just don't think you're aware of it. You're unaware. If you're confused, that's what it is.
Okay.
Well, you asked what I would change, so that's my answer.
Okay.
I just want what's best for you.
Think so? Or do you want me to be the best version of myself I can be for you? Because all this was framed initially through me reaching out to you spontaneously to play games offline.
You say that like it's the most disgusting thing you've ever said. No, I want what's best for you.
Okay.
And yeah, you think I'm projecting or selfish?
I think that what you're saying makes sense, and I would probably say it to most people that gave the answers that I did, so I don't blame you for doing it.
You think I'm confused?
About the internal workings of my mind, I would say so. But I mean, you don't know me very much, so I don't blame you.
Oh, that's what you think.
That's
I've done
creepy.
a lot of drugs, okay? Done a lot of exploring of my
I know.
of the inner workings of my mind, alright?
I
I've seen
know.
what's in there, alright?
Can I ask about your plans for the future of your career?
I kind of just do it day by day. I really enjoy what I do. If I do this until I'm 60 or 70, I'd probably be happy the whole time. I might have more political aspirations in the future, for like doing different stuff to help campaigns, but the last time I did it exploded hardcore, so I don't know, maybe we'll see.
Think about running for office
I'm
sometime.
not hungry.
Yeah.
You always want dessert? I don't know what dessert to get.
Something local. It would be entertaining. Yeah, something local. Some council. Some board. You ever think about that?
A little bit very early, and then I realized pay sucks, the job sucks, and I'd rather do streaming stuff.
Pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, I'd say so.
60 or 70? Would you be retiring, or you would be?
I mean, I think at some point your body isn't going to work with the computer well. Either it's going to be hard to see, or you get arthritis or something.
Come on.
I don't think you'll have to sit to stream at that point. I think you'll be able to.
Give me that shit.
I think you'll be able to have a little drone that does whatever the fuck you want, but it does whatever it thinks you want it to do. It's following you around at that point if you want. I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Maybe I'll have Elon Musk's Neuralink, you know, who knows?
Damn, it's hella. I gotta clear them out. There's just so
Alright,
many
I'll
of
more
them.
questions.
There's just so many
Is there
of
any
them.
topic that you feel like we didn't get to or should go back to?
I don't know, do you think so? What does chat think?
Why are you constantly being so
Being
awkward?
so awkward. Yeah, I see that guy.
Yeah. Love you, buddy. Be safe. Destiny.
Okay.
Ask him about Anna. Yeah, my
It's not Anna, it's Anna. Don't say Anna. I don't know why people fucking call her that. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like Anna is two N's. That's not true. That's
It's a fake name anyway, but...
okay. Yeah, my chat's always trying to trick me into talking to her, and then inevitably I get like 5 DMs that say, Destiny's gonna be really pissed off at you if you do that. Don't do that. And then I've actually never really looked into it, and I'm just like, okay, well, hey, I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to know.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the real question: when is the Recful conversation coming?
What is the Recful conversation?
I don't know.
Okay.
Trash. Digging up trash out the ground, y'all.
Recful is the topic that we talked about the least.
Okay. Does that mean you'd like to explore it more, or...?
I'm very I'm worried about exploring more.
Why? Or what worries you?
It's a sore subject.
For you? Why?
For you.
Why would it be a sore subject for me?
Because it's upsetting.
Why? It's not like I pushed him. What do you mean?
That's not what I meant.
There are so many things that happen in my life. I'm totally fine talking about whatever you want to talk about.
That worries me. No, I don't believe you when you say you're totally fine, because you always say you're totally fine. If ever once you said I'm not totally fine, then I would fucking believe all the other times. But you never said it, and you're never going to. Maybe.
I don't know how to. Yeah, I guess that's a big problem I have. When you see that I intersect with women that end up getting weird delusions about me, it's because of this. Because people think that no, you must be lying about this, or oh, you are this way, and I'm not. I'm totally honest with going out. Why the fuck would I lie? Why? Okay, let's just put this. Why would I lie to you about whether or not I'm adversely affected by something that happened in the past?
I don't think you're lying.
Okay, you think I'm engaged in a level of self-deception then?
I just think you're a bit disconnected from your feelings.
Okay, I mean, I'm sad he's dead. Like, I wish I could still somebody to talk to. It's not like I'm not like, oh, it's cool that he's gone. Like, that makes me feel better about it or something. Like, I'm not.
I know. Well, the point of contention is it a sensitive subject?
No, I don't think so at all.
I know. That's why I'm afraid to talk about it with you.
Why would that make you afraid to talk about it?
Because I feel like it has to be. And if you're going to say it's not, then I feel like you are just letting us slash away at your insides, and that's.
Why would I endure that? Why would I subject myself?
Because you can't feel it.
But then what is that? Okay, well, that's how you feel. You're the meme.
I'm an empath.
Yes. I can tell what you're feeling simply by deciding that you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm scared, and that's what you're feeling. I have an abundance of caution.
Why?
If
Why
we're going to talk about it, I want to talk about it very carefully.
I'm the only person that you're going to be able to talk to on this platform that can navigate these types of topics without getting severely, like, emotionally distraught over it.
What I'm concerned about is not that that's because you're so good at maneuvering that you don't get cuts. I'm concerned that you just don't feel it. So you may be drenched in blood by the end of the conversation, but you just won't care or know.
How would you ascertain that?
I don't know. I don't know that I can. But the problem is I don't know that you can either. That's what concerns me. I don't think you know what you're feeling, and I also don't really know what you're feeling. I'm just guessing. So then it's like, I feel like we're flying blind.
Okay. All right. Anything else I want to explore then? Hopefully something that doesn't secretly leave me wounded and scarred in a way that neither of us can actually perceive.
What? Do you have a mission statement for your channel?
Fuck no. But I generally have one. I just like conversations to be as fact-based as possible. So when I engage in politics, I want people to be factually correct what they talk about. And the second point is, I wish that people could understand each other's positions a little bit better. So I have a little bit more empathy for how other people think instead of just ascribing like the worst possible intentions to whatever they think.
And you want to create that?
Yeah, people that do that, yeah.
You want to make people more empathetic towards each other?
I guess, at least understanding of each other, yeah. Maybe not empathetic, but at least understanding and intellectual at least. You don't have to be empathetic, but I'd probably do the best.
Yeah, I think so. That's the same as mine.
That's not good content to understand people. Fuck that. Why would I want to do that shit? Ever. Understanding people's fur.
It's not cowardice, though.
I think it is actually cowardice.
It's because you have nothing, because you come from a different place. I don't know how to understand it. It's not cowardice. You're asking a person, there's like a collective fiction that everybody buys into that makes everybody feel good. And that's the problem. You think it's a fiction that people want to avoid, that's there as some necessary evil that people really don't feel attached to, but the reality is people love it.
That's horrible. Like, just don't turn on your webcam if that's what you are going to do. There's just no point to it. You're saying
no.
You're wrong.
You're saying that's not relevant to the conversation. Go ahead.
You're saying I should stop saying it out loud.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm trying to say how I feel about her lying about how much she trusts me. I'm not saying that to try to get her to trust me. I'm saying it to be intimate and honest about my emotional experience. I don't want to sit here with a kidding grin on my face, pretending I think it's funny that she's afraid to let her kids in the room when I'm on a stream with her, or pretending that she thinks that I might want the age of consent to be 8. I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's funny. It is funny, but also it pisses me off.
But the edits on your video, so I can watch and listen to the comments as well.
You're gonna watch this. You're gonna read the chat.
I'm gonna read the chat, yeah.
Okay, so I usually don't read the chat when I talk to people, but if you're gonna read it, I'll read it.
Occasionally, I just leave it up, just so I can see it.
Okay. If I said I didn't want you to, would you lie and read it anyway? What kind of person are you? It's up to you. I think that it will be probably more intimate if we don't read the chat, but it'll be more funny if we do read the chat. So it depends on what kind of conversation you want to have.
Whatever you want. I'm up for either one.
Let's ignore the chat for now, and then we can look at it later, and if they have questions or comments for either of us, and we can incorporate it into our discussion.
Okay, sounds good.
Sometimes I read the chat. I find myself saying things just to impress them or make them laugh. It's like not conscious, but it pollutes my mind to read the chat.
Okay, that's fair.
Wolf, do you want to introduce yourself?
You're pushing it so hard.
Yes, for people who don't know who I am, my name's Ariel, and excuse me, I just burped. I've been making videos on YouTube since 2009, so 12 years, and I focus mainly, I would say, on LGBT culture, but recently, over the past 2 years, I dove more into politics, I would say. But it's mainly culture and critiquing of culture than anything else.
Okay. Do you know anything about me?
I looked at some of the live streams, but nothing crazy because I was in Miami and then I was at the Legs event on Saturday.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where we're, what perceptions you might have of me, if any, or is it just like I'm just.
I'm not making any perceptions. No, I don't know. I have no idea if you're on the left or right. I don't care either way. As long as you're somebody that can sit down and have a conversation, that's all that I'm always. That's always what I've been about. So.
Okay, well I can do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched a bunch of your videos. I think the best jumping off point is probably, well, first of all, I'm obsessed with Steven Crowder, and I saw that you did a video with him.
He was very nice.
Yeah, he's like my nemesis.
Why?
I don't know. He evokes something in me, a primal hatred. I'm obsessed with him. I want nothing more than to talk to him. I don't think he knows I exist. I've just been completely obsessed with him for like years.
Okay.
Like 3.
In a good way or a bad way? In a bad way that you hate him. So, well, I guess. Not a bad
Yeah,
way.
and like a Joker Batman way.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
It's a strong feeling. I know they say you hate in other people what you see in yourself.
I can see that. What's not healed in your...
I will say Steven Crowder is like, what I don't understand is like, if I'm someone that's gonna spend a whole bunch of time looking into political stuff and doing my own research, why? I mean, it's good for views and entertainment to like, I guess, go to a college campus, but it's just like, why wouldn't you go to somebody who's like more educated on the topic, right? If you really want to elucidate your points, and because it feels like you're gonna crush a bunch of people that don't fucking know anything, and like that's fun, I guess.
Yourself, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steven Crowder is my wound.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's totally not plugged into this.
Okay, so he's very I'm terrified that I'm like him. So he's very arrogant.
Why don't you let him? That
He wants to.
Okay, I mean... I don't think he is, but I'm from New York and we're all kind of arrogant, so...
Right. He wants to. I feel his content is very divisive. He wants to pit people against each other. He wants to monetize the fracture in our country. He thinks he knows everything.
Fuck.
He's
I
smug.
don't know how to answer that, because I've never talked to him about, like, I've never
Seriously?
listened to him that in depth about things.
I think he's gay.
Oh, he's gay.
Oh, he's gay. I know he's gay.
And back when Destiny was playing Elden
Teach his own.
Ring.
Okay, I don't think he's exclusively gay. I think he is 90% gay.
Good for him. That's his truth.
Well, it's not good for him. He has to come out.
Okay.
Other stuff about him. He sets up arguments with college students who don't know what they're talking about, and then just humiliates them, and then puts them on the
Yeah, but
internet
that's
for
their
money.
choice. It's a college student's choice. Yeah.
That doesn't make you can. So I can lie to you or convince you to buy something like a car that's worth $5,000.
Starting off so aggressively. Oh my
You know
God.
nothing about cars. If I'm good enough smooth talker, I can seduce you
He's
into
taking
making.
advantage even though he's not doing anything wrong technically.
Well, he's not doing anything wrong legally. Like
Right,
yeah, they're not
You're saying
10-year-olds.
morally he's doing something wrong. No.
I think I'm gonna call you out here. I think by saying it's their choice, you're also implying that you know he's doing something wrong, but they're allowing it to be done to
No, I
them.
don't think so. I think they all have the opportunity and they know. No, I don't think that's true. I think I've had this situation with myself as well, right? Where I've gone into conversations or live streams, whatever, but I wasn't fully aware. I wasn't a college student. But
I mean, you're doing it right now.
Yeah, I'm here now, right? And I think it's my choice, and to be here is also my choice to leave if I wanted to. So.
Yeah, okay, but leaving is, especially if you're a college student on camera and there's a crowd of people who are going to laugh if you get up and walk away, leaving is, after you've been hooked into the conversation, I don't think leaving is exactly a dignified option. I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong.
That's a fair argument. I like his content, though, so.
I can tell. Do you have his phone number?
No.
Okay,
What the
that's fine.
fuck?
Let's move on to another topic. We can circle back soon. Anyway, so I'm afraid that I'm him. My fear is that I'm going to become him or turn into him, or that I already have. That I'm going to just be this divisive force that turns people against each other, makes people hate each other, and I'm going to take advantage of younger, weaker, dumber people and to make them look stupid. Like I was on this panel last night with this. I felt dog whistling kind of Nick Fuentes acolyte, and I got really pissed off at him. And like he was really mean to me, and he was like 20. And so I was like, I don't know what to talk to you like whether you're an equal or like whether you're like a kid. But I was like extremely irritated and like depressed. And then after the stream ended, I like talked a bunch of shit about him. But then I was like, I don't like what I'm here. I am talking shit about 20-year-olds exactly like Steven Crowder. That's why
That's just something that's internal that you need to work on now. Then.
I need to work on it.
Yeah.
Also externally with Steven. I need to talk to him. But that's my.
I guess email him.
Yeah, I have, but I'll try again. Okay, so next topic I would say is trans people,
No, let's do it.
right?
That's a good topic.
Is it?
No, no, but it's a topic that people usually ask me when we talk about it when they want to be on camera.
So, somebody's in the chat before I hit the chat right when you first got on said that you were the queen turf or head turf. Okay, you in your videos you reference the website turf is a slur.
.com.
I don't agree that turf is a slur.
Okay. It's not my
You
website. It's just no. I don't think it's a slur. I don't think the actual meaning of it is a slur. I think people use it as a slur.
Okay,
Like the actual definition of turf is trans exclusionary radical feminist.
right. Which is
I'm
that?
not I'm not trans exclusionary in my feminism, and
Well, okay. But when they say that, aren't they saying when you're talking about women that you want to advocate for, you're not talking about trans women? I feel like that's what they mean by exclusionary.
they mean that you're just I mean trans people in general. I think is what they mean.
They don't. I think they mean that you think trans women are men and trans men are women. So like if you said no, I'm not trans, you can't say that. You can,
Trans women are trans women, trans men are trans men. That's what I think.
okay, so who does feminism advocate for?
Depends. Some
Broadly.
feminism needs some trans men need feminism. Some trans men never come out of the closet, right? Some trans men will live as women even though they know they have gender dysphoria and want to live as a man. And
Okay, so trans men, women.
And if you live your life as a woman and you're a trans woman, there are some things that feminism is there's some feminist conversations that they should be involved in as well. Not all of them, because not all those conversations affect them.
Okay, be involved in, but will you say that feminism should advocate for those people?
It depends on what topic we're talking about.
Okay, so broadly you would not say. You wouldn't say yes or no broadly that feminism should advocate for trans women. You would
Oh my
say
god, I hate these fucking
Because
things.
it doesn't make sense. You have to say what part of feminism. If we're talking
Okay,
about
but
my choice with abortion, trans women don't get abortions. So they should. That's
well,
not
women,
part of
women who are
it.
born without uteruses don't get abortions. But if I say, do you think feminism should advocate for women? You're not like, well, it depends if the woman's born with uterus, because the woman's born with uterus, and abortion conversation doesn't apply to them. So I can't say that women should be represented by feminism. I don't think that's fair. I think you would just say women should be represented by feminism, whether they have kids or what body parts they have or not. And you're making
It's an umbrella term, in my opinion. And I think
yeah, but women are clearly in under the umbrella.
There's a lot of different types of women, though, right? There's butch women, there's gay women, there's bi women, there's
Yeah,
black women, there's trans
feminism. Okay, so you think trans women are women in the same way that black women are women?
No,
women. I don't want to compare black women to trans women. I'm not comparing the two. I think that's a disgusting analogy. I think that
Why?
because it's saying that black women are any different than any other female when they're not. You know, they have.
Okay, so trans women are different. So trans women are different from any
Of course,
other.
they're different. They're trans women.
Okay, so again, I just want to nail this down. Does feminism support women?
Like in today's world.
No, is the job of feminism to advocate for women?
Oh, is the job? I don't know what the job of feminism is anymore because I don't really.
In your mind, what it should be? Should feminism advocate for women?
I think feminism should advocate for the equal treatment of women in society.
Oh my god.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think feminism should advocate for trans women? If the answer is different, which I feel it is, it's a qualified answer. It's a longer answer.
Because it does.
It ain't yet. Okay, so the answer is different. The answer is different, right? It's not yes.
And
Okay.
because here's why. Here's why. If
You
somebody
don't have to
like
explain it to me.
No, I'm going to though because I think it's important, right? If there's somebody like you who wants to call themselves a woman who's transgender, do I think you need the same feminist talking points that somebody like me needs? No, and that's just the truth.
That's fine.
You look like a man. You live your life as a man. And you're male.
And yet I'm a woman. Okay, but
Regardless if you're actually
I
transgender or
can't
not,
believe I
you still
said
don't. You don't need those other talking points.
okay,
You know
so
what I mean?
yeah, but so my issue with the turf thing is that the fact that the answer is different, longer with qualifiers with an explanation, and not just
Right.
yes, that is the thing that trans rights activists are referring to when they say exclusionary. They're saying you don't think that trans women are actually women.
No,
And so therefore
because they're not women. If you mean women as biological.
yeah, I know why you don't think that.
Yeah.
I get it. But it's still exclusionary, right? Like I just don't see how you can say trans women are.
Exclusionary would mean fully exclusionary.
No, I think okay. So I'm having a birthday party and trans people are welcome. They just can't come in the house, but they can come in the yard. So I'm not excluding anybody. You can see.
I don't think that's a fair argument. I don't think that's a comparison, I mean.
Trans women are obsessed with the idea of I'll say the loudest, most radical activist trans women. The tip of the spear of trans activism, I think. As in the loudest, the most pushing forward, the most challenging, the people who can come up, the people who are going to call you a turf, I would say, are very interested in being.
The reason why I hate doing this part of the episode quest in this game is because instead of the items being something you just drill up, if you just drill up and either you drill up an item out the ground or dig it, whatever the fuck you want to call it, or you kill monsters and they drop the item. This place has like a emergency roaster. This place has an emergency roaster. This place has like you have to get these other, like these 2 or more items, combine them at the thing, and it's like a 70% chance that you'll make it. But if you don't, but you could lose the item because you could fail and the item get destroyed. So you had to find them again. So it's just like you never know how much of the item you actually need. It's really annoying. Really fucking annoying.
Defined as women in as many ways and spaces as they can. Because they believe because that's fine if you don't think it's fair. But
And I understand why they feel that way, but I don't think it's fair. Just like I don't belong in trans spaces.
Yeah. I get
It's
it.
that simple for me.
Okay, so these people want to be seen as women, not type of women, but as women. Want to be defined as women. So what I don't get is why so-called turfs don't just bite the bullet and say, yeah, I don't.
Dude, that shield attack is so AIDS. Oh my
Sometimes
god.
you can be included, but generally, like, no. When I talk about feminism, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about women, and I don't think you're a woman. I know you think you're a woman. I'm not going to say it to your face. I don't think you're a woman. I'm not going to hate you because I don't think you're a woman. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about women. When I say women, you know what I mean. You know I don't mean you. And just say like, yeah, I'm excluding you. Like, what? I just don't understand. It feels like to say it's a slur. And I know you're not saying this. Is to try to use progressive tricks against them and say like, well, if you're transphobic, or you can call me transphobic. Well, I'm calling you red femme-phobic. Now you're using slurs against me. You're the bigot. You're bigoted against me. It's like, just stop. Just say like, okay, I think that makes me transphobic. I'm transphobic. If I'm excluding trans women, then yeah, I'm excluding trans women. I don't understand. It doesn't like compute for me how it's offensive to be accused of.
Everybody's different. For me, it's not as simple as what is and what isn't. It really is dependent on the situation we're talking about.
Yeah, but for
it's
them,
really, really specific.
Okay, I understand. But if I say, do you think feminism applies to black women? And you say, well, no, that depends. That is bigoted. Like that would be a pretty.
Female, and it's about femaleness.
Yes, right. So if it's about femaleness, are trans women female?
No. But
Okay, so if it's about but you're going in circles again. I don't know why you want to appease these people. Why would you?
It's because it's not about trying to appease somebody. It's about seeing the truth, right?
No, I think it is about appeasing people. And you have
That's fine, but in my opinion, it's not because I have friends that are trans women that go about in the world, into society, and pass as women and live as women.
The question comes. This is like a category type of thing. Does this group of, if we are going to agree for the sake of argument, for the sake of conversation, to call trans women women, how many, hold on. Is this thief mole? Or robber mole? Robber mole. Yeah, the other two get drilled, right. Yeah, so if we're gonna call trans women women, What it comes down to is how many, when we're having conversations about feminism, how many of those conversations do not include trans women? And if the answer is like 60, 70, 80%, and it can only resonate with 20%, then you might not like the word, but from Mr. Girl's point of view, you are excluding them from that conversation. In the same way that it doesn't apply to a man, you are excluding men from those feminist conversations. You would almost necessarily be. Whether or not it's a slur or not, well, she agreed it's not. It's people use it as a slur. Whether or not it is in fact a slur is a different conversation. It's irrelevant to the conversation. Yeah. So if you're going to be like, and it feels exclusionary from the point of view of those trans women, like how come we can't be involved in these conversations? You saying it doesn't affect us is an admittance that you are excluding us from these conversations because you think it doesn't affect us. You are doing that, but she's gonna say, well, no, I'm not doing that because there are areas of feminism where we are including you. So, but Mr. Girl is just like granularly. Let's say there are 10 categories of feminism. If you don't include trans women in 7 of them, you are excluding them out the 7. Why not just say, yes, I am excluding you out the 7 instead of arguing, that's what his point of view is.
In my opinion, they pass. You would never know.
As women. They pass as women, but they are not women. In your view, they are not women.
But we're talking about societally, and I don't know, emotionally, I guess culturally would be the best word. Societally, culturally, they live as women.
Yeah.
So societally, feminism societally and feminism culturally would affect them. Physically, obviously, in some ways maybe, but not always.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. I have a friend, well, not a friend anymore, an ex-friend of mine who went to, I think they went to India or something, I don't remember, wherever it was very anti-gay at the time, like 5 years ago.
More and more.
Super butch lesbian, made herself look even more butch, and made herself look like a guy to the best of her ability when going on vacation with her then girlfriend, because they were afraid to pose as lesbians, so they posed as a straight couple. Does that person still needs feminism in some ways, right? Physically, because they're still female, but societally and culturally, in that moment, they don't. They're seen as a man, they live as a man, they're treated as a man, that's it. So I think that is a big part of the conversation as well that a lot of people don't get.
I think you're making sense. I get, you're teaching me how to do the mental gymnastics.
Oh my god.
You're giving me a mental gymnastics lesson. Okay, well, allow me to rebut.
Please, but I'm not trying to appease people, trust me, I'm not, especially the trans activist community.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If trans women across the world, on Twitter, the loudest, angriest, most radical trans women, said, you know what, we're not women. Feminism, yeah, could apply to us in certain situations, but we're not women. We should be excluded from feminism. You're saying that you would say to them, no. Don't go. Feminism.
Again, certain things I think that certain things do not apply to them, but certain things do.
Okay, so here's what I think.
This is the Ron calling it.
I think trans women, the tip of the spear, or the people who are pushing, want to be defined as women, as biological, literal women.
No, that's obviously not true. And I'll agree with you 100% on that. That defeats the purpose of what transgender is.
But do you agree that there's a contingent of trans women that want to be defined as literally, biologically female?
Yes, I agree with them. Of course.
Okay. So here's what I think. I think that this group of people wants to be defined as women in every feasible way. So anytime they're not defined as women in any particular space, like a swim team or like sex, like I see in your videos, like sucking girl dick, stuff like that, they start picking at it and they say, well, hang on, what do you mean my penis is not a woman's penis?
It's not female,
right. And so I think you're willing to draw the line there. But my sense is
I'm willing to draw the line at a physical level, at a biological level, not a social or cultural level, because there are trans women like Blair White does not live her life as a gay man. Like she doesn't. She lives her life as a woman.
I understand. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what I don't think you understand is that your answer that has qualifications about living as a woman is
different depending on what a person sees as a woman, I guess.
No, that answer is to them is exclusionary. They want a yes. They don't want any difference.
Yes, right.
They want a solid yes. So if you can't give them a solid yes, I would just, since they're not going to be happy with a semi-yes, I would just acknowledge that you are excluding them. You're saying if you dress up as a woman and you pass, then you temporarily, because of the effort you put into disguising yourself, you can some advocacy for you is warranted, but you're a guest. You're not. It's not really.
Fair statement.
Yeah. So I guess I feel like if that's the thing that they're like I'm poking at, which is like, wait, you don't really think we're women? That, to me, that's what TERF means. TERF means feminists who don't actually really think that we're women. It doesn't, and like it gets morphed into feminists who hate us or whatever. I don't know. I would just reclaim it. For me, I would say like, yes, you're being excluded. Here's why. It doesn't mean I hate you.
Doesn't mean I hate you.
Yeah, and like socially, I advocate for blah blah blah. But I just like the core question of like, are you excluding us? At some point, the answer has to be yes. And like, so I get why you're saying you draw the line. You say no there, and you say yes to swim team, sex, and I assume whatever Because those are
draw the line of those things. Right? Yeah.
Sports in the bedroom are like the main battlegrounds where you kind of have to pick a side at that point.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I think people are changing their views a little bit about it. I think in the beginning of this whole debate, maybe it started like 5-6 years ago, I think people were all for it, right? Because they didn't think that they're going to be all for it. They want to be nice, right? Yeah, sure, trans women, women, sure, we're going to call you she, sure, we're going to do all these things for you, we're going to support you, blah, blah, blah. And then the bad seeds, the bad apples started popping up, and everyone was like, oh, wait, we didn't think this was going to happen type thing, right? We didn't think people were going to take advantage of women in prison. We didn't think people were going to take advantage of women in sports. And now it's happening, so there's a lot of pushback, and I think people are starting to realize anytime you give anyone an inch, any community an inch. The slippery slope is a very possible thing.
Oh, it's another tax on
people that want to take advantage will take advantage.
Okay, so let's assume we don't have separate trans wings or separate trans prisons. That's not, it's not in the budget. We have men and we have women.
People could do that more. Just because people are taking advantage of something doesn't mean that the idea is fundamentally bad. Like, I don't know what's after. It's not fundamentally bad. It should be, is the idea good? I don't know. I guess it's like, well, if enough people take advantage, it's kind of like, let's say you did a welfare program, but found out 20% of the people are 20% of people who are involved in that program are taking advantage of it, and 80% of the people who are in that program actually do need it to be able to live a decently comfortable life. Which would be like, well, sorry, 20% of the people doing it, we're gonna fuck it up for the other 80%. Sorry, don't blame us, blame the 20. It's just like, yeah, but they won't blame the 20 because as far as they know, they had benefits or they had assistance, and you said fuck that assistance. You made the decision to axe it. Whether you want to say, well, I axed it because of that, well, you axed it because of them. That's your reason for doing it, but you ultimately axed it. Like, it could have been the case that you just let it keep going and let that 20% just siphon off free shit, but it was more important to you to stop that 20% than it was to help the 80%. Why can't you just say, yes, it was more important for me to stop that? Just say it, stand on it. That's it. Just stand on it. Don't lie, don't bullshit, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Stand on business like a fucking adult and actually fucking say it. But y'all too much of a bitch to do that.
Where do you think trans women should go to prison?
I think Blair White actually said it best. I think there already is an LGBT wing in some prisons.
It's been shut down. Unfortunately, no, and I'm hypothetical. For the purpose of this
I think that
question.
would be the best thing to do.
It absolutely would. That's why I started the question with saying that there isn't. That's not. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to answer, that's fine. But my question is,
I don't know. I think again,
if you had a big lever and you had to flip it, you're gonna put all the trans women in the men's prison or the women's prison?
It might sound stupid, but I think I would have to look at the person and be like, is this person likely to be more of a threat to, more threatened, or likely to be more of a threat?
Oh my God.
Are you saying if you have a dick?
I think having a dick is a big part of it, but also just not being on any hormones at all or having transitioned at all physically, you belong in a male prison, in my opinion. You live life as a dude, go to men's prison. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh yeah, but that could be subjective. Okay, so you're saying that you think it needs to be decided on a case-by-case basis?
I think so.
And the variables that you would look to are, do you actually
live for living truth, meaning how they actually live their life up until that point. Not all of a sudden I'm in prison, I'm trans all of a sudden, because now I just want to go to women's prison and have easier time.
Cross-sex hormones and dick having or not.
Right. Yeah, you have to like make the effort, which is, it's not making an effort if you're actually trans. That's something you should want to do. It's something you want to do for yourself. You're actually experiencing trauma and gender dysphoria, right? So if you're a supposed trans woman that you live your life to do, I mean, it's one thing if you can't pass because you can't do it medically, but then if you can't do it medically, it's not my problem. You still should be in a men's prison. Just don't tell anyone that you're trans and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be treated the same way any other guys are treated, in my opinion. What do you think?
Well, I think if I had to send them all to one or the other, probably send them to the men's prison.
I think you would too. If you had to be one or the other. I probably agree with you only because most trans women. Okay, I agree with you.
Well, that means that there's instances where feminism is protecting women from trans women, which I think is another thing that gets you accused of being a TERF. If you're saying trans women are men trying to invade women's spaces, so feminism needs to act as a shield to prevent these men from entering women's space.
I think that there are some trans women that are not trans women. You know what I mean? Like they're actually men taking advantage. And I think there are some trans women who take advantage too, just like anybody else. There's some lesbians that take advantage. There's some gay men that take advantage of straight men. Anybody can be a predator.
I don't know what dodging here. I don't know what animation I'm looking for. Oh man.
Because it reads that simple.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't like that because it's not because it's like not true, but because they don't want to acknowledge that because it kind of like destroys their whole. It's kind of like people who say I don't know. It's kind of we should listen to minorities. We should always listen to minorities, and then you have a minority that doesn't like spout what you think they should say. We shouldn't listen to this one. This motherfucker's a token. Okay, so. Crazy how I listen to minorities things just go right the fuck out the door just because they disagreed with your ideology, but
because you're trans, you don't get a pass, you know? I call out trans people, I call out gay people when they're being predators. Look at Disney. How many times we call out Disney people, the LGBT community that's quote they're quote Nazis on the right now, calling out Disney for their sexualization of children and such.
I don't think the government. I'm like a gender abolitionist. I think everybody should go to the same prison.
Interesting. How come?
I don't believe in separate but equal. I think that it perpetuates the unequal treatment of women in most cases, unfair treatment of women in most cases, but also men in other cases. And I just think we need to like deconstruct the mystique of the opposite sex and the sanctity of women's special blah blah blah. And then it's like if your response is like, well, like, yeah, then women will get raped in prison. It's like I don't think we should put people in places where they rape each other anyway. So that,
of course, right,
yeah. So I think prison rape is a separate issue that needs to be solved on its own. But yeah, I think prison should be a place where men and women live together in harmony and learn how to fucking read or make stuff or whatever it is we need to do to people to make them better, not to torture them. So, but like if prison, the inherent point of prison is to torture people. Well, then why shouldn't we want women to get raped in prison? If the point of prison is to get people to get raped, which it seems to be, then we should want women to get raped in prison. We should want everybody to get raped as much as possible. possible in prison because that seems to be the point. And if it's not the point, then it shouldn't happen. And so I think it shouldn't be the point and it shouldn't happen. I guess that's my...
Oh yeah, of course. I don't think anyone. I mean, I hope there's not anyone that believes that.
I think they do.
You think people want people to get raped?
Yeah, don't you see, like, those comments of, like, don't drop the soap, buddy? Yeah.
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 There's certain situations where I wouldn't wish for it on anybody. I wouldn't be mad about it. We'll just say that.
See? Well, so for every person...
People say rape is terrible and it should never be joked about, and then the prison rape joke happens, and then the agreement on that original point seems to fall apart a bit. Like, well, hold on now. Now that we're talking about people we fucking hate in society, now our roles completely change. Now we don't have to have. It's like, okay, well, you never had the principle to begin with.
You take back. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's insane.
I don't think it's insane.
It is literally insane.
Well, that's fine. You can think that. I think if you cause that amount of bodily harm on somebody, then you deserve to have it back.
Okay, so if you believe in prison, there should be a place of retribution. Then so if a woman rapes a man or a child, then why not throw her in the men's prison so she can be raped?
Forever, like, well, that's the thing. Like,
Well, no, okay, well, it'll be a field trip. We'll just say, hey, listen, we gotta throw you in the... Yeah, you go for a day, and, we'll see what happens. And if it seems like you've been raped the appropriate amount, then you can go back to the women.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would be hard to determine what the appropriate...
How much rape? Right.
Well, I know. That's what I said. That's why I said I wouldn't wish it on somebody, but I wouldn't be upset about it.
Well, you said you think they deserve it.
I do, but I still wouldn't want them. I wouldn't want anyone to experience more pain in their lives. You know?
Just rapists.
No, I don't think it's. I wouldn't be. I would understand. I understand why it would. Here's the thing. I guess I could say it this way.
Okay.
How do we? I guess the question would be maybe, how do we get more people to stop raping?
By raping them.
Is it to
clearly by raping them? The solution to
that's what you would say. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't know if that's the actual. I don't know if that's the actual way about it. I don't know if that's actually the way to fix it, right?
I don't know that rape is going to fix the problem of there being too much rape. But do you have any other suggestions?
I have no idea. I don't know anything in that field besides friends of mine that have worked in prison and told me stories. I've had friends that are prison guards, but I've had tons of friends that are cops that tell me stories too. About like housing projects and people taking advantage of women and such. Prostitution, typical shit that goes on in lower income areas. I don't know. I would like to see more research on that developed. I guess. It would be nice to see a rape experiment. No, it would be nice to see like what these people are lacking in their lives or in their minds, or they're mentally disturbed. Why they feel the need to rape somebody, right? Like what's actually wrong with them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it actually just a mental illness? Like I don't know. Then maybe just I don't know. I don't know the proper punishment. It's a very tricky thing.
I think I just don't believe in punishment. Period. I don't think anybody should be punished for anything.
I can't agree with that.
Why say that?
Yeah, I can't agree with that. I think if you don't punish anybody, I think anywhere, you don't think most people will just live frivolously and just do whatever the hell they want? If there's no punishment, there's no law?
No, I think there should be a law. And I think
then if you break the law, there's no punishment, there's no law.
Well, if you break the law, I think
the
it
whole
should
point of
be...
breaking the law is there's a punishment attached to it. Fine.
Yeah, well, there's more. There's the stigma that you broke it, that you're convicted.
It doesn't matter. Stigma. People are crazy. They're going to do it anyway.
I don't know. I think there's a decent number of people who would not want a rape conviction on their record, even if they serve no time. I think there's some people like that, right? I think there's things.
This is so silly. This is not true. This is so dumb. No.
So I also think that people are very likely to reoffend after getting out of prison. So I haven't seen evidence that makes me think that punishing people. Yeah, I don't think the current punishment we have works. I think if you need to be removed from society, if you've shown that you just cannot stop raping people, you just can't get enough, and nothing else works, then you should be removed from society and put in the equivalent of a padded whatever.
What you're saying is give them like one mistake pass, so to speak.
You get one free rape, and then one rape, like, well, who are you gonna use yours on? No, I don't think that works. I don't. Yeah. Well, any celebrity. Yeah. No, that does sound insane. I see what you're saying. I think that mandated therapy for treatment. I'm all about the government forcing.
There's a lot of people that rape their sociopaths, right? Or that are narcissists.
Yeah, so if a therapist evaluates you and says, this person is going to take a long time to get better, or just isn't, then yeah, I'd say remove him from society. But then it's like, well, we're going to remove him from society for 7 years, and then you can go rape another person, then we'll do it again. That's not really a solution either. I just like we don't have a solution. But I think, whatever you need to do to treat the person, make their life better, or give them whatever they're missing.
Yeah, but if there was proof that whatever you're saying is the way to do it, then I would be for that. Doesn't mean that I think people getting a free pass is the way to go.
No, I don't like to give a free. It's not that I don't give a free pass.
I know what you're saying, but if it was to help, it's kind of like, the saying, there's a saying, we kill one, save millions, or something like that. It's like, you're hurting one person, and then fixing that one person that did the hurt to prevent more people from being hurt type of thing. That's like another argument, I guess, but I would understand that happen, right?
Do you believe in death penalty?
I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I think if you're like a fucking serial killer, if it was premeditated murder, and you're not,
a man rapes and eats a school bus full of children. Should he be put to death?
I would want him off the planet and not have to spend money on him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it costs us more to execute somebody than it does to imprison for life. Not positive about that, but I think that just with all the appeals and the court shit,
the stuff that has to go through.
It just takes, and then it takes like decades or whatever to actually get to the part where
right.
Yeah. But but you gotta let them try to prove that they didn't do it.
Right, I know.
Yeah, so I would say I don't believe in death penalty.
And why don't you
There's an item called witching branch.
I think it's wrong. I think the government should not do it. Yes.
Alternatively, give that scrub.
Okay, the reason to kill the school bus eater is because it feels good to kill him. That's why. There's no other reason to kill him.
The biggest reasons that I know against the death penalty is, one, you don't know they actually did it, because there's going to be some number of people that you kill that were innocent the whole time, and you're just like, well, sorry, we got it wrong, but you killed an innocent person. Your justice system is leading to, like, the death of innocent people. Or at least, let me say it a less loaded way, the death of non-guilty people, or not guilty people. And then the other end is, should the government be able to kill a non-offending actor. Like once you're already in jail, and you don't have access to resources, you can't kill people anymore unless it's like you kill somebody in jail. But at that point, it's just like, yeah, at that point it's kind of like you're in jail, probably going to be there forever already if you killed one person. Like the fact, I feel like people it's just to make people feel good, kinda. It's like, well, this person killed somebody, I would feel better if all the people who just went around murdering people would die. I would personally feel bad. I don't know why people just can't say that. I guess it's because it doesn't sound good enough. It doesn't sound like logical enough. It's just like, in a lot of ways, humans aren't always logical. So it's just like, and besides, our government is ran to where like you just got to get enough people to agree with you and vote with you. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be correct. It doesn't have to be logical. It's just, do a lot of people agree with me? Okay, well, let's do it. And that's pretty much it. So a lot of people already have negative views about murderers and rapists and all that. So it's just like, why not just say, yeah, because we don't like these people, we should kill them. This is a bad argument, but well, it's an understandable one. It's a very human argument. I'll say that. I won't say it's bad. I'll say it's a human argument.
Like, if it doesn't save money, let's say hypothetically, it doesn't save money, and we can keep him in prison isolated, or give him a fine life. He basically, it's like a hotel room, and he just, watches the Magic School Bus and jerks off and orders appetizers and room service the rest of the day.
What you're saying is the fact that he killed these kids and ate them and whatever, it's not going to bring them back, so the only reason we feel him is because it makes us feel good.
Yeah, it feels good to kill. Right, exactly, and we're killing him for the same reason he ate those kids, because it feels good for us. We're like, you don't feel really fucking good to kill this guy. And then it's like, well, did we have a pre-existing urge to just kill some sick fuck, and he's like, perfect, we got one. Or is it, like...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I feel like at that point, if you're just like an absolute strain on society, and you're doing nothing but hurting people, like, you should be gone.
But dead?
Yeah, I do. Like, if you're literally killing somebody, if you're killing kids, if you're raping kids, if you're all this kind of stuff, like, yeah, that's just my opinion. I mean, obviously, we all wish that none of that happened in general law, but that's not the world we live in, right?
No.
It's tricky. And I mean, who knows, like, in 10 months, 2 weeks, whatever, my opinion might change. There might be new information that comes out about a study in prisons or whatever the hell
the study shows that killing people does not actually make them, whatever, doesn't cure them.
I don't know.
I feel like it's purely emotional. I guess that's why I like talking about the death penalty, because it's not position to kill them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just don't know. People want to see justice is really what it is.
Is that justice?
I don't know. I think if somebody...
You're like Batman. You're very revenge-oriented.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's revenge as much as is, like, in my head, fairness. Like, one tit for tat. Like, if you kill somebody, why shouldn't you be dead? You took somebody's life, why are you deserving his life then? Purposefully took somebody's life, right? Similar to your car accident, God forbid somebody hit somebody and they died. They weren't trying to kill them, right? Yeah. Like, premeditated, with, like, we're just having the intent.
Hey, man.
Well, if you're trying to kill somebody and you wind up not killing them, but that's you definitely deserve.
What if the person had it coming, dog? What if it was the shoe was on the other foot? You found out someone murdered someone, and it's because they ate a whole bunch of they murdered a whole bunch of kids on the bus and ate them all. Would you still feel like, well, sorry, premeditated? Like, I feel like a lot of people would just be like, hey, I ain't seen nothing. I don't know what happened. I feel like a lot of people would be that way, but okay.
To be in jail at least for a long time, because that's just, I don't know. But then again, what did that person? If somebody did something to deserve it, what did that person do? We don't like. Because there's that situation too. Like, somebody killed him, and then now I want to kill him because he killed him. Right. That's a whole other argument, but that's more the tit for tat argument too, though. Like, he deserves to die because he killed somebody that I love.
Yeah. But what about when eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind? Do you think that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Take my mic.
I don't know. I think maybe the argument that the discussion should be having is like mental health, because big issue in this country right now is mental health, like big. And I think if we got that under control, and I think we wouldn't even need to have these conversations in the future. Like, or less of them. Just like, to me, that's like the abortion argument at the moment. It's like, we have so many different forms of birth control at this point. Condoms, actual birth control, pills, things that go up in the vagina, like all these crazy things. Like, why do we even need abortion at this point? I mean, usually it's because of stupid people that don't use these things. They're easily disposed. They're easily available to them, right? Okay,
so that's a slightly right-leaning description of people who need abortions as stupid people.
Well, stupid. You
sound like Steven Crowder.
Decisions. Well, yeah, I mean, if you make a stupid decision, right? Unless you're like, it's different if you use all these things at your disposal. Like, right now we have, I mean, of course, like, hopefully, right, every time, hopefully, as time goes on, there's never gonna be a time in the past where medical.
I feel like it's at this point it's more about like it is stupid decisions, but it's also access. What if you have teenagers that want to have fun with each other, but they can't talk to their parents because their parents just like no, do it. So it's kind of like, well, our parents told us not to do it, so we don't even want to go to like a clinic because they might tell our parents. So we're not going to do that. So how can we? Well, I'm too scared. There are adults at the store. If I try to buy some protection, nope, can't do that. There's adults there. They'll probably ask me and ask too many questions. Okay, we can't do that. And if I feel like people aren't looking at it from like, what does the people who need the help the most? Are we Is the orientation with them in mind? And if not, then it's a stupid system. Finally, a company fucking mug.
Devices or medications are better, right, as good as right now, right? So with all of that, like I said, with all of that at these people's disposal, and they're still not using it to their advantage, a lot of it's free. Especially
I get what you're saying. It comes off as harsh though. Like I don't think so. When I think of like people getting
pro-choice for the record, but I'm pro-choice every single time. Yeah.
Well, it's like your policies are. But the way you talk about like poor people getting pregnant is.
I didn't say poor people. I said people making stupid decisions.
Well, who do you think those are rich people making those decisions?
I think anybody making stupid decisions.
Well, who do you think on average is getting like accidentally pregnant? The most, I would say. I think it's poor.
Statistically, it's black women. In poor neighborhoods, just statistically.
Right. So I'm saying you sound more like a conservative when you're talking about these black women making stupid decisions. When it's like you had every opportunity at your disposal. Why don't you get a scholarship and go to college? Instead, you got fucking knocked up. Like that sounds like
conservative. College. It's that.
Well, yeah, but you don't understand.
It sounds like areas. They need more education in those areas.
Well, they need more education in those areas. That sounds more like a leftist perspective. But if you start with that kind of stupid.
That's why I'm in the Senate, right? I kind of go. I have.
So your solution is progressive. But I'm saying your empathy level sounds like Stephen Crowder. If we're calling poor black women who get pregnant, it's stupid. No,
I'm not calling them. I said stupid decisions. Okay, I don't think they're stupid. They made a stupid decision. That's a stupid decision to not have sex.
See, I don't think it's true.
That's fine. I think it's a stupid decision.
Yeah, I think that these black women in these poor neighborhoods.
How does he racialize?
I think that they don't have the mindset. They might have external access to the resources. If they do, I don't know. I'm sure they have less. I mean, like in my high school, there was.
Listen,
like
where I'm from in New York City, there's tons of free birth control and condoms everywhere. You just
my doctor started giving me condoms when I was 8.
8?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
8?
Wow, it's young.
Well, I was jealous of my sibling.
Of your older brother or something?
Yeah. So I was like, give me some fucking condoms. And my doctor said, okay, fine. So I went
in your wallet for like 15 years.
No.
You used it right away?
Well,
would you like blow it up?
No, I practiced. I was like, I'm going to learn how to put on a condom. So I had like my sex book and I read it and I learned how to put the right side out. If you put it on the wrong way, you can't just flip it around. I learned all the rules. Leave it room for the reservoir.
Right. Yeah.
And so, but like, is your average black woman in these poor neighborhoods, are they getting a paper bag full of condoms from their doctor when they're 13 or 12?
Don't know. I
don't know either. I don't know either. That's why I didn't like we have condoms at school and blah blah. I'm just saying like I don't know that. Yeah, so I don't know if they had access to the same external resources, but I'm also pretty sure they don't have access to the same internal resources.
And they should.
But I'm saying
that's the issue then. The issue wouldn't be about.
I just don't think it's fair to call it a stupid decision if you don't have the same information or the same.
I mean, you've all agreed it's a stupid decision. It's just that they don't have the resources on the resources. It's so semantic.
Just because they're black, they don't know any better.
No, I don't think it's because they're black. I don't think they fucking genetically don't know any better. I think it's
because they're poor.
I think they're poor. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a class issue then for you.
I believe that. I've never met a wealthy black woman, and I've met quite a few, who got pregnant by accident. That I know.
That's fair. I think that's probably very true.
I think
that at least like I can only say my experience in New York City. That's where I grew up.
Oh, it's the thing. He's doing this.
Keep samples. From what I remember, most of the
it's so hard
like, HIV
to find
prevention
it
and stuff,
compared
and
to everything
STD tests, even the
else.
COVID, all that COVID stuff was mainly only in lower class neighborhoods. Because New York City is usually actually pretty good with health stuff.
I'm definitely interested in that. We're gonna do.
I'm trying to remember, like growing up, I remember in high school, a bunch of friends of mine. All we had to do was go to the gym basically and all that stuff, right? We weren't in a poor neighborhood, but they were definitely lower class people that attended my school because in New York City there's school choice. You know, you can live in a poor neighborhood but go to a school in a wealthy neighborhood. Or I lived in a middle class neighborhood, so I had my friend Tashana. She wasn't poor, but she lived in a lower class neighborhood, and she traveled maybe like 40 minutes on the train every day, came to school because she knew my school was a better school than her neighborhood. So she had a better education for the most part, but she had to travel for it. I think I don't know. I think it does have to do with lower class because there's a lot of there's a lot of people in like Sheep's Head Bay in Brooklyn and like Garrison Beach who definitely would be considered like white trash neighborhoods type thing in Brooklyn that would get pregnant at a young age.
Only got like what 4 company mugs?
I think that might come down to
5. I got 14 cup noodles, 10 pork, 9 TV.
You kind of just get what you get, right?
Like,
I mean, after school programs and stuff like that help too.
chopsticks, 6 cups, like everything is
You
more.
sound more empathetic now.
Well, I am. But it depends on the situation.
Every person I've ever known who's gotten an abortion, like every friend, I think it was a broken condom or a failure of birth control. I don't think
Is they able to jump his stumps?
I think I've had 2 close friends.
It looks like the stumps do keep AoE damage in the air. Are they really just ground damage? It doesn't look like it.
They were trying to use birth control.
And I think that's why I'm pro-choice. I think that if you tried and you did everything quote the right way, like you gotta have some leeway, right? But not necessarily because I do understand people on the right perspective. But
do you think that your being a lesbian has anything to do with your lack of empathy for these penis-obsessed women who impregnate themselves?
Jesus.
I don't know. I wish.
As you sensibly have no desire to play with the fiery dangers of sperm. That do you think that precludes you from opening your heart to these
women?
These young ladies?
No, I just think
the strongest shit ever.
Just honestly, I think when I sit here and think of what you're saying, I obviously can be very empathetic. But then I do see these crazy feminists on Twitter, and you can't lie, they're real. Like literally, there's a photo going around of a woman that said, I've had 27 abortions wearing a t-shirt, all proud of it. I don't think that's right either. You know what I mean? Like I think you have to find some middle ground here.
I would call that person mentally ill, not stupid. Like clearly, if you've had 27 abortions and you have it on a t-shirt, I would say.
Yeah, but that's a lot of what's happening. Well, that's a lot of what's being shown right now, not necessarily what's happening.
Yeah, but we always take the most mentally ill person and say, look, it's a feminist, and it's obviously just some fucking crazy person, and then just like retweet it.
Yeah, but they're totally unbelievable, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I've always been pro-choice, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think we should be just having abortions every 5 minutes,
I think it's generally more fair. So because we know that these messages are memes or whatever are taken, the worst examples taken from the left and retweeted by the right, and then they'll you know what I'm saying? And the left okay, but like, and then you can say that's a straw man. It's like a real feminist is not. We don't think of somebody wearing that shirt. That's like what a conservative thinks a feminist is. It would be more fair to judge conservatives by the things that conservatives retweet, and judge liberals by the things liberals retweet. You know?
Fair. I think that's fair too. It's understandable, yeah. I wish there was a pill where somebody could take, and then it was 100% effective, type of thing. And everybody could have it, and everybody would use it all the time when they needed it. But it's free, you have free will.
A pill that makes you into a lesbian.
No, a pill that makes you not after being pregnant.
Makes you infertile.
No, not infertile, just, you know,
Bulletproof.
not in the mood to have sperm in your vagina that's gonna impregnate you.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I wanna, do you wanna talk about pedophiles?
I mean, we can. I only have like another 10 minutes now, so that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure,
Whatever.
let's talk
Yeah.
about
We can have a quick conversation, yeah, sure.
I watched your video about pedophilia, and I think I agree with it.
Oh my god, I don't know what
That's what I
to
said. What did I say? I don't even
You
remember what the video
said
was.
that you think the age of consent should be lowered to 12, and that you think pedophiles are a legitimate sexual orientation that should be LGBTP. I think.
I did not say that.
Really? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
You said no. You said that pedophiles.
I did not say any of that.
I know you didn't say that. I was joking.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that pedophilia is a mental disorder and that it's an
Correct.
attraction to children. It's different from child molestation.
Yes, I do think I think a pedophile is very different than an actual child molester.
I think so too. And you said that you are concerned with the term map.
Yes, I'm only concerned with it because
It's normalized.
what it might cause. If
Yeah.
being easier and being nicer about the term we call these people, if that is going to make them less likely to offend, then I'm fine with calling them that. But if
Yeah, I guess the question is what's more likely to get them to get help.
Right, exactly.
So there's a certain amount of destigmatization you want to shoot for because you don't want them too scared to get help, but you also don't want it to be
Right,
like cool. You want it to be
right.
cool. You don't want to make it cool.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we agree with everything there. I have another question I want to ask you. It's kind of more personal. Are you okay with that?
We gotta ask a question first.
Okay. I think your channel used to be kind of pornographic. Do you agree with that characterization, or do you think that's unfair?
Define porn. I didn't have sex on camera. Like, you know,
I'm defining porn by what people are doing while they're watching it, rather than what people are doing on camera.
That's not fair because people
It
can
is
turn on by anything.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay.
No, that's not fair. I don't think that's a fair argument. People jerk off to like rubber. there's people that are attracted to
Okay, so the first time I wear rubber gloves on my channel, sure. And then I noticed the video gets 9 million views, and then I'm like, well, I'll just wear rubber gloves on every channel. And at that point, I would say I am transitioning into making porn. I mean, I was making. Okay.
I would disagree with that. I think porn is
comfortable?
strictly people having sex on camera.
Wait, what? Hello?
No, you don't.
Transform.
Yes, I do.
So you think
Porn is-
if
Oh my
you think
God,
if somebody
dude,
is like,
I don't know
I'm
what's
not
happening
camera,
right
I'm just pulling. I'm just.
I guess he's starting a combo, you just said
or
that
something. Like I'm just on Instagram. It's just a try on haul. You don't think that's porn?
No, I
Why?
think porn is the act of, because that's.
What about if you masturbate on camera? Is that porn? Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I hope so because I think that.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think that would be considered porn because.
Are you defining porn just to exclude your own content? It's
No,
okay if you make
but-
porn. I'm cool with it.
No, I don't make porn. I'm not saying that. I don't think I make porn. I don't think I ever have. I think there's a big difference between showing off your body and masturbating. I think there's a big difference between talking about sex and actually having it on camera.
But you've done your content has gone further than talking about sex. I would say it is pornographic.
I disagree. I
Okay.
disagree. You can take it. I'm not ashamed. It is what it is. Like I talk
Okay.
about sex. and
So
stuff, but
I was like.
if it was pornographic, it wouldn't be allowed on YouTube. We don't get naked. We
Ah.
don't actually engage in sexual
No, you
acts.
do get naked. You just don't show it. There is naked people. There just doesn't show their genitals. But look,
Where? What video?
gay man shows his penis to a lesbian. Okay, look, I sorted your
That was
channel.
my video. Oh, yes. I see what you're saying.
Oh, that
That's
one.
not porn. That was educational.
You think it got 27 million views because people are like, I really want to get educated. Please.
Yeah, I do because it's
No.
lesbian with gay guy. That's not who's
You-
that gonna turn on, honestly. Is that
on.
gonna straight guy on?
Yeah.
Lesbian with a gay guy's
Yeah.
penis. No, is it gonna turn a lesbian on? Absolutely.
Why do you think? You know what? I sorted your. This is gonna get weird. I sorted your
That's
channel. Okay, I sorted your channel by popularity,
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
right? And so
Yeah,
and
I know,
then
I know it's popular.
it switched from politics to pornography in my mind. It was like women
Yeah,
taste their own vagina, women taste their own vaginas, and then I was like, wait, this has a red line. I was like, I've already watched this video. I've already watched the gay guy showing his penis to a lesbian video.
It's old video. Yeah, it's my ex friend of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't watching it for entertainment. I was like, like you see the thumbnail of a woman looking at a man's penis, and it's like, I had to.
Oh yeah, I would too. I mean, that's why I like making the video. But I don't think bodies have to be inherently sexual. And I think
It's sexual. You made it sexual.
And I disagree.
Watching, you don't think watching women taste their own vaginas is inherently sexual?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the one where I looked at
Either one.
It's
in-
penis.
in
Disagree.
women.
I don't think that was sexual at all.
Tasting your own
I'm a lesbian
vagina.
gay guy. No, I disagree. There's nothing sexual about that. We're not.
Okay, I don't think anyone's really gay.
We're gonna disagree on that too then.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't see how it's
That's
possible.
fine. I don't either. I just know that it is. So.
I don't think anybody's really straight either.
Well, it's spectrum. Is that what you believe?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
but I don't think anybody is totally disinterested in penises. You can't.
Disagree with that.
How could you be? I don't get it. Is it revulsion or just a
I don't know. I just know that that's the way I was made. I felt like that for the longest time.
like it's indifference or like it's gross?
I think everybody has a different level, like a line. Like if I'm just looking at penis, it's like I went to art school. I had a nude model drawing.
I used to be in.
I
Wait
wasn't-
a second. What art school?
Crap.
I used to model nude there.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
When did you measure your penis?
Wait, I modeled nude there in 2010 and 11.
No, this was a few years before that. This was in 2005. I was doing this. Yeah, that's very short.
I didn't start till 2010. Yeah, I used to live in New
Thank you
York.
for helping art students. That's awesome. But yeah,
And they helped me.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
Nude modeling
Yeah.
is sexual.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, drawing naked people is inherently sexual.
Again, I disagree with it. I don't think
I
that's
think
sexual, but
they do.
that's fine. You could disagree. It's totally fine.
Inherently, drawing naked people is inherently sexual. It's for something. There's a part of me that wants to say it requires some type of sexual act, or some type of, you need either a sexual act, some level of sexual enticement, and when enticement has to be like intentional. Like if there's a woman walking around with some massive boobs, but it's like a nudist beach, don't think that's sexual. But the moment she looks at me and does like one of them, holds him up and shakes him a little bit, then it's sexual. Like it requires like some type of intent to seduce or intent to turn on, intent to show off, specifically sexual parts, I guess, or to display some type of sexual interest, because the human body in and of itself, because it would have to be like, regardless of how people feel about it, the body itself is necessarily like a naked person is necessarily sexual, and I don't think that's fair, because it's just like saying the sex organs, like a penis or a vagina, is like that overrides the whole, like you got eyes, ears, hands, arms, legs, back, hair, no, like all of that, screw all of that. You got your dick out, sexual. It's just like, why does that one organ get to override all the existence and significance of all the other? I don't know. It's a lot to think about.
What did we say before that? We were talking about
Penis revulsion, disinterest.
Oh, yeah, it's not like I'm like, it's just like, no, just like, you could just lay there. I was like, whatever, like, kind of just whatever about it. I'm not disgusted by it because I don't have to interact with it. So if I interact with it, I would be disgusted. Yes.
You'd be disgusted.
Yes, it doesn't feel natural to me.
It would be like having. Wait. Can I really want to understand this, because I don't.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me. It's like you're like a religious person. You're talking about like your faith, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But would it be like, okay, so can I ask you a personal question about this again? Okay.
I know what's going to be. Yeah.
Okay. If you had to touch like a penis or interact.
How is he even hitting me?
Like penis? Like
I think it was the
a
aura.
shark penis. Or
Oh my
something?
god, this fight is so bad.
Like, would it feel like, because it would feel.
How many boss fights are we till the game's over?
Boss.
If I just do main boss, main story boss fights, how many do we have? Including the lion girl.
I'm highly interested in human genitals, but you're talking about the way I would feel about like an iguana's vagina.
I don't think that's comparable.
3?
I think.
Oh,
Well,
thank
I'm talking
God.
about feeling.
Okay.
No, I
feeling
don't
of like I don't want to go down on an iguana.
No, because it's not a moral thing. Like,
No, I don't think it's wrong to go down on an iguana. No, I'm just talking about my emotional. Okay, a dead iguana. I'm saying my emotional, whatever, a robot iguana. I'm saying my emotional experience of it would be like, I'm just not interested in an iguana's vagina. If I had to lick it, I would feel grossed out.
Right.
No?
I don't feel like that about humans.
It's not about being grossed out as much as being turned. What turns you on?
Why is it no?
Okay, but that's what you said. You said you'd be disgusted. That's different from being.
If I had to interact with it, yes.
Yeah, I would be disgusted if I had to interact with an animal vagina,
Right.
but I wouldn't. But I wouldn't be indifferent. But
I'm indifferent if it's just there. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I've had gay friends of mine undress it. I'm like, alright.
I don't. Okay, do you want to take one question from chat, or you gotta go?
One question, quick. Yeah, I gotta deep in it.
All right, chat. Give her one question.
One good one.
Mr. Girl trying to turn a lesbian straight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make her
You're trying
straight.
to
I'm
understand
trying to say that she already is straight. That's what it is. Oh yeah, we should talk about conversion therapy.
She
This conversation's always
already
taking a weird turn.
is.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? That's not a real question. Does she hate trans people because no? What's for dinner? Carpet? No.
You hate your
What's wrong with you?
Andy?
What is wrong with you people?
Oh my god, it's great. How much do you regret this conversation? I don't regret it. I went to New York High School. What high school did you go to?
Me?
No,
Or
I'm
this
in
person?
the
Oh, I see. To see if you went with them.
I just
Okay, here's a good question. Does the hate from the left hurt you?
Excuse me.
I talk about getting my feelings hurt a lot, so
Not anymore. It doesn't hurt me anymore. It hurts me. It did hurt me when people legitimately think I'm a terrible person. But now it's just like, in my opinion, they're just probably gonna think that no matter what. And I stopped trying to appease. I just strictly go by what I actually believe in now. And that might change depending on the topic. It might change depending on the year or what new information comes out.
You're saying
There
trying to
was a
appease.
time where I made a video with a trans woman who was an MMA fighter, and at the time, there was very little information. There was very little, I guess, not statistics,
Oh my
but
God.
very little research in how much of an advantage trans women had, depending on how long they've been on hormones and such. And at the time, some of the doctors said there is no advantage if they've been on estrogen or testosterone blockers for a certain amount of time. Blah, blah, blah.
Obviously, it seems not true.
Well, now I know. But now
Now we know it's
more
not true,
information
but
came out.
yeah.
Now, but back then I was like, oh, well, I guess if it's this and this, then it's fine. But now I'm like, well, now more information came out. I'm like, no, well, now it's showing the opposite. So now I disagree with that. So,
And
wherever
trying to appease them opens you up to being hurt more. So you're saying now you're saying like fuck it.
no, well, yeah, that too. But it's not about appeasing anybody. It's about what I'm actually. It's always been about what I actually believe in, but it changes. And when you change your opinion, people think you're grifting, or they think that you're lying or being manipulative. It's like, no, people can just change their opinions depending on where they're at in their life, or
Yeah.
like I said, with new information that comes out. And that's, I'm doing it publicly, so of course it's gonna be open to criticism, which I'm fine with. But it is what it is, Dude, this was a good chat. I really actually enjoyed it a lot.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I did.
I couldn't tell because I can tell that you wouldn't want to appear that you. People are always like, oh, it's fine, just disagree with me, we can fight, whatever. I'm totally comfortable with it, and then like you find out afterward that like how they really felt, So I'm happy to hear that.
No, I don't care. I mean, I don't have an ego like that. I think agreeing to disagree is simply just what you're gonna get with the only place you're gonna get with some people, and you just have to accept that that's where they're at, and that's it.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. Thanks for going along the roller coaster of questions. I appreciate it.
There's a
And,
lot of interesting questions. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, well, I'll talk to you later, and thank you for.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for writing in the chat. All right, be good,
You
okay?
do that. You too.
I know. Good night.
All right.
Night, bye.
Bye. Why are people being mean to her? Is it because you think she's transphobic? I see that she's divided the chat. She was a good sport.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Rugal Migdal. Another extremely entertaining stream. Thank you. You're welcome. Wait, why are you saying hi Destiny and hi Steven? Is he here? Oh, he's watching. Oh, hey. Hey, Steven. Is it weird? Does it feel like the TV's talking to you? Are you playing Elden Ring? What are you doing, buddy? Both have strong honesty. Yeah, try. Really try. Oh, Brittany Simon just DM'd me and said that she was friends with her. She used to be friends with her. That's interesting. I'm going to talk about it. He had playing on stream fully. What did he say about it? Yes, I think you and she was transphobic in this conversation. Who's Steven? Steven is Destiny. Yeah, I flirt with Destiny once in a while. He warms my heart, what can I say? I really disliked your prison comment. You disliked me saying that if I had to choose one or the other. The Apprentice 007, $5. I hear it's amazing when the famous purple stuff worm in the... it's not really anything against TOS, and that's why I feel like if I read it, it's not a good idea. Oh, who is Destiny? Destiny is a streamer and a fiend. And one night, he platformed me. I don't know much about her, but Steven Crowder is a massive red flag. She was very careful talking about it. I couldn't even get her to say that he's secretly gay. I feel like that's something that even his friends would say.
God, this cancer.
I like that you point out the prison rape jokes are common, but actually pretty shitty, yeah. Yeah, I can see you wouldn't like that answer, but what am I going to do? I mean, I feel like it's an interesting question. It's like, ultimately, where do you fall? Would you put all this trans women in the men's prison, or would you put them in the women's prison? And it's like, I guess the turfs say you have to put them in the men's prison, the progressives say you have to put them in the women's prison, and I feel like it's a good litmus test of like, where are you at? Did you like getting platformed? Oh, yeah. Will we ever get back to Vosh? I don't know. Hey, apparently he's considering talking to me.
I have 11 company mods.
What even was that last super chat? It seems so subversive, yet nothing edgy was even said. I know, I just couldn't say it. Yeah, but you just said no one's really gay, so there's that. I don't think anyone is really gay. I honestly don't, especially gay. Like, I don't think anybody's really straight. When you're having sex, you're somewhat aroused by your own body. When you're looking at porn, even if you're a straight guy, you're looking at a big dick. And then so like that, like to me, being attracted to men is part of being straight almost. It's like, if you're disgusted by penises, I don't see how you can really like be present or enjoy sex. Max, you're wrong. I'm 100% straight. Spectrism is your religion. No, you're 100% gay. If anything, if you're 100% anything, and you say you're 100% straight, you're 100% gay. Watch the still pedo jacketing MrGirl. Oh, I'd love to talk to him about that. That's another spectrum that I'd like to talk about, or finish talking to Watch about. I missed what you said about trans people in prisons. Could you reshare your thoughts? I said if you had a big lever and you had to shove it one way or the other, with no talking, no hypothetical additions, no weaseling, would you put trans women in the women's prison, or would you put them all in the men's prison? We're defining trans women as anyone who says they are a trans woman. So my self-identification, and let's give it let's say anyone who said they were a woman or trans woman before they were convicted and sentenced. So we agree, like let's not make it too difficult or too easy to decide by saying people who say they're trans as they're being walked into the prison. Which would you do? Would you put them all in the men's prison or the women's prison? I feel like either way, you're making a difficult decision and you're making sacrifices, obviously. And I think it's a good question to ask. Just like, I think it's a nice question to ask because even unless you're like the turfiest turf that ever turfed, you're gonna hesitate and you're gonna be like, well, it forces you to kind of empathize with the other side by making a very unempathetic decision. Far on the spectrum would be effectively gay, says Slaps McGee for $2. Update us on the doll. The doll hasn't moved. At all. That's what's great about it. I don't have to think about whether the doll is moving my shit around in the fucking living room, or whether it's eating my fucking special high-protein ice cream that I bought for myself. The doll is right where I left her. In the closet. I'd advise you to stay out of jail, yeah. I spent one night in jail, I'm sorry.
No reason to have them.
Yeah. Destiny and I got into it a little bit last night about compliments. He said, you're smart enough to know how fucking stupid that is, after I said something, and Destiny's never spoken to me like that. Reminds me of a song lyric. He hit me and it felt like a kiss.
Cappuccino. I need one.
She's actually in my walls. Bro. The doll seems emotionally distant. It seems like that for now, but once I get the right lighting going and the right rhythm going, the doll is jiggly. What's the name of the high protein ice cream? It's Fairlife. So, shit. What's the one called Aqua Zero, or something? Arctic Zero. Highest protein to calorie ratio, but tastes completely like shit. And then you got the one in the middle. Fuck, what's it called? I don't remember. This one. Okay, so this is called. It's Fairlife. The same brand of milk I drink, and I drink a lot of milk. It's like 5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip
myself.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, okay, I can hear.
Yeah,
what do you know about avant-garde art?
I don't know much. I don't know much.
In my opinion, if you're trying to push the boundaries of a medium, I think something that works pretty well is that you generally stay within. You don't break many rules. You follow most of the rules, and then you find like one or two that you really want to break, and then you break those rules. And that kind of like exploration is exciting because people have like a foundation by which to understand you, but then you have you got some boundary that you get to push that gives people like a new perspective for something that maybe they didn't think about before, something, you know?
Okay, so if you break all the rules, it's meaningless.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of hogwash.
Inaccessible.
Yeah, inaccessible is a good word, right?
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like when you have conversations, I understand that you want to push the boundaries, but it feels like you push all of them. And then I think that
we're talking about the stream I just did.
Yeah, and then
I am doing.
Well, I don't really think you're doing a stream.
What do you think I'm doing?
I don't think you're doing anything.
Are you giving me an example of what it's like to talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that people will.
I'm following.
Yeah, I think people will respond well if you give them, if you push on like one or two things. But we've kind of talked about this before. They need like some foundation by which they can establish some rapport or trust first, so they know what they're kind of like. They have like a springboard, you know?
Yeah.
So like I think I'm not gonna remember because I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
But there were like 10 different things. There were like 10 different things that you pushed her on. That was like
turf definition.
It was like turf definition. It was like nobody's gay. Like whatever the person like. There's like over again. Where the idea is like at some point I think you wear out a person very quickly because you have no fucking idea. They don't have any frame of reference for what the conversation is or where it's going. You know, rather than like yeah, go.
Do you see a problem where if you're a streamer and you're a YouTuber and your job is to get in front of the camera and say what you think, where you need a certain context or a certain level of trust in order to do that? Like, whether you trust me is kind of irrelevant because there's like another like several hundred to thousand people watching. So what?
Okay, if I were to ask you, if you've ever had an interaction with another person, would you answer that question if I asked you?
The answer is yes.
Okay, but when Fnatic or somebody else asks you, you don't answer that question, right? Because you trust that I'm going to deal with your answer in better faith than just like screaming pedo, right?
Yes, but that's...
But you're not like compromising what you want to say or your belief. You have like a different
point.
You have like a different expectation for how I'm going to treat that conversation, right?
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Expectation of why you're asking.
Yeah. Now the aerial girl was, for whatever fault people give her, was a really good sport. I don't know if she's a New Yorker or what in that conversation. But right out the very beginning, with the Steven Crowder thing, it already came off as like pretty combative. Because you know that she's like probably friends with Crowder. She's done a show before. Probably has decent opinions of him. And you're saying that you're obsessed with him because he's a type of evil that you see in yourself, right?
Okay, but I feel like if somebody said to me about you, I would be like, great.
Okay, why do you always...
Like, tell me. I see all kinds of evil in Destiny. Let's talk about it.
When you think of how other people respond to things, you always think of like, if somebody did this to me, this is how I would feel.
I see that's a flaw. That's a flaw you're pointing out. I do, yeah. I mean, like, what's the alternative? Like rubbing giving the cat a little treat, and then I'm like, oh, can I rub the belly? And I feel like that takes so fucking long.
Well, I mean, that's part of having conversations with people, right? It takes a while. But, yeah, I mean, building rapport is a thing you have to, but it doesn't take you do like 15, 20 minutes to think a conversation, right?
Okay, but don't you think part of what made us, click the first time we talked, and as far as our conversational styles, is that we didn't have to do that?
Yeah, but like that type of thing is like really rare, right?
Well, yeah. So maybe I'm just dynamite fishing.
But I feel like you have to do some level of investigation before you get to that. Before you just
I really knew. The only thing I knew about you is that people said you were a pedophile for some stupid reason, and that people said that you would like talking to me. I didn't like research you. I was just like, okay, let's like talk.
Sure, but like if somebody were to stumble on me and be kind of, I'll say weird, I guess, right? I can handle that because why did that one show up? I can handle that because of who I am. And if somebody does it to you, you can handle it because of who you are. But if you stumble on any other person and you do that, and if you do that to every random person, though, most 99% of people are going to shut down, right? So I guess like if the goal is explicitly, if the goal is just find the people that can handle that engagement, at that point I feel like you should just drop the act and like open up really hard and be like, hey, what's up? My name's MrGirl. If there was like a functioning human adult inside of an 8-year-old's body, would you fuck her? And let's say she was the hottest 8-year-old. Like I think you just open up with that because then you'll find out like immediately the person will either hang up or they're like, okay, well, let me think about it, right? So you'll either talk to one.
You're saying I need to either do more or less.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're skirting the line right now where like if the other person treats you like a crazy person, they can kind of sort of get through with the conversation, which I think Ariel kind of did. But if they,
I have some counter arguments here.
Okay.
Fnatic had already signaled to me that he was acting in bad faith. That was not the topic of the panel that we had agreed upon. It was not. He was not.
Sure,
Well, but what I'm saying is, if somebody gets on a call with me and immediately asks me, "Have you ever had an interaction with a minor?" I'll say yes to that. If they have already signaled to me that they're doing it because they're trying to hurt me or grandstand for their audience or some other detestable thing, then I won't answer it. So I would say my default is to enter with a good faith assumption of trust, even though I know it's likely I will be.
Yeah, sure, but not everybody is like that, right? Most people are mistrusting, especially in the political world. Most people are really mistrusting at the start of a conversation.
Okay, but again, I'm also part of the avant-garde thing I'm trying to do is challenge that, and I want to change the tone of political conversations. I want to push people to be more honest and to normalize just eating bullets, being blunt, and saying the thing that you think if the person asks you, even if you're not sure why they're asking it. Because so much of our time and energy is wasted on listening to people preface every fucking thing they say with a 30-minute monologue about nothing. And so I think in order to push against that effectively, if I start out with...
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The problem is that in the beginning, you're indistinguishable from a bad faith actor. That's the problem, right? If I got into if 100 people got into a call with Ariel and they started the call off bad-mouthing Steven Crowder, 99 of them are going to be insanely progressive, trying to nail her on something. That's what the call is going to be 99 other people, right? That's the issue. The issue is that if you haven't built any rapport first, if you haven't demonstrated some level of understanding or compassion or whatever, then there's going to use a really good heuristic, to be honest. And they're going to make an assumption that most of the time it's going to be pretty correct because it's probably served them well. Again, if you survive for that long in the political world, you probably make judgments about people pretty quickly because you've been fucked over by people pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So I think that you want to avoid that heuristic, right? That's always like the goal, is to avoid that heuristic, right?
But couldn't you just also introduce a new norm where once you realize somebody's fucking you over, you just say like, hey, you know what? It seems like you're trying to nail me to the wall here, and I don't want to talk about this anymore.
No, because you become indistinguishable from what you're trying to distinguish yourself from, right? Like, would it be cool if I pick up a Tinder date for the first time and as soon as she got in the car, I was like, I'm really glad you let me drive because I'm about to drive you into the forest, tie you up, and fucking rape you. Now, that's an extreme joke. I might say that to some friends. I have said jokes like that to friends before, but I would never say that to a Tinder date. A person I pick up the first time. And if I said that, and then she was like, I want to leave, I can't be like, no, listen, I'm just trying to like redefine like the aspects of like how we flirt with each other for the first time. I know people like way too overly cautious, blah, blah. And she's gonna say, okay, that's great, but like 99 out of 100 times, that's not gonna be a guy pushing the boundaries. That's gonna be a guy trying to rape me, right? That's the problem.
Okay, I feel like this is similar to the compliments thing, where you understand that there's a level of cowardice that permeates throughout these political conversations online.
It's not cowardice though. It is.
I think it is actually cowardice.
It's because you have nothing. Because you come from a different place. I don't know how to understand it. It's not cowardice. You're asking a person because you don't feel like you have anything to lose in these conversations. You are the fucking North Korean running into an American M350 or whatever, eating 7 million bullets before your body slice in half, and you're grinning the entire time. Right? Not everybody's like that. That is an incredibly abnormal foundation from which to start.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that I think that you and I are similar in that, not exactly the same, but similar in that we're willing to say like, okay, I'll hear you out. Like I heard with you with Booksmart yesterday. You're willing to be like, okay, sure, like I'll follow your train of thought. We'll see where it goes. I have an idea about where it's going, but I'll go with you. And then you heard him out, and you're like, okay, yeah, I think you're full of shit. Like that's my assessment. But you really gave him a chance to show that he wasn't.
But
most people aren't willing to do that.
Yeah, because what do they get for it?
Right, and so my reaction to that is to say, okay, well, fuck you. If we're gonna crash. Like I'm not willing to enable you being a pussy just because I know you're like.
They're not being a pussy. They're being intelligent. It's a smart behavior. It is a good behavior for them to do that because the majority.
Why don't you do it? If it's so smart, why don't you do it?
Because I also don't care. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. I'm abnormal. You
just joined Cozy.
At first, yeah, because I don't give a fuck. Because maybe I can farm. Maybe I can farm a conservative base. I think it'd be fun to do it.
I know, but I'm saying that's like objective. That's like the embodiment of.
Sure, but I'm outside of the normal societal norms. You can't look at me and then look at yourself as an example of how you want people to be. Most people aren't going to be that. But like I'm a person that's 33 years in the making. I'm not going to take somebody that's 25 and snap my fingers and switch them immediately. It would be stupid for them to do that. Like how many people are willing to give up as much as they need to give up to be in a position like you're in? Not many people want to do that. They're going to have to. They're going to have to because eventually audiences like your audience and my audience are going to start to get bored by listening to people say, oh well, I guess when you say trans woman, so in certain situations they're going to say like, you know what? There's a growing number of streamers who just don't do this. I don't have to spend my fucking day listening to somebody tip.
I am sick and tired of all these pussy punk bitches on all these platforms. Imagine if like Imagine if this could be the conversation. Here's my policy. Here are the pros, here are the cons. And the person on this side, here's my policy. Here are the pros and the cons. Let's have a conversation about which pros are better and which cons are worse, and then make a decision from there. That never happens because you can't see the downsides with your idea. You can't acknowledge the good sides about another person. There is like it's after a while just like I'm gonna check out because y'all can't have an honest conversation. It is fucking annoying dealing with all you. I'll call it cowardice. Even if it's the social norm. It's like this is just how people are because they're heuristic. Okay, well the heuristic is to be a pussy then. That is what it is. That is exactly what it is. So you gotta understand, no, the reason why we can't be fully honest and just transparent about the conversation is because, okay, fine, whatever your reason is, you're saying I can't be honest and transparent, I have no reason to listen to you. Like, yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, that's exactly what I would say.
But that's not true, because what you're missing is that, like, even if people know that it's not kind of true, there's like a collective fiction that everybody buys into that makes everybody feel good, and that's the problem. You think it's a fiction that people want to avoid, that there's some necessary evil that people really don't feel attached to, but the reality is people love it. Everybody loves playing into the collective fiction. Look at when it comes to the pedophilia stuff. It's such a comforting collective fiction for us all to pretend that like everybody that likes something is super evil, and like I can tell what a 17-year-old girl looks like. I know that that's horrible and evil, but that's like a collective fiction that comforts everybody. Like it's not like you got people who are like, man, I really wish we could all just be more honest with each other. That's scary. There's a lot of vulnerability there. It's way easier to kind of like wear the cloak of society and have everybody else dressed the same way.
Yeah, it's way easier.
I think that fiction can be destroyed. I think the cloud can be lifted. And so when if you're saying I'm doing avant-garde art or pushing boundaries, if I follow the norm, then I'm enabling it.
You don't have to follow the norm. You just have to push more intelligently.
How's that different from accepting that, like...
Yes.
Because you can either... Because if we accept... Here's what you're trying to do, okay? Let's say that... let's say that somebody lives in a bubble, okay? You want to come in and you just want to blow it the fuck up. You like have TNT dynamite and you're like, we're just going to explode this whole fucking thing. Most people will see the needle and they will run. They're not going to listen to you. And they're going to go back because there's a lot of comfort existing in that particular bubble. But if you go in and you say, I don't want to pop your bubble, I just want to like expand this one little area of it, you'll have way more success. And that's expanding the bubble is better than doing nothing with it. But like if you threaten to just blow it up completely in the beginning, nobody's going to come along because that's really scary. Like people exist in these domains for a reason. It's because they provide a lot of comfort. They're not being held captive there. They're not miserable with the collective fiction that they entertain. It provides them a great deal of comfort and security.
And money.
Sure, money, whatever. Money, social value, family connections, friends, whatever.
Oh god, I hate this space.
I think part of what I'm trying to do in these conversations is make the other person uncomfortable with their bubble. So by saying like, don't you think calling black women who get abortions stupid is a little unempathetic? Sure,
and that would be one good way to push. But when that comes off the back of like, aren't you actually a turf? Just own being transphobic, and Steven Crowder is the devil, and I see my reflection in him, and I don't think anybody's a lesbian. And then also, let's just talk about your position on black women. It's like that's an exhausting conversation for a lot of people to have. Any conversation that requires a level of introspection about societal norms that somebody's assumed without question is going to be an exhausting conversation. Even to push one part is going to be an exhausting conversation. But to push everything, the person's brain will just shut down. Most people aren't capable of that. It's like imagine if the Matrix started instead with Morpheus like raping Neo on the street with a red pill suppository. That's what you're trying to do, right? But that's not how the Matrix works. It's like, hey, like this is you feel something's off. Like, do you want to take this? I can show you blah blah blah. You have to make a choice. Right? It was a much more gentler process. Even that was like really vicious in the Matrix, right?
Yeah, but if I did what you're suggesting, and you did what you're suggesting, I wouldn't have a career now. Like, but the fact that both of us didn't want to do that the first time we talked is why people like that conversation.
Sure, but this is
really
now we're like
watching
some huge survivorship bias, though, right? Because say hypothetically, I never
I got lucky in the time.
Yeah, you got super lucky, and I got lucky. I'm not saying you have to turn it down. I got lucky in my life. I mean, you got lucky in your life. Like everybody gets a lucky break, right? But I'm saying that like if you like maybe there's a world where you don't push every single thing all the time constantly, and you're able to make a little bit more headway with something, right? So it's weird because
having to put up with your social games or with the social game is equally exhausting. I hate it. It is very exhausting that you live in a world where you'll have people who be like, I'm a true person. I'm honest. I keep it real with you. No, you're not. No, you're not. Shut up. No, you're not. Because in all of the situations where it's hard for you to be honest, or where it's detrimental for you to be a real motherfucker, you won't do it. So, like, I'm real in all the moments where it's easy to be. Then you're not. Then you're not. No, you're not. That's all that means. You're not.
Talking about your goal is somewhat similar to mine. You have a bridge conversation with different types of people. I think I'm really good at that. I think I'm the best person on the internet at that. But any other fucking person. All of them combined, okay? But I think part of what lets me do that is I'm able to meet most people where they are. I think very few people are able to travel far enough to meet somebody on foreign grounds to them, and it's familiar grounds to the other person. I think it's really hard for people to do. But if I were to talk to a person, and my immediate goal was to break down 55 different barriers, it's just not going to work. It's going to be like a very slow. I have to figure out where the barriers are, then I have to figure out what they believe, and then I have to figure out which one do I want to work on. But if it's just everything, like the conversation just dies immediately.
I think the barriers can become part of the conversation. What's your goal when you're talking to somebody who's different? To make them more like you, or just to understand them, or to change their minds about something? I mean, it depends on the conversation. In a debate about Ukraine and Russia with Nick Fuentes, my goal is to establish factually my position is correct. I'm having a conversation with somebody with a different social background. Maybe my goal is to bring them over a little bit more to. Maybe my goal is only to make them understand my side. Maybe I'm not even trying to change their mind. Maybe I'm just trying to make them understand that my side isn't as insane as they think. Or if they're kind of bought over, maybe my goal is to make them realize, hey, your behaviors are kind of harmful or antithetical to your goals you're trying to do. Right? It depends on the person, but it's never like everything. It's never everything at the same time. I feel like you should try it one time. Oh god.
Just talk to somebody and like.
Honestly, I don't even know if I can.
Have a normal human conversation. You don't think you can do it? You're incapable.
Normal.
Like when somebody says something like, yesterday I went to the mall, and you're like, that's an incredibly interesting sentence. Because I don't believe that yesterday or malls really exist. And I think by the end of this conversation, neither will you.
Okay. Yes, I don't. You know I don't. You know I'm not actually like that.
Like what?
This is the example you just.
You are though. You put like when you say things like when you say something like nobody's actually gay. Here's what you do. You do the thing that people accuse you of doing. You take a statement that like most people would probably agree with, but then you phrase it in a way that like 99 of 100 people will read it in like the most incorrect way possible, right?
Wait, people accuse you do it on Twitter, or what you actually do on Twitter?
I don't actually do it on Twitter because
you reject this accusation.
I reject this accusation. I think people are just too sensitive.
So you don't do it, but I do it. So continue.
Yeah,
people are too sensitive when they hear you call somebody subhuman, but when I say nobody's gay, I should know better.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we both should know better. Steve.
Subhuman is anybody can be subhuman, okay? But saying like there's no such thing as gay, okay? Well, you know that. And I don't even think that's necessarily a bad thing to say, by the way. But just not to everything. Not when nothing is anything. Is like that's the problem. It's just when you push it on every single boundary, I think. But you can also keep doing it.
Yes, you should be able to.
Why? That's
I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find out like how. So I'm not entering the conversation with the goal of I want to push 500 different boundaries on 500.
Wait. Think of it. Wait. Hold that thought. Hold it.
Okay, I'm holding it. He's asking you to be more focused on your engagement. I know he's fucking asking me. He's asking me what people have been asking me my whole life. Don't you think it would be more effective? But I think we have different goals. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Well, there is such a thing as gay, otherwise there wouldn't be a word for it. Yeah, I just don't think a person can be entirely gay. I think gay is like an attribute, like an Elden Ring, like vigor. Some people have 10 points in their gay stat. Some people have 99. I just don't think it's ever 100.
Okay, talk. I'm getting asked what?
Okay. I think if she had been less rigid, I think what I'm trying to do is figure out, is there a topic that we can actually have a conversation about that I'm going to find like interesting or that I can connect to you on? Or is the stream going to be interesting because we're not connecting? I feel like one of those, there needs to be some amount of conflict for a conversation to be interesting.
I mean, if that's the goal, then forget everything I just said. If you're trying to create as much uncomfortable timid conflict as possible, then that's...
No, I'm not.
I think that.
I think the best conversations have conflict, like an argument, like the one we're having now, where both people are thinking on the fly and exploring their ideas and are genuinely listening to what the other person's saying, and they're like both like mildly irritated or something. I think like that's fine. But she started out with like talking points, and I'm digging, all I'm getting is talking points, and then I'm like, okay, listen, I'm willing to say something really weird. Like I'll talk about eating iguana pussy. Okay, so like that, you don't have to do talking.
Yeah, but who are you? Who are you? She doesn't care who you are. For all she knows, you might say really weird shit all the fucking time, right?
Well, yeah, I guess I do. But my point is, I'm saying like, well, I'm not doing talking points. I will stray far from. I'll start out by saying I am obsessed with Steven Crowder and he's my nemesis. Like that's clearly not a normal thing to say. I'm trying to set a tone of like, I'm going to say whatever, not whatever I'm thinking, but I'll stray outside of. I'm trying to make myself look good like a normal person, streamer, grandstand for my audience contest, and just show that like that's not what I want this conversation to be like. And then I'm just going through topics. I'm like, do you want to talk about what trans women actually are? And then the answer was like, no, not really. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll say what I think. And then she's like, well, yeah, I think that's a good point. And then it's like, okay, now I guess I'll just bring up the next topic.
Here's like, okay, well when you are seeing a girl for the first time, when you are when you're in the back and forth process of flirting with each other and courting each other, right?
Yeah.
There's
a
like
great story that you're gonna hate about that.
I'm sure about how you fucked a woman who was screaming all the entire time, but you knew she wanted it. By the end, she realized she wanted it.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay. So part of the game of dating somebody or going on a first date or flirting with somebody is that you like them some amount and they like you some amount, but neither of you says it openly, right? And the game is back and forth trying to explore how much the other person actually likes you. It might be the case that when you meet somebody for the first time, you have amazing chemistry and you're like, I'm like ready for you to move in. Like I really like you. This has been like one of the most fun nights of my life, etc. That might be the case that you feel like, but you don't say that right off the bat, right? Because that's you're coming on so strong and you're gonna come off as like being like way too creepy. That's not gonna be good, right? The other person might even...
The person doesn't understand you.
Sure, well, they're not going to because you just met each other. That's the point, right? But as you spend more time with each other, the game changes because both of you kind of show, both of you show each other how much you like each other, and you start to get more of a understanding of that person. They get more of an understanding of you, and then you both become more comfortable over time, kind of exposing some vulnerability to the other person, right?
Yeah.
But there has to be a comfort established for you to show that vulnerability. You wouldn't just do that with strangers. Why would you do that? It would be such a bad idea. Because most of the time you're gonna get punished. That's why people don't like being vulnerable. You get punished for showing vulnerability.
So I agree that there needs to be some establishment of mutual understanding and trust for certain things to happen.
But why don't you do that then?
But so okay, so like in China, when I was taking Chinese lessons, they were like, we're all like, how do you say I love you? And they were like, well, here's how you say it, but you don't say that in Chinese. You say I like you. We're like, why don't you say I love you? And they're like, well, a man will tell his wife he loves her maybe once or twice in their marriage.
And you're like, usually this is awesome. This is what I'm about.
Yeah, and they're like, usually you just say I like you. That's what Chinese people say. I was like, I don't know how true that is, but that's what she was very Chinese, and that's what she said. And so in China, it's a totally different scale of how well you have to know somebody before you reveal your inner self to them. So I agree with you that these things happen. What I disagree with you about is where and when they should happen. You clearly want more trust and good faith from people you talk to than the average person is willing to give. And you're willing to jump through some hoops to get that from them. Not as many, but there are times where you are just like, well, if you're not going to understand me, fuck you. And like, Twitter's a great example.
On one-on-one,
you're being accused of intentionally having people misunderstand you, but you're clearly not very concerned with people understanding.
On Twitter. But on one-on-one conversations, never. I take a lot of effort to make sure that the other person, because I'm trying to establish one thing, and I want the other person to feel safe to explore an idea around me. If it's like a girl, we're talking like one dating environment, you want them to feel safe that you're not going to rape them. If it's like a conversation, you want them to feel safe that they can expose an idea and not be judged. If it's a political conversation, you want them to feel like they can express doubt about their position and not get jumped on. Right? That's the goal. The problem is that people are immediately, normally very defensive about their vulnerabilities, right? So
I reject this norm.
But the norm is there because it protects people. It's good for people.
Well, I don't think it is. I think that it does not actually protect people as much as they think it does. I think it makes people look stupid and boring and uninteresting, and it makes it impossible to talk about anything. And maybe you can say this is because I don't need it or want it, and I'm fine with just like the aircraft carrier treatment. But we're both only willing to go so far. And I'm saying that I'm okay with people being uncomfortable because I want to set a different standard of, one, people should be more comfortable than they are. They should fucking just like roast some thicker skin and go over it. And two, people should be more okay with these conversations being uncomfortable.
But the problem is until society changes, your prescription is a method for failure. That's the issue.
Yes, that's fine. But I want to change society. There's no way to change it. There's no way to change this without subverting it.
Okay.
You have to break the rule if you want to change it, right?
Yeah, one rule
is the compliments thing. We both feel the same way with the compliments thing. And I'm saying you're a subversive guy a lot of the time. Why are you playing ball with this thing? Why don't you just say no?
Because I want to build that initial level of trust so that I can get to the part that I want to talk about.
Okay, but we both agree it would be better.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not that way. It's not that way.
Just don't get on the stream. If you're some.
From Mr. Girl's point of view, Destiny saying I need a little bit of dishonesty, a little bit of showmanship before we get to the conversation. And MrGirl just like, why are people so fucking weak that we just can't have these conversations? Which is, both of them are right, but it's just like, yeah, that is a weird thing. It's one thing that if you're a regular person, but if you are someone who is like a political commentator, a news reporter, a politic, like you should be able. Our standards should be higher for them. Sorry, like you're talking about you're going to be in charge of decisions that affect millions of people, which you feel like you get to run away from the conversation because it's too hard or you're uncomfortable. Then step down. You don't deserve the position. You're a bitch. Sorry. Step down. Yeah, just step down.
Assumption is, okay, I'll just say talking points from my political group, and you say talking points from your political group. We'll do that for an hour, and then I'll have dinner, and it'll be like, oh, I'm glad I did that. That's horrible. Like, just don't turn on your fucking webcam if that's what you are gonna do. There's just no point to it. Why are we encouraging the audience to go from streamer to streamer, hearing them say the same things over and over again? And just like, it's like, which face do you want to see the same fucking sentence come out?
I understand what you're saying, but you're talking way past me, right? You're saying like, it's like you're trying to like roll your toddler around on the street, saying like, I think that society, should be paying attention more. I think cars should be careful. People should be careful when they're driving, so they're not running over toddlers. And you have like 52 toddlers dying, and people are looking at you at the intersection like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, well, I want society to change. And then you send the next toddler off at the intersection and get ran over by a car.
So you're saying I should be more pessimistic and believe
no,
that
not
things
pessimistic.
cannot
I'm saying
change?
you have to acknowledge that you exist in some cultural context, and that's the context in which you function in, instead of just pretending. Yeah, but you can't change it all at once. Like the way, like I would hope that when people come away from conversations with me, they think, oh cool, like I can have challenging conversations with people on the left or people like this guy or whatever, and they don't have to be like absolutely fucking horrible. That's really cool. I have like that positive impression. But that's only gonna happen if I bought some level of trust with them first. If I just start off with crazy shit, then we're fucked. But we'll never get that. They'll never have that takeaway. They're just gonna feel like it's all crazy.
I want people to leave conversations with me feeling like their ideas about how to connect with other people. If we didn't have a great conversation, if it was conflict, I want them to feel like their ideas about how to connect with other people, how honest they could be or should be or can be, are challenged. Yeah,
you're not gonna get that. But that's your goal. It's never gonna happen.
I think it is gonna happen. I think you're a pessimist.
Have you gotten that happen with anybody above me?
I think so. I think it happened with Lauren, but she just won't admit it.
Okay, there's another thing you have to stop doing. Okay?
She won't fucking admit it.
You have to stop assuming people's mental states.
Well, we agree that that's involuntary. You're saying I should stop saying it out loud.
No.
You're saying no.
You're wrong.
You're saying I should stop saying it out loud.
That's not relevant to the conversation. Go ahead.
You're saying I should stop saying it out loud.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you legitimately should stop assuming people's mental states and like make it a rigid, unfixable thing that won't like change contrary to any evidence presented.
Okay, let's talk about Buckfucker.
Okay.
Early on in the conversation, you decided, or perceived, I would say, since I also perceived it, and I think we had the same perception, that he was very uncomfortable, scared, walking back what he said, and was going to go jellyfish to get out of the conversation with whatever dignity you were willing to let him have, which was basically zero. That was my assessment of what he was doing. He said that's not what he's doing. He said, well, my autism, or I must have, blah, blah, I made a mistake. Oh, I can see that's actually really, could you actually give me some advice, blah, blah, and like, we're both thinking, okay, this is evasion, you're trying to protect yourself, blah, 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 blah. And obviously I'm enjoying this because it feels very vindicating, whatever. Your perception of that seems to hold strong. You were very courteous and charitable, and so you didn't say that's what you were thinking. But in me assuming your mental state, it seemed very obvious that's what you were thinking.
Okay, but what's the?
Are you saying that you're saying that you could have just not thought that? No, you could have just convinced yourself, like, well, I don't know, maybe Booksmarts really did not understand English or the implications of the extremely simple, logical, tautological argument he's making.
No, the difference.
You could have chosen to believe him.
Let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Okay, the difference was that I was basing my assumption based on a whole bunch of prior behavior. I had a whole bunch of data up to that point that let me make that type of assumption about him. With Lauren, you don't have that same level of information. You're basing it off of like other people, truly. Your foundational assumption, okay, now I'm going to assume your mental state, okay? So
I see that.
Your foundational assumption seems to be that you think that if somebody is willing to talk to you on their platform, they must have some level of trust in you. But you've probably interacted with a lot of people who will lie about that because of what it looks like to other people. You don't like that. And so your assumption about Lauren is, okay, this is the second or third time she's talked to you, and she's willing to have you on her stream. And if she's willing to go that far, she probably has a higher level of trust than she's willing to let on. But the problem is there are two things. That's what you think. I know it's okay. There are two possible explanations for that. Now, in your explanation, you've assumed this is definitely what's going on. But another potential explanation, the one that she was trying to sell you, and that could be valid, is maybe she just likes having challenging conversations on stream. Now, up to that point, you haven't gotten enough information to differentiate between those two possibilities. So that's like a wave function that can't collapse for you yet. And she's trying to sell you on one story, and you're trying to say it's the other, but you have no way to resolve it. You don't actually know. And if she's right, now you're pushing her further and further out of that particular bubble.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that you're moving the goalposts a bit, and you're switching from don't assume other people's mental states? You're saying assume other people's mental states with the appropriate amount of information as defined by me.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. You want to say more? You assume obviously always assume other people's mental states, but don't make that like a fixed, rigid, unchangeable thing that will not like have contrary evidence, especially personal testimony by the person, unless they have good reason to lie or something. Which you think she does, which also hurts. Of course she does, right? But you understand? But you've built a world
Nobody
now.
wants to be seen saying Mr. Girl is a good person.
Sure, but you've built a world now where she must think what you think she thinks, and there's no other contrary thing that could change that. Nothing could change that because everything could just be her.
But that happened with you in Booksmarts too, right?
No, because I had prior behavior to go on. It might be the case. No, you don't.
Well, hold on. My experience is that I can understand people's mental states with much less information than the average person. You also have that same experience, I think. I think that you think that you know what somebody's thinking or what they're doing or feeling before most other people would, and I believe that is true about you. The question is, what is reasonable to, I guess, feel you know what somebody's thinking? How little information can you have that feeling, like base that feeling on? And then when is it reasonable to say it out loud? I feel like is another question. With Booksmarts, we both, yes, have information, but Booksmarts is making personal testimony to you, saying, no, it's not true. I'll even bring in my lawyer, and he'll tell you it's not true, and the lawyer says, well, actually, you're wrong. But he was doing everything he possibly could to tell you what you're saying, what you're seeing me is not really happening. He never conceded it, ever. And I don't think he ever will.
It was too late at that point for him to do it. That was the issue. But you don't have the same level.
No,
but what okay.
It's too late. Too late.
So, okay, so the only thing you're gonna filter is if you had a personal interaction with her that the public isn't privy to, then maybe that can be justified. But nobody else.
Yeah,
can
we
see
DM'd that.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like if you had an extensive personal conversation, she was saying things like, yeah, like if I'm talking to you, but like I'm kind of nervous about agreeing to something.
No.
Like,
I'll say if I leaked our DMs, it would probably not change anybody's or your assessment of my assessment. I think you would still think that I don't have the correct amount of information to make this assumption. But making an assumption is not a voluntary thing. What are you suggesting I do instead?
you didn't just make an assumption. You made an assumption. You tried to crucify her with it.
Okay, so you're saying I should. So what is your prescription here? That I don't make the assumption internally, or that I don't say it?
My prescription is we take a Bayesian approach to our things. You have some initial assumption in your brain, and then based on the data that you collect over time, you change that. You update the information based on different data points. That's what we do, right? So maybe initially we think like, okay, I think she's probably okay with this, but she's a driver, and then you just go from there. And then you collect more data, you have more conversations, see what's up. Maybe her opinion actually does change, or maybe it doesn't. But you collect more data before you come at somebody with something that you got like a 25% certainty on, and then you try to like Sherlock Holmes them. And if you're wrong, it puts them in an incredibly defensive position that screws up the rest of the interaction.
Okay, and so you're saying if I feel that she's throwing me under the bus, so I was pissed off in my feelings for her because she's pretending to her chat that she thinks maybe I think that age of consent should be 8 or whatever. That hurts my feelings because I think that she thinks that I'm a very ethical and pure-hearted, good person.
Sure, but why would she think that? She doesn't know that. I don't even truly know that. And even I did a little bit of a risk. I joked with you in DMs and publicly about it. I'm like, hey, like, please don't rape me kids because they're making me look real bad. But like, even at day, like, I couldn't truly know, right? I took a little bit of a risk, but I'm willing to take risks like that because of who I am. But most people aren't, and it is a big risk, right? Because of the type of content that you're into.
Especially because of who she is. She's positioned herself as somebody. First of all, she's still fighting her own battles there, and second of all, yeah, she's trying to be the arbiter of pure. She's a pure Christian arbiter of what's good and
I feel like it's just like the internet space, man. The internet space, like, this is why one-on-one conversations tend to be more fruitful without an audience, because there aren't people who's like, well, I gotta give an answer that a lot of people are expecting me to give. No, the fuck you don't. No, the fuck you don't. And if you're someone who's in the audience watching, waiting for someone to give the answer you want them to give, then fuck you. You're making the world a worse place. You can go fuck yourself. Go find a group of people that just like give you sugary cum in your mouth, just to give you like, yes, I want to swallow all those loads. Yes, just tell me what I want to hear, please tell me what it is. Like, I don't have time for that. Don't watch my shit. Don't watch my stream. If you're gonna be that much of a closed-minded pussy punk bitch ass nigga that you need everyone to say what you want them to say. Any amount of nuance or introspection or gray areas introduced, your brain immediately is like, just then don't watch my shit. I don't want you watching me. Yeah. I will continue playing the video, but I'll wait for this shit to stop. Come on. Trash. More trash. Okay, alright.
moral and
Sure, and you don't have to go that deep. It could just be that, like, think about like what's happened so far, like in this community. Like she mentioned, I think she brought up Amosi. Yeah, so like that's the person who like was arguing about age consent related shit, and he's in jail now for I think either fucking minor or child porn or something, right?
I saw your stream with him.
Yeah. So like imagine, think about it from her perspective, right? Let's like run some potential scenarios on it. Let's say she's like, okay, yeah, I trust her. I think that you're a decent guy. Like, yeah, right. Let's say that it came out that you fuck kids, right? Like she's fucked,
Right.
Like
these are all great reasons for her to lie.
no, it could be the reason her to
that's even. I
No, I
hate
don't think so.
that
That doesn't-
too. I talked to this person on stream, and then they turned out to do something terrible. Now I'm implicated in that just for talking to somebody. You didn't start a business with them. You didn't say, yes, this person is 100% a good person. This person's an angel. I condone. Just like you're just having a conversation with somebody. Jesus Christ, people. Can we have a conversation with someone without endorsing every fucking thing they like? This is so. I hate humans so. It's so stupid. I hate y'all so much. Jesus fucking Christ.
Because your sense of whether I'm a good person is not informed by what would happen if you were wrong.
No, hold on, that's not what I'm saying.
Your sense of informed internal assessment informs whether you share that internal assessment. This is
no,
my
your
problem.
sense of whether a person is good or bad can be based on prior interactions with other people. That's what I'm saying. If you've gotten burned a certain way by people multiple times, that's gonna be factored in your head when you're thinking of.
So you think that she thought Amos was a stand-up guy and then he disappointed her?
Not necessarily. He was just a guy that's talking about weird child porn shit, and then eventually he became a weird child porn dude.
he came into his own. He blossomed. Okay. But do you also see? Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good point. So she's seen other people who said things like me. But that, again, I don't think that she thinks that what I'm saying is actually like what he's saying.
So as somebody who's like, I think I'm kind of a friend of hers, okay? I would guess, I've talked about this, okay? If I had to guess, my guess is I'm the most trustworthy person in the world. My guess is going to be that in her mind, she truly doesn't know. She probably really doesn't know. She probably is like 30% you could be like an actual child pedophile rapist person.
I think in her heart. I think she has a good feeling.
Even if she did, I don't think that somebody in her position would trust it.
Well, that hurts me.
Why? It's intelligent. It's an adapted survival mechanism for her, though. Or for anybody that...
Or racism.
Sure, it could be.
That doesn't mean it's not hurtful.
It's not about the fault, but it's about like a realistic expectation of a person. Like I would say the same thing to if there was a racist person, they got robbed and beaten by like 15 black people in a row every time they met them. Then when they met the 16th black person, they were like, you know what, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I'd be like, yeah, you know what, that's fair. I'm not arguing about it.
I'm not saying it's not fair. I understand. I totally understand her reasons for doing it. I'm not saying she shouldn't do it or can't do it. I'm saying it made me upset. So my question is, so like, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. But what do you want me to do when I feel like she's throwing me under the bus? I feel like she does have a good feeling about me, that she does have a sense that I am a good, trustworthy, moral person, and then signals to her audience that I'm not, as a way to hedge, well, I don't want to get burned. I mean, it's a similar thing to the conversation about Ariel, where it's like, you know, yeah, it's safer for you, but you're kind of fucking me over.
I don't think they're fucking you over.
Well, it feels that way.
It's them being cautious.
Yeah.
I think you have to be respectful of that person's boundary. When I'm meeting like a new girl, if I'm going on a date, I would expect her to be incredibly cautious around me. But I'm not going to tell her constantly, I don't like that you're treating me like a rapist. I don't like that you're treating me like a potential rapist.
I do.
That's great that you would do that, but it's disrespectful. And it shows a lack of understanding of how other people protect themselves. Because you're asking for a really intimate level of trust you can earn. That if that person gave to any random person, they would get fucked multiple times for doing it. Literally and figuratively.
I think there's a difference between telling somebody that their way of protecting themselves is hurting you versus telling them they can't do it.
But when you're asking them not to, you're asking them to suspend that level of safety for you.
Asking somebody to trust you is not the same as breaking their boundaries, though. She said no. I mean, she said no. I didn't say.
Well, then you pushed on it for like 20 minutes. You had the meta conversation.
I had the meta conversation, but I did accept. I mean, if she had said I don't want to talk about this anymore, I would have said okay.
Well, okay, but like I think we can probably also be a little bit smarter and figure out when people want to and don't want to. Like it was pretty obvious that like there wasn't any progress. Like did you think?
Wait a second. You're saying that then men should detect women's boundaries for them and that they shouldn't have to say no themselves?
To some extent, yeah.
So what? Okay, well then maybe we disagree about to what extent, because I think that it is your job, especially in a conversation, to establish your own level of consent. And if you don't like what we're talking about, you don't want me to push on something, then you have to say no. Like again, I'm not going to tiptoe around.
It's a two-person activity. It's one person's job to establish boundaries, and it's the other person's job to search for boundaries, right?
I don't think she was even trying to change the subject. I mean, my sense was that she was not even that she didn't want to talk about it. I think she was just like, it's really weird that you're saying this, but we can have a weird conversation.
Yeah, because she's obviously okay with having weird conversations. But I think that when you're I think we're looking now.
Do you think I violated Lauren's other's consent?
I don't care. That's not what I'm interested in. It's more just like how do you get somebody to trust you? And I don't think pushing over and over and over and over and over on every single topic is the way to do it. That's the interesting.
You've already said this with the cat thing. I'm not trying to get her to trust me. I'm trying to say how I feel about her fucking lying about how much she trusts me. I'm not saying that to try to get her to trust me. I'm saying it to be intimate and honest about my emotional experience. I don't want to sit here with a fucking shitty grin on my face, pretending I think it's funny that she's pretending that she's afraid to let her kids in the room when I'm on a stream with her, or pretending that she thinks that I might want the age of consent to be 8. I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's funny. It is funny, but it also fucking pisses me off. And I want to tell her, like, your self-protectiveness is making me angry, and that if you want this relationship to continue, eventually, sometime very soon, I'm going to need you to be more fucking honest about your assessment of me, because I can tell that it's pretty positive, and you're hedging with your chat, and I don't like it.
Okay.
So what do you want me to do when I feel that? That's what I'm trying to. You're saying I shouldn't say that, or you're saying I should rework how I think about
no way
interaction so I don't feel it?
I just think you have to do a better job of detecting where people's boundaries are, and then. But I mean, I think we're looping. You can't push every boundary at once. No, we just can't push every single boundary at once. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're playing ball with these normie fucks too much, and that you need to step on the gas, buddy.
Bro, nobody has stepped on the gas as much as me, okay? Look at my fucking, well, so maybe you, I guess, but like, I don't think most people...
Turn on the afterburner, baby. Let's go. Let's take it further.
Trying to maintain the little grasp of normality that I have left, okay?
On cozy? I don't think... No, there's part of you that wants to just...
Yeah, of course, and I'm trying to figure out where that boundary is. I'm pushing it more, and I'm being less, like, I'm being a little bit more direct with some things, but like, it comes at a big cost. That's the problem, right? Like, I'm hitting my financial goals where, like, I can probably retire and be okay. But, like, that means that, like, you have to understand what I mean when I say that. Like, I think that engaging in the behavior that I do has a decent chance of, like, costing me my career. Like, I think it could be over. Not because I'm a horrible person, but just because there's, like, a social game that you have to play with everybody, some collective illusion. And by breaking even small parts of that, that you, like, could risk everything. And, yeah, I wouldn't expect most people to be able to do that.
Okay, so this is something you're also wrestling with yourself.
Jesus.
Are you asking or telling me?
If I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm always trying to find out, like, what is the boundary? How much am I willing to risk? Yeah.
I think I am too. In a way, I have more to lose and also less to lose. I have a potential career to throw away, but I don't have enough money to retire. I can't imagine the kind of content I would make if I had enough money to retire. Or maybe I would be safer, because it's like once your income level is as high as yours, you're not just risking a couple $1,000s a month.
For people like me, y'all, that social game, I play it. I play the social game in a lot of situations because it's like, it's just because I have to get by. It's not because I enjoy it or think it's good for the society. Like, imagine, like, if the world was 100% honest, I feel like it would fall apart because y'all motherfuckers wouldn't handle it. Imagine if there was an advertisement that came on your TV, hey, this is a mediocre product, but we're going to do everything to convince you that it's a good one. We got a celebrity using a product, and we got a beautiful woman next to this product. We got a rich person with this product. It's like, yep, and these special effects look great, huh? Buy our product. But if they just said that, you would never buy the product. So in a way, humans are asking for a level of subversion. They're asking for a little bit of deception. And it's just like, if you're asking for deception, that's fine. Just don't pretend. If someone says to you, hey, you're asking for a little bit of deception, right? No, I want the truth. No, the fuck you don't. Because if you did want the truth, you would operate that way, which you don't. So you don't want the truth. You want to be lied to just a little to keep the appearance up. Or if a politician said, hey, I don't actually believe this crap, but I know y'all believe it, and I'm going to try to vote for, get those policies enacted. There are people who wouldn't vote for that person, even though the whole job of the politician is to get certain legislation passed. Their job is not to believe what you believe in. Their job is to can they effectively enact these policies? Full stop. That is the job of a politician for policy. But it's like, no, he has to also be someone I believe in. I can really put my heart. No. You don't have to think of it that way. I would call you a retard.
Yeah, well.
But I'm not going to get deplatformed for telling Lauren Southern I'm angry at her for not trusting me, or not admitting that she trusts me. I feel like that's different. Like, you could interpersonally play ball less with people, while politically still being safe with, the lefties.
Hold on, okay. Jesus, I think this is the one, okay? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, it might be. I'm feeling this one.
All right.
Maybe, though. I just want you to have more deeper conversations where you're pushing the boundaries. And I think that if you play a game a little bit, you can get to push boundaries a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. No, I can't jump that. It's just not jumpable. Sorry.
Do you concede that there's like an inverse relationship between how many successful conversations you can have if you play nicer with people, but then they'll probably be less deep. Whereas if you push really hard, you'll have more car crashes, more boss just hangs up on you because you asked about Android strippers. But then when you hit gold, you'll really hit it.
It's just a question of like, do you want to go for that 1 out of 100 ultra deep thing, or do you want to go for like having like 10 out of 100 like pretty deep things? And you probably still would find the 1 out of 100. It's not like you were cautious with me in the first conversation that like we would just stop talking, right?
True, but I think it wouldn't have been some magic.
Maybe not. Have you talked to that Brittany Simon person yet?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. We're talking, I think on the 20th.
Okay, that should be fun.
I've seen you've talked to her. What do you mean it should be fun?
I don't know how to dodge that one. I'm rolling it correctly. I'm rolling it. I really am. Oh, the game. God gave me another chance. Hold on. God is giving me another chance. I'm sorry. This is almost done with this. I hate my life. Why won't he do his big move? Okay, I'm gonna roll into it. It didn't work. I can't roll it. It's unrollable. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Are you rolling early?
No, it's just I don't know if it's rollable.
Doesn't chat no.
Okay, I'll try rolling a little later. Here we go. Nope, I'm dead. It's not rollable. I don't think it's rollable. Okay, sorry. Where were we? How do I get him to do his big charge up attack? I get him to do that twice in one fight. You can't jump it either. Okay, what do you want? Oh, Brittany. Oh, that'll be fun shot, yeah.
Yeah, you've talked to her a bunch of times.
And that's something you can probably go as hard and creepy and weird with, like, immediately, and have it turn out just fine.
I appreciate your blessing there.
No problem. You don't need my blessing, dude.
I still want it.
Okay, well, you have my blessing, okay?
No, thank you.
50 pieces of trash.
How'd you get all? Did you email the aerial person, or did she reach out to you?
No,
I
halfway
saw her on
through.
Twitter, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. Oh, you know who else I emailed? Ella, AELLA.
Oh,
Did you talk to her?
Ella.
Did you talk to her?
I have no idea what the fuck it is. Sorry.
Like Ella Girl on Twitter. She's the one who tweeted about just flooding the market with CGI child porn to stop child porn from being cheaper.
Oh, she has a
and then
blog,
she's.
so.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yeah, you think all those child porn people would be sticking together, but no, I guess not, huh?
Yeah, we gotta link arms. She yeah, I emailed her. Oh, I wonder if her not liking you is why she stopped talking to me. I emailed her and we actually set a date, and then I was like, okay, can you confirm the date? Because she suggested it, and I was like, yeah. And then she just like right back. So I don't. My chat really wants me to talk to her. So I don't know. I thought maybe you knew her, but now I see that.
Okay, I'm gonna try to run that way. I can't. Yeah, I don't know her. Apparently she made a apparently she made a sexual assault quiz or something that I took a while ago.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, just a lot of.
Welcome back, guys.
It was pretty interesting, juicy, provocative. Obviously, she deleted her child porn tweet, which yeah, I'm upset about.
How upsetting. Okay, what's he doing?
51. 51 trash.
Interview Will Smith. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, dude, if you talk to Will Smith, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion, chat.
She also posted on your sub a couple times. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she did.
Oh wow, so you started so much about her, huh?
Yeah. I've been trying to talk to her for like a year. I think I emailed her and DM'd her like 5 times over the last year.
Mm-hmm.
She finally responded, but I feel like it's falling apart.
52
what was your dating story that I
trash.
thought I met this girl probably 3 times. She was a friend of a friend.
Okay.
We went on a date to the Boston Aquarium, and after talking for like an hour, I was like, "Do you trust me?" And she was like, "Yes." And I said, "Do you trust me more than anyone?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Okay." Just checking. That's the whole story.
Wow.
But yeah. I've had when I was in LA, probably 20% of my dates would end with the girl just getting up and leaving. In extreme discomfort.
Okay.
20%?
I think so. It was like a lot. I was like, I cannot believe this keeps happening. But it was like yeah, within the first half hour, they'd be like, I can't do this, and just get up and walk out of like the coffee shop or wherever we were.
Damn. Real quick, how can I see which shields parry? What would they normally? Oh, I see. What would they normally get upset about?
Yeah, a combination of like eye contact or I don't know, just like a feeling they'll get from me. It's not anything specific, I would say. I think it's kind of what you're talking about, just an assumption of trust. Me being more vulnerable than they're comfortable with, and me like asking them stuff about stuff they haven't like told me yet, I guess.
Wow.
I asked one girl if I could spank her
Wow.
after she had just told me she likes spanking.
Gotcha. Interesting.
She was like asking me about she was like talking about all this kink stuff, and I was like, can I spank you? And then she said that that just made me really uncomfortable and I have to leave.
Jeez. Wait, real quick. What's a smaller parry shield, guy? Do I have one? Go buy one at the Volcano Manor. Okay. Was it after you guys were like already in like bed together or what?
No, we were. I didn't mean right then, but we were at a like an outdoor mall.
Didn't say Simon Says.
How long have you been dating again?
I guess it's just
3
the type
years,
of thing
2.5 years.
that The differences between
Our first date
men
was
and
me
women.
training her at the gym.
Because if I was on a date with a woman and I said, yeah, I like getting my dick sucked, and then she was like, you want me to suck it right now? It's my lucky day. That's what I would, yeah, but I guess for women it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess it's just like maybe she thought, well, I should be able to talk about this with a guy, and I guess you should be able to talk about it with a guy without him like asking if you're interested in doing it. But I feel like I wouldn't expect that from men personally. Like if you're gonna talk about like, yeah, I like it when guys like, I don't know, choke me when we're doing stuff. It's kind of like if a guy served us like, oh, okay, I heard you say that. And like, oh, okay, you trying to do that? Like I wouldn't to be creeped out immediately. It's kind of I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then that's it. You move on. Maybe depends. It would have to depend on how much you know the person. Because if I know you for if we we cool and we were talking to each other for like 6 months, and I hit you with that. That'd be one thing, but if it's a first date, I probably wouldn't come on that strong. I'd probably like, oh, okay, you like to have fun. Okay, I can get with that. Then I would move on to the next thing. I probably wouldn't. Well, my approach isn't to like really bring up sexual stuff until the woman does. It's like a good, even if I do want it, yeah, I just don't bring it up until she does. Let her be the one to open up that door.
I asked her if she wanted a free training session. I'm on Facebook.
Wow.
I added 500 women on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, people are too guarded on dating sites, so I just started using Facebook, and
That's not too big.
it worked. Because they kept accepting my responses. So then when she got my request, it was like, you have like 290 friends in common.
Interesting.
So she assumed that we already knew each other.
Where is Stoneville on the map, guys? Jesus fucking Christ. You guys don't have an open relationship ever, do you?
No. No. She was dating a few people when we met. She was poly, and then she shut it all down.
Jesus. You just took it over, huh?
Yeah. I took it over. You think your relationship will always be open?
Yeah, or we'll break up.
Do you both need it to be open, or you do?
I do.
You just can't handle it? No. Or you're like, why handle it?
Who'd you knock off with?
Glink and Augie tomorrow, and then James Cantor on Thursday, who is like the pedophile expert, PhD, semi-apologist. I think he's got some pretty weird views.
About what?
Some quotes from him saying, basically, like, pedophilia is a sexual orientation and should be treated as such, something like that.
Is that controversial? I guess it is actually. I mean, that's a dumb question, guys.
It is controversial. He's not saying the age of consent should be like lowered or eradicated, but he is like...
It's silly that we know that we can't talk people about being trans, we know that we can't talk people about being gay, we know that we can't talk people about sexual orientations, but for some reason we expect pedophilia to be different right now.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know what he thinks we should do about that, but I think he's like a leading expert.
Wow. Okay, well. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Well.
And then, yeah, I gotta make my real doll review. I think that's the next big project.
How's that been going?
It's weird. My girlfriend Shaylin is very controlling about the doll. I've been having to try to stop her from taking over my project. Or she wants to take over maintenance and caring of it. She's like, you're gonna fuck it up. And I told her basically, like, you have to fuck off. You have to stop. This can't be about you. But yeah, I haven't, started.
She's trying to, like, fuck it, or?
No, she's trying to just interject herself into,
Gotcha.
That is a weird thing.
Like
I'm trying to think
make friends.
about it. Like in every other situation, you can't talk people out of there what they're sexually attracted to. But it's, I guess because we think it's gross or unacceptable, we think that we now have the ability to be able to change someone's sexual interests. Like, it's not based on whether or not we think something is gross. Like, there have been people who think so many other forms of sexual exploration are gross, but you never just stop. You may have made them keep it quiet and under wraps, but you didn't actually change the desire at the end of the day. It's like, I don't know, it feels stupid.
So that I think, or just I think she just maybe feels threatened by it.
You planning on leaving her for it? Is that possible? What's the possibility of that happening?
I think it's 0%. I don't think
Really,
I can do that.
zero, be honest.
Well, I don't have to leave her for it, because we don't have an open relationship for me to have a doll. It's not an open relationship, it's just a doll.
What's you an ultimatum on it?
Then I would say no. Well, I don't know. I would hear her
So
out.
you could leave her for the doll, though. Let's be honest.
Potentially,
Yeah.
but I would be leaving her for my own masturbation freedom. Like, I don't like if she said like, you have to stop looking at porn or I'm gonna leave you. I think I'd probably say.
No, but that's different. That's all of porn. We're talking
Yeah,
about just one doll.
Just that I could have a different doll, or just all dolls.
Yeah.
I think I would feel like that's an overreach. I think whatever I do in my private space with inanimate objects has to be for me. So yeah, that's
whatever I do with that stapler is me, between me and that stapler. I get a
Always pleasure to talk to you.
It's been fun. I love you.
It's on me.
I love you too. I appreciate your feedback, your challenge.
Yeah, good luck. Have fun.
Be careful. You too. I feel happy with the resolution
What is how? Why?
because I got what I wanted.
Do you feel like she got what she wanted?
No,
Why?
why not?
Because it seems like she's having a lot of trouble emotionally processing everything going around this event.
Yes. Whose problem is that?
Both of yours.
No, I still contest your overall view of the situation as unresolved, and that Shaylin said no. She said yes, and I got what I wanted, and I feel like this is a victory.
I don't think that should be the goal.
Okay, let me be clear. When I call Shaylin controlling, my problem was not her saying no, because she didn't say no. She didn't say yes. She didn't say no. She didn't say yes to the conversation. She didn't say no to the conversation.
Yeah,
She just leaves me in this hell.
Yeah. So what do you think is happening? What do you think is the problem? It's pretty simple, I think. Maximus, Max, hello.
Nice to.
How are you maxing today? You living your maximum life?
That's right. I am. My back hurts. I pulled muscle in my back.
Why would you do that?
Stress. I've been under a lot of stress lately.
Really? Why is that?
Just working these projects. Fame is stressful. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Of course. Absolutely.
Are we gonna do cameras?
We kind of gonna have to do it. Okay,
Yeah, let's do cameras. I think I want to communicate something non-verbally.
why the fuck would you ask me a question if you already had the answer in mind?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Why would you just state, let's turn on cameras? Why would you give me the illusion of choice? Like, if I would have said no, you probably would have asked again, like, are you sure? Like, I'm supposed to...
I would no. If you say no, I would accept that. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be.
Why were you uncomfortable expressing a preference there initially, though? Why not just say, like, hey, I prefer to have cameras. There are things I want to communicate non-verbally.
Because I think that you outrank me. Well, first of all, I'm a guest on your stream. Your stream's much bigger. You gave me my career, so I feel like, So I feel like it's up to you.
Okay.
Oh, simp for forever.
MrGirl.
I see where you're going with this, though. I like it.
Do you know? Jesus, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that aggressive the whole time, don't worry, okay?
You do what you need to do.
Okay.
2/3, y'all.
Also, might post this on my channel.
Oh, gotcha.
Depending on how it goes.
68 out of 100.
Alright.
Oh my
You excited?
God.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is a
I just have
marathon.
questions.
So, I listened to the video of you debating Shaylin and her feelings. Of you talking to your girlfriend. It is girlfriend, right? It's not...
Just
fiancé.
girlfriend.
Okay,
Not yet.
not yet. And,
I could propose to her right now on stream. Wouldn't that be romantic?
maybe.
As I defend my abusive behavior.
That would be a good love bomb. That's why I got married to fucking Melina. We had a huge fight. I was like, fuck, this bitch is about to run out of me. I was like, Melina, I love you, marry me. And she was like, oh,
Nice.
Yeah, that didn't actually.
Well, I'm gonna save this for
Yeah, you
later.
said we're big fight. Yeah, so basically, I don't have these organized by topic at all. It was just kind of like things that I was writing down as the video was going. So I'm kind of doing order in time and not necessarily by topic, all right?
Okay. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about.
For which thing?
The whole thing.
I do, but I know what she's talking about too. I don't know if you know what she's
sure.
talking about. We'll see. We'll get there. For something, I'm just kind of curious. Normally with people I would caveat a bunch, but I don't think I need to. None of these are like attacking questions. I'm so curious. When you say you have an interesting perspective, and this has kind of come up a few other times on sex, and I'm curious, like, what that is. So you present this idea initially that, like, when you're having sex with somebody, it feels like you want to be in your zone 100%, no consideration, no worrying about what they're doing, and that even if you make it like 90% you and 10% them, that 10% space that you're creating for them becomes like 90% of what you're thinking about. It kind of like ruins it. Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, just kind of I'm curious if you talk about it.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. I feel okay. So here's a story. When I was about 12, my new stepmother asked my father, "Did you ever have a sex talk with Max?" And my father said, "Max, make sure the woman comes first." That's our sex talk. And I was just raised in a very feminist, liberal environment with feminist, liberal parents. I was basically taught that.
Well, okay. To be clear, that wasn't a very feminist/liberal statement at all. But go ahead.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
How so?
There's maybe it's a phrasing issue, but there's a difference fundamentally in the approach to a sexual interaction, where one is where you are concerned about the sexual gratification of your partner, and the other is I gotta knock this shit out so that they feel like they got something from it like I did, right?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
My interpretation of what he meant, and this is also based on the rest of my life, is guys who just pump and then come and then fall asleep are pigs. You don't want to be a selfish asshole. You want to be a courteous, empathetic, adaptive lover who is going to satisfy his woman, because that's what's important.
29 to go.
Okay. I think that's like, I would say that's like level 3. We might get one more level deeper, but that's okay. That's probably okay. Level 1 is like, I don't give a fuck about my partner. Level 2 is like, level 2 is like, I'll make him come first at least. Level 3 is like, you want to be an attentive lover, so your partner's having a good time. I think ideally there's like a 4th level, maybe, where it's like, me and my partner are like in this mutual pursuit of gratification, of trying to satisfy each other, and there's like an inherent or intrinsic enjoyment in that. So like if I'm with a partner that I really like, I'm not getting them off only so that they're having a good time, or only so that like I'm making sure that like we're not uneven on orgasm counts, but because like I enjoy that experience too. I genuinely want them to be enjoying their time with me. That's not necessarily a thing that has to happen, right? I guess, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that wanting can bleed into a feeling of responsibility.
Sure. Which I don't think it's a bad thing, but
I can feel bad. So I mean, I've been saddled with this shit since I was 12. I feel like as a 12-year-old, it feels very weird to be told like your sexual fantasies that you have now are actually misogynistic, almost rape fantasies. And with those fantasies you have where you're fucking somebody, that's not what sex should be like. You shouldn't be doing that. Sex should be you're twisting your wrists down so you can rub someone's clit while you're fucking them. That's what real sex is like. And like that's how my sex was for a long time. When I was 16, I was a very good little clit slave. and for a long time after that. And then I started like hating sex.
Yeah, I understand. Cause you're talking about like this feeling where it's like there's some like set of actions that I perform that can sometimes suck, and it's like a lot to be thinking about the other person. There's a big responsibility that goes on. Now I kind of like suck all the fun. Like I just want to throw some bitch with a couch and fuck herself, Yeah.
I literally basically had never done that except I had one girlfriend who didn't need any stimulation other than just me fucking her. And that was like very nice. But then after that, I didn't like really pick up on anything. I really liked having sex with her, but after that, I didn't really pick up on anything. I didn't learn anything from that. So yeah, and like this mirrored my feelings about relationships in general. Is that they're never for me. I feel like I'm always taking care of people, or historically, I always felt like that. That I'm always managing other people's feelings. And like everybody says I'm an empath, and I don't know if it's true, but I think possibly it is. But I think part of what's made me empathetic is just like being afraid of my parents, being afraid of what's going to happen if I don't manage their emotions. So just ever since I was a kid, I feel like I'm just tracking everybody's feelings and trying to keep them from fucking freaking out. And with Shaylin, I mean, she wants me to do that. She wants me to track her feelings. And I speak for both of us because she will not be making any public statements about this video or our relationship.
Sure, gotcha. Damn, I really want to get both of you on here at one point, but okay. So I'll share my
from the masses.
Yeah, I'll share my view on this, and we'll see if we can find any commensurability between the two of our views, because we like these. So I would consider, I think for me, because I'm not a fighter generally, I'm gonna want to fist fights with people. Sexual interactions with me are very unique in that you are sharing a very intimate space with somebody that ordinarily is respected in all other cases in life. You're never getting that close to somebody or being like manipulating somebody's body. This is like a very, very intimate thing, right? Maybe a doctor will do this in an exam, even that can feel a little awkward. You're necessarily giving up a lot to allow somebody to do that. Their hands are in places that might make you uncomfortable. They have the potential to do a great deal of like physical or psychological damage to you. There's like a lot going on. I guess I feel like when I listen to you talk about sexual experiences, it sounds like there is this, you have 100 points of sex pleasure, and you're trying to divide this up between, like, men and women. So, like, even when you're getting 90 points of sex pleasure, if you have to give them 10, like, that just fucks with your head, and it's like, fuck, I just want, like, to do the 100 points and be done with it, right? I want to have all of this, like, to myself so I can enjoy this and whatever. And I guess when I think of, like, sexual experiences, this is going to sound really religious, this terminology, but, like, I view this as, like, it's a union of two people creating one thing, and then in that one thing, in that shared space, like, I think you can both pursue everything you want more or less, but you kind of have to be aware of what the other person's doing because of the shared space. It's like when you fuse with the Terra earrings in DBZ and you become one body. There's, like, you're two people sharing a space, and you have to figure out how to navigate that for the both of you, rather than, like, two individual entities that are just trying to get as much as they can without the other person fucking it up too much. I guess the difference.
And you see my view of it as too like combative or too competitive.
I don't think that your view is necessarily bad, but I don't know if this ruins it for you. But it would have to be something that requires like a level of negotiation ahead of time. So like, have you ever heard, for instance, of the concept of like free use?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something that like appeals to you, or does that suck because you have to talk about it beforehand?
No, I'm fine with talking. I mean, that's what I was trying to do in the video, is talk about it beforehand. I'm fine with that. The thing that appeals to me about free is it's not really a sexual thing. I'm not like, man, the idea of just like a lifeless, cold body there is amazing. Like, it's not that. It's an emotional thing that I'm asking for.
Yeah, I think it's not, you don't need, like, they could even be an active participant. You just don't want to feel like when you're having sex with somebody, you don't want to feel like you have to manage their feelings at all. Like, they could be into whatever, but you want to feel like you can get in there, do what you want, and they are 100% self-sufficient in terms of taking care of themselves and everything, emotionally.
Yeah, but I think that, I want reparations.
What do you mean by
so
that?
From women.
Well, yeah, but what kind of reparations?
I want agency reparations. Like, I want control. I want selfishness. I want to have that 12-year-old sex I never got to have, 16-year-old sex I never got to have. I want to be more like a 16-year-old. I feel like I'm missing my childhood, my teenage years.
So like,
and I want Shaylin to just like allow me to be that 16-year-old, careless, selfish teenager, occasionally, and not always, just sometimes. And like, it's not something, I don't know if it's something I'll want forever. And I also don't. I think that our relationship could change in a way, or I could change in a way so that I don't feel like I want that. Or right now, I get what you're saying. Like, you're saying I could have that feeling and not have the other person just lie still with duct tape over their mouth. But I don't think where I'm at right now, I don't know if that's possible. I feel like anything now just feels like you're telling me I have to figure out what you're thinking and feeling and deal with it. And I don't want. I need you to just cocoon into yourself, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in about 12 minutes.
Gotcha. I think that I want to be really careful with what I say, because I'm obviously not advising you to like break up. I'm never going down that road or anything. But I think that it can be the case that sometimes there are like fundamental sexual incompatibilities with some people, right? Like, say you have like a very prim and proper woman who doesn't believe in any degrading stuff, and like maybe she'll even like give you blowjobs. But let's say you have this fantasy where it's like, I want to hang you over the edge of the bed and fuck your throat until you're fucking crying, and that person's like, I will never ever do that. And like, at some point you have to realize like, okay, well, fuck me, I'm either gonna open my relationship, be single, or cheat, or I guess whatever, or fuck it, you're old, I guess. But like, yeah, so I'm curious, because it sounds like for Shaylin, there's some level of emotion. If you don't want to talk about it, bring it up.
No, go ahead.
It feels like she wants to feel like there's some level of emotional management, or at least engagement going on with the other party during sex. Otherwise, and she didn't explain why, but maybe she feels like used, or maybe she feels just in general like unseen or unheard, or those sexual experiences aren't fulfilling for any of those prior, or maybe other unlisted reasons, which makes it hard for her to, I guess, like acquiesce to those desires, to your desires.
I can give my interpretation of what Shaylin was saying.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Okay, my understanding is that Shaylin, well, first of all, if she was really into it, then I wouldn't want it.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I want her to be giving me something. And if she happens to want the exact same thing as me, then my fantasy becomes eclipsed by hers, and it then feels like it's about her. So I want her, like, okay, getting throat fucked is like a pretty serious thing. Like, that's not something you're gonna feel neutral about. That's like hugely great or terrible.
But still, just to draw some delineations here, because it is interesting, right? Because it sounds like if a girl like threw herself over the edge of a bed, was like, I really want you to throw fuck me until I cry, that experience wouldn't really be as fulfilling for you as if you like rolled a girl over and you were like, let me throw fuck you until you cry, and just like deal with it, and then afterwards maybe I can do something. Like, you would like that setting more, right? The one where she's like, not because if it's about like,
well, I want to be careful. I want to be careful too. It depends on what kind of tears you want. So,
well, I don't mean like, I'm sorry, when I'm talking about throw fucking, I don't mean crying like because you're traumatized. I mean crying because you like lack of air or whatever else goes on when you're shoving dicks in your throat.
It's not that I wouldn't like it, but if I would be serving her. Like, regardless of what it looks like, if somebody says do this to me until X, Y, Z, then you are effectively serving that person, and like, that's fine. I'm not saying I'm against all like service and sex. What bothers me is when there's no clarity about the service.
Isn't it always going to be like really hard to find that though? No. Like, let's say, for instance, let's say that I'm
to
find that clarity. Like, let's say that I'm with a girl and
it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Like, she like, what if you found out like, imagine if she was wondering like, yeah, I'll give this to you because you're asking me for it, and then you found out that like, yeah, actually, I am actually into it when I do this. Are you gonna no longer be into it because now she's doing something for her? You don't.
And I like the idea of like somebody riding on top of me. That's like a really hard idea for them to do that just for me. I want you to do it just for me. Unless the girl is even willing to say like, oh, like I don't normally do that. I'm into that. She's like, I'll do it for you because I love you. Well, what's happening at that point? Is she like doing something just for me, or is she doing it because like now it's the thing she wants to do because she loves me, or like that's yeah. Like how do you even begin to separate out like what is for me and what's not for me, especially in the context of a relationship, right?
That can get complicated. I agree, but I think there's certain markers that I'm looking for to feel like something's for me. So like one, it was my idea. Okay. You know, if Jalen had said, you know, Max, I was thinking, you seem to have a lot of trouble with blah, 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 and I think that it might be nice for you if I like perfectly still during sex. What do you think? Then that would start to feel like, what are you tricking me? You want me to do this for some reason. There's a trap. Now, the Venus flytrap alarm would go off if she did that. But that didn't happen. Another is like, when I asked her, she wasn't like, oh, you hit the nail on it. This is my fantasy. I want this. And then she said yes immediately. So she did say yes immediately. But then I felt like she wanted to make the way we're talking about it about her, which is like a problem for me. Because it's like, okay, I'm getting the thing in a tiny little nugget, but it's surrounded by the exact opposite of what I want. Of like, can you make this conversation where you're asking me to lie still during sex about me?
I think
like,
that there's...
No, okay, no, so, I don't want to do that.
Okay, there's a... I'm trying to explain this. There's a dynamic around rougher sex that's always kind of like that, and I'm curious how you feel this. Okay, so I've been with people that like very rough encounters sometimes, and I'm not normally like that, but I'm not going to let it roll okay? But when I'm in charge of like a very rough encounter like that, it's most of my brain power is usually spent figuring out like how is the other person responding, right? And I think that in the middle of that encounter, even though you're pushing really hard, like the only reason it works is because the other person knows that there's some consideration at the end of the day there for them. So it's kind of weird because like in situations where you're in charge of the sexual encounter, you're actually the bitch. Like, I'm taking you as hard as I can, but I'm making sure that like it's a good position, and I'm not like destroying your cervix. I'm making sure that I'm choking you. I'm not like actually killing you. Like I make sure that I'm pulling your hair, right? We're at the base, we're not just pulling yet. Like there's like all these things going on where it's like, yeah, like we're doing the experience where you're getting this like very, very intense hard thing, but like all of my thoughts are making sure like, okay, like, I'm not like actually hurting this person, and they know that I know what the boundaries are. It seems like you want to literally just rape somebody. Yeah.
Right. Well, I think the thing is though, with hard sex, a lot of the person wants to be free to react as though you're raping them. So
a little bit, but all of that occurs. All of it is always wrapped in that nugget of
But I'm saying that if you're having sex that's going to look a lot like rape, like rough rape, and the person wants to be able to say no, stop, but I didn't say strawberry daiquiri, so you don't have to actually stop. Like then in that case, it makes sense to be more careful and more tuned. But if the person's lying still, I think it's like I don't think we need a safe word for that. She can just be like stop, you know. So I don't think that I would need that same level of hyper attunement because I don't think it's that dangerous of a way to have sex.
Two separate conversations we're having now, but so. Because I'm kind of more focused on, I'm just trying to figure out what you want to get out of it. We'll follow this tangent for a little bit. So if the person is just laying there, you don't feel like it's a really big deal. It might not be to you because it doesn't seem that sexually intense, right?
No, it could be very psychologically.
Yeah, and I think that's like the issue is that the person feels like there have been people that I've been with where nothing extreme is going on, but you can tell for them like it's a very psychologically or emotionally intense moment. Yeah,
yes, that's for sure a consideration. But that's why I'm saying. So I think it's for both of us. We're both very likely to have some kind of like trauma freak out during sex.
A little bit, but it's different when you're the one in charge. Because when you're the one in charge, you have a way easier time stopping. Whereas for the other person, if they get nervous,
they have to actually speak up.
Yeah, which is very challenging. And you already had video saying you don't care. I'm just fucking you. Well, half I know you, but go ahead.
Wait, saying I don't. Oh, that's that time. Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess I think we both probably agree on that. But the backing up a little bit, I guess I'm trying to figure like, do you? I'm trying to like. It sounds like I'm trying to trap you. I know you don't think I would do that. But I'm trying to find a different way to ask you. Like, do you just want to rape somebody? Can you help me find a different way?
Steven, I trust you enough to just lie still while you do.
Yeah, because it sounds like that you want.
Take me wherever you want.
You want to basically, however, you basically want to have a person where you're just like, there's a thing that I want to do. I want to do it because I want to do it. I don't care. You figure your own shit out, and then do that.
That's the key. Figure your own shit out.
I don't know if this is possible with humans without a lot of drugs. That's what I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think if it's possible because
I think you might be being a little sexist here.
Okay.
If Melina asks you, will you lie still during sex? I just want to ride you once every month. I just want to ride you and do my thing. Do you think it would be fair to say, well, you might have trouble advocating for yourself in a situation. It could be traumatic for you psychologically, and that would only be possible if you did drugs?
For me, well, no, hold on, because it's totally different. Because if a girl were to ask me that, like, if that girl was you, if you wanted to ride me, and you were saying, Steve, I want to take you in my pussy, right?
Yes.
I would say to you, okay, Max, but I'm going to agree to it very quickly, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that. Is that going to ruin the experience for you? And you're like, fuck, it's not the same now. Because that's the difference,
right? I don't.
Like if you would ask me,
you and I would never have this problem in the first place.
Well, but anything's possible. It's 2022. Okay, but I'm saying
because we're so compatible, we wouldn't have this.
Oh, of course, yeah. But I'm saying like, so you gave me like these three criteria earlier. That it's your idea, that the other person doesn't say like yes immediately, and that you have like a certain way of talking about it, right? But like if you suggested that, I would agree immediately. I'm like, yeah, sure, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So like, I feel like that would ruin that for you.
Maybe, but I still don't think that you would need drugs to do it.
Well, no, what I'm saying you would need drugs for is to genuinely have an experience where you're posing an idea the other person's not really into, but you want to be able to kind of like get access to their body and use them for that. That there's either one of two things happening. Either one, they're legitimately getting raped, or two, there's found some way to dissociate themselves from the experience so much. Usually it's like some kind of drug. Yeah, like I don't actually go that way.
I don't think the problem is that Shaylin isn't into it. Okay. I don't agree that she's not into it. The problem is that she's not into agreeing to things.
Well, if she was into it, wouldn't that ruin it for you?
No, it's not that I want her to dislike it or not like it. I think what would ruin it is if I felt like actually I was acting out her fantasy. It's not that I want her to not like it. It's fine if she like. I'm sure she.
Well, I feel like you could like get into that. You could start doing it and be really into it, and then all of a sudden she orgasms. Like, fuck you, bitch. I know you like it.
No, it's fine.
You like it more than me.
No, that's fine. I'm not saying I don't have to like it more than her. I just want to have to not worry about her or not feel like I am serving her. That's what it is. I often feel like I'm serving people in relationships. And so if I'm just in that hypothetical, I just meant if I said it and then she reacted in a way that was like, oh, I've been trying to get you to say this for a long time. Good job, my pet. Then that would make me feel just used again.
Sure.
So it's not that I want her to. It's more about framing. It's not so much about her experience of it, like if she orgasms or likes it or whatever. It's more about what bothered me in the conversation is that it felt like it was the agreement itself was being reframed as somehow I have to be super caretaking of her. Like no matter what, I can't escape it. I can't escape it during sex. I can't escape it. And so I'm like, well, what if we can take this out of sex? She's like, well, then you have to caretake me right now. And it's like, I want the burden to be lifted.
Sure, I'm trying to think.
I want her to take on the burden. I think if she were a man, I feel like you would think this was a more reasonable request.
I think that. So I want to be very careful with this. This isn't a slight on Shaylin. I knew that. That's good. It's not a slight on Shaylin, but I think that
okay if it is.
What you're asking for would be like an exceptionally rare thing. I don't think many people can handle that level of self-care when they're that intimately engaged with another person. I think I could, but like I would understand that would be an incredibly rare thing. Thank you.
Well, then that's what I need.
But so then where you go from there? If your partner isn't able to like...
Wait, she said yes, right? I mean, like, we have the same understanding.
Well,
of the ending,
she said yes with a lot of obvious emotional reservations, right?
Well, that's...
Because she said yes, but
that's perfect.
But she wants to wrap it in that nugget of things about her. That's the issue. She's never going to say yes to what you're looking for. Because your issue with the rest of the conversation, she did, and that's why it fell apart at the end. The issue with the conversation is she said yes to the thing in the middle, and the rest of it was building the nugget, right? Because that's what you were upset about it for. Like, why are you making this about you? Why can't we just do this? Like, why you guys want day of the month? Like, Jesus.
But I said no to the nugget. I escaped the nugget.
Yeah, but by even saying no to the nugget is being made, right? Like, if it's a 90-10 thing, by even acknowledging the 10 thing, now it's become the 90 thing. That's what it feels like. Because I felt like that was the majority of your disagreements for like the whole last half of that interview was how to deal with the emotional stuff around what you want to be fundamentally an unemotional experience.
Yeah, I'm not saying it went perfectly, but I feel happy with the resolution.
Why?
Because I got what I wanted.
Yeah, but do you feel like she got what she wanted?
No.
Why shouldn't in a relationship, if you guys are looking at yourself as some sort of singular entity, you come together joined to make something?
Well, you're putting me in an impossible, like, either if she gets what she wants, then I lose, and if she doesn't get what she wants, then we're not a singular entity. I guess I just don't think of us as a singular entity.
No, I mean, you're both individuals, but when you come together in a relationship, especially for sexual purposes, there's one thing that exists in here that like has to be dealt with, right? There's a new thing that's created.
Once a month.
Okay.
I don't want us to come together as a singular entity. I want us to come together as individuals. I want to jack off with her body.
Sure.
And I want her to do whatever she needs to do to not make it my job to be super attuned to her. I actually want her to act in a way that makes it harder for me to attune to her.
Sure. But it seems like in order to get to that point, you're going to have to lay a whole bunch of emotional groundwork to get there. Like, you're going to have to do a lot of work to get to that point. Does that
feel
make
like
sense?
we're there.
I don't... Hold on. I was going to say I don't think so. Let me rephrase that. Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it seems like she's having a lot of trouble emotionally processing everything going around this event.
Yes. Whose problem is that?
Both of yours.
No. I'd see. This is another thing I'm trying to change in my relationship with Shaylin. Processing your emotions is your job.
Sure, now, you're both invested in the outcome of that process, are you not?
No.
Of course you are. You want her to be more emotionally stable and like, right? It's affecting
yeah. I care about that. But as far as getting what I want, I just need her to process her emotions on her own, or not process them, and then say, "Oh, I freaked out. I can't handle this." Either one.
When do you get to the point where she's basically saying, like, I can't do this anymore? Like, I have to exit the relationship.
I don't think she would break up with me because, I can't do what anymore? Process my own emotions?
Without any sort of input or guidance or help or acknowledgement from you or feeling seen by you.
We both help each other process our emotions. I'm not saying that I don't want to help her, but it's about responsibility that I'm saying. I don't want it to be my job to process her emotions for her instead of her. That feels like parenting.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I would say the same in my relationships. I go really hard on that. I don't feel like your dad. I'm not here to help you. But even at that point, there is like, you don't understand, especially if I'm making a really big ask, there's going to be some, the other person is looking for some kind of assurance. Like, they want to make sure that things are okay. And I think that asking people to just basically jump off the edge of a cliff and close their eyes and hope there's a balloon at the bottom is going to catch them, that's a really big ask for most people.
Yeah, but that's the whole, even your framing of that is so the responsibility that you and I feel is so baked into that analogy that when you and I get asked to manage our own feelings and process our own feelings and lie still so that we can be used, we're not jumping off of a cliff. We're not hoping there's some balloon at the bottom. We're just managing our feelings. But when we ask Shaylin to do it, it's throwing a little baby off of a cliff. And like, I agree that I kind of feel like that, but it's not true. I don't want to feel like that.
So here, so I'm speaking
baby better fucking grow wings.
Speaking from a place of personal experience here, because I have a lot of issues with this too, so I've had to deal with this a lot too. But like, one thing that you have to accept is not everybody has the same emotional needs. Like, I'm the type of person, and also, this is one point, not everybody has the same emotional needs, number one. And number two, not everything in a relationship has to be reciprocated.
Those are both true.
Yeah, so if different people have different levels of emotional requirements, it's not fair. I don't say it's abusive, but it's like, it's not fair to bring up your emotional composition as a counter to theirs. And I'll admit, I do this sometimes when I fight with Melina even, where she'll say like, oh, I feel bad about this, you should do that.
I would never fucking do this.
Yeah, and I'll say like, bro, you could do 20 times worse than me, I don't give a fuck. I throw my computer in the fucking stream, like, get the fuck over yourself, right? I'll say this when I'm mad, but I shouldn't. It's not a fair thing to say. Like, you can't expect people to match your internal emotional composition just because you want them to, right? Because they'll never be that. They can't, unless you're dating like 14-year-olds. They'll never turn into that person. We're grown up. We're adults. Like, that's not going to change at that point. If you're
I don't know. That's true. I think we're dating some pretty young ladies.
How old is she?
We are dating 14-year-olds. She's 27.
Okay. Well, that's no.
I'm pretty different from how I was when I was 27.
Really?
I'm much more. Yeah. I couldn't talk about my feelings at all. I could not process her, man. I was like Shaylin. I was a complete fucking mess.
I mean, I still think you're a mess, but I bet you weren't that.
Not a complete mess.
Not a complete mess. Maybe, but okay.
Do you think I'm a complete mess?
No, not a complete mess. I think you have trouble interfacing with other humans sometimes, or it seems like.
And I think you don't have enough trouble interfacing with other humans sometimes.
Okay, based.
See, just because you can help somebody manage their feelings, and just because they're saying they need you to, and even if they actually need you to, that doesn't necessarily mean you should.
I agree, and those are boundaries that I'll set. Like, I'll tell somebody, it's usually for fighting, so I'm doing it that way. But I'll be like, hey, like, if you need this, if you need me to like manage this for you, then get the fuck out of my house and never do it. Right? There are like things that I won't do. I can't do it. But there are things that I will do. That I wouldn't expect somebody to do because I understand that I'm an exceptionally emotionally attached individual. But I would never. But if I walk through life trying to place the same expectations on other people that I would want them to place me, I'm probably never gonna find anybody ever because people process things different ways. That's just part of the decision you have to make when we join into a relationship, right?
I agree. I do more of in this specific way in terms of helping the other person process their emotions. I do a little bit more of the lifting there.
But the problem is you don't need help processing yours, right?
No, I do. I think I actually do, and I ask her for help with that, and she does help me with that. So it's not all one way. I do need help with that. But when it comes to this doll sex, I need a break. Daddy needs a break.
Well, no. You don't need a break. You need access to their body, and then for them to shut their emotions off. It's a way bigger ask than just saying, I need a break.
No.
Right?
I don't want to shut her emotions off. I actually need her to not shut her emotions off.
Well, you need her to shut her emotions off from you. You don't want to engage with that. That's her difference.
Right. I don't want her to dissociate because that will cause problems. I think that's the concern, is that she'll do this by dissociate. That would not be okay. If I sense from looking at her lifeless body that she's dissociated, then I will yell at her for a whole new thing. I need somebody to be taking care of Shaylin. I just need it to not be me. Once in a while.
You need like a threesome with like a caretaker to be touching her head while you're...
Yes. And explaining to her how she feels and calling her a stupid bitch and telling her to shut up. Somebody needs to take the reins for 12 minutes.
Gotcha.
12 minutes a month.
Have you ever thought about just paying... Oh, no, because you guys haven't closed it. Have you ever thought about like paying a prostitute for this experience?
I can pay Shaylin for this experience.
No, you can't, because you don't have that. You can't just change your relationship.
I don't have that kind of money. No. See, the thing is that the prostitute has the same problem as the doll.
Which is?
It's not really giving me anything. The prostitute's not really doing something for you. Like, they kind of are, but it's,
Do you feel like if somebody gives you like a blowjob, are they doing something for you, or are they doing it only because they love you, so it doesn't count as them doing something for you?
I think it depends on the blowjob. I've gotten blowjobs that felt like somebody was just trying to suck my soul out of me, and I've gotten blowjobs that felt like they're doing a nice thing for me. I don't have a blanket interpretation of getting a blowjob.
Okay.
I still contest your overall view of the situation as unresolved, and that Shaylin said no. She said yes, and I got what I wanted, and I feel like this is a victory.
I don't think that should be the goal of those types of conversations, right?
Well, maybe that's the issue. You don't like my goal.
Yeah, I don't think you're trying to win confrontations with a partner. I think that the goal should be
get something.
Yeah, but the goal should be that both of you walk away feeling like you've gotten something and you're both satisfied.
That wasn't my goal. Yeah. So you just don't like my goal.
Well, from a business perspective, sure, but from a relationship perspective, like, it just seems not healthy for both parties. Like if Shaylin was trying to extract something from you like that, like you would probably walk away feeling awful, right?
It wouldn't be an extraction. That's the thing, is that I would just answer her question.
Well, you would just say no, right?
I'd say yes, or I would say no.
Okay.
Or I would say I need to think about this. Or I would say I have some clarifying questions to make sure I know what I'm agreeing to. But whatever I said, I would give her the clear sense that I am figuring out for myself what I'm okay with, and I will return with an answer for you, and you'll know clearly where you stand. Again, I reject the notion that Shaylin is saying no to the sex act, or that she has even any particular reservations about the act itself. She just doesn't like making agreements.
I disagree, but you know way better than I do, yeah. So, like, it feels to me like she doesn't have any problems with the act itself, but she's trying to figure out, like, emotionally where both of you are going to be standing before and after the act.
She's trying to control where we're going to be standing. She's trying to figure it out.
She is trying to control, but that's because she's one of the members of this interaction, so of course she wants some kind of control.
Oh, let me be clear. When I call Shaylin controlling, my problem isn't that she is exerting control. It's the way she's exerting control. It's that she's underhandedly trying to control it.
How do you feel like it's underhanded? Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, if what you're trying to say is, hey, listen, I want to provide this thing for you, but I have to be honest. I'm a little scared and feeling a little abandoned by the prospect of you completely, detaching from attuning to me. Because as we both know, I'm kind of an unstable bitch. And as an unstable bitch, I need you to be somewhat more attuned to me than you normally feel like you should be. And this is a constant power struggle between us. So I want to try to work out with you what level of attunement we're going to have, or for how long you're going to be not attuning to me. And this is something I'd like to work on, maybe in a couple years or something. I'll be able to just say yes to what you're asking. But right now, you're asking me to take care of myself. But the fact is, I don't really know how to do that. I'm not very good at it. And so here's what I need from you. And then come up with a list of demands or counter proposal or whatever. Or say, this is something we could work towards. I can't do it right now, though. I'm really not ready. Any of that would be just great. My problem is not in that conversation. My problem was not her saying no, because she didn't say no. She didn't say yes. She didn't say no. She didn't say yes to the conversation. She didn't say no to the conversation.
Yeah,
she just leaves me in this hell.
Yeah. So what do you think is happening? What do you think is the problem? It's pretty simple, I think.
I think there was a problem where the conversation about the interview, I think, is a metaphor for how she feels during sex, and she doesn't.
Okay, wait, hold on. Too complicated. So this is my feeling. You can think about it, okay? I feel like her problem is that she doesn't know where she wants to set her boundaries, and she's kind of hoping that you'll help her figure that out. And you're frustrated because you're not having a conversation with her trying to figure out what her boundaries are. You're making an asking. You want her to already come to the table with that solved. Like, you want her to get to the table and say, like, yes or no. Don't ask me these dumb fucking questions, Shaylin. We don't need to have this other random shit. Just tell me what you want or tell me what you don't want, and then boom. But she's coming to you, in a bit more of a undecided state, and her trying to navigate her feelings and yours simultaneously are different. When she's trying to advocate on her behalf and your behalf.
But you give these women so much charity.
No, actually, I'll be totally honest with you. I literally just had this huge problem like 3 days ago in my relationship where I'm really bad at asserting boundaries. I literally now I can speak from Shaylин's point. I literally had the exact same issue where I'll have problems where people will. Here's a personal thing that I've just recently figured this out. I don't know how fucking recently. But when I get into conflicts in relationships, my thing is usually I'll withdraw or I'll start lying. These are the two things I'll do because I just don't want to interface with the person irritating me. And what I found out was that there are some boundaries that I have in a relationship. Now usually these are more passive, like don't ask me this, don't talk about this, or act this, or do this particular thing, right? And this is like a need that I have. That before I thought I didn't care, but now I'm like, actually I have this. But when the other person isn't aware that those boundaries exist, they're just kind of existing in a state where they're kind of pushing, pulling, trying to figure shit out, and then I'm getting triggered, and now everything's getting fucked up because I'm not doing a good job at asserting boundaries, right? So oftentimes in relationships, people will blame the aggressor, when in reality, the person failing to assert themselves can be just as much responsible for everything else. Because their lack of having clear boundaries means that the other person doesn't know when to push and not push. The other person doesn't know what's safe to go into, and then the person with the boundaries doesn't know how to negotiate any interactions because they're randomly getting upset at things as well, right?
I understand what you're saying about yourself, and I believe you.
But you don't think Shaylin has trouble asserting her boundaries?
Shaylin is not like you in this sense.
Okay.
I think you're assuming that Shaylin is trying to figure out where her boundaries are and then assert them. And I don't believe that it's happening. I believe that Shaylin and many of these other women that you and I come across and disagree about get a lot of power by not having boundaries and not asserting those boundaries. Because when you tell someone your boundary, what you're not just saying everything on this side of the line is not okay. You're also saying everything on this side of the line is okay.
Yes.
And so all these other tools you have, like arguing and figuring things out and explaining and writing narratives and co-authoring narratives and problem solving and all these other ways that you exert power and get power in relationships and conversations.
Shouldn't be this hard to get six
Shaylin, as you saw, Shaylin got angry and did use those. She does have those tools, but that's not where she gets most of her power. Shaylin gets her power from the dark arts. She's on the dark side. And when she so So to me, things like setting boundaries, so like lying and withdrawing, I would say those are dark side powers that you're using.
Sure.
Light side powers are more like setting boundaries, problem solving, arguing, saying what you want, being explicit and direct and above board. Shaylin gets a lot of her strength now from the dark side. So she does things like not setting boundaries, asking questions that make no sense, pretending to be confused, sobbing loudly from the other room.
Yeah, I agree, but like, sure. But
she's not trying to figure out. She's not trying to figure out what you're just assuming this like extremely well-intentioned like goal of hers. She doesn't. I'm
not saying that there's like this intentional, like something that she said. So this is why I think that she is doing this. Is she made a statement when you guys were talking, saying that like she feels like she has to do this. She feels like she has to make a decision, and you're like, and you don't know like why. Why do you feel that way? Like it seems like you're asking that. What do you mean you have to do this? What do you think she means when she's saying that? Like it feels like I have to do this, and you're like, no, you don't.
I think she is saying in order to maintain the image that I want on your channel and with your fans.
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you think that, then there's like. Because I'm interpreting everything both of you are saying in like the best light possible. But if you think she's just saying,
no, you're interpreting everything she says in the best light possible.
No, both of you. This would be a way different conversation if I was not being trouble you as well. Okay.
She's a demon.
I mean, you're pretty demonic as well. If I was interpreting you, absolutely.
I don't think so.
Absolutely, for sure. You're very charismatic. You have a really good way of spinning every single emotional complaint she makes into a hypothetical attack against you that then becomes an attack that you can use against her. And you constantly undermine her feelings by either saying that she doesn't truly believe the thing she does for the reasons that she says she does, or that she's using it to like control you. And then when she has an emotional outburst, you also assume that that's a form of manipulation, and then you manipulate her by pretending she's manipulating you. And then you bring it all back at the end with like either like a hug or something else, like, oh look, we're good, it's cool, or whatever. Right? These are all like theoretically. If I frame it that way, these are all theoretically like emotional manipulation.
It doesn't make any sense. Like you can do that, but it doesn't make any sense because she agreed to the plan immediately.
No, but that's like,
complaint.
do you understand? This is why I don't like conversation about rape. Okay, it's so easy to get people to do things that they don't want to do that they will agree to it. This is why I don't like the concept of like consent. Even enthusiastic, there's so many things you can get people to agree to.
Well, I agree with you. No, I agree with you there.
Yeah, so like,
but in this conversation, the conversation did not break down when I asked her the question. The conversation broke down when I would not let go of calling her controlling.
But her method of controlling was her trying to get some control over like her emotions in that situation and how you were engaging with them. That was
yes, and the way she was trying to get control over that was by asking nonsensical questions.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if somebody is looking for, if we can like,
that's my whole problem.
Sure, but like, let's say instead we take a more impressionistic view of language and not like a discrete like these are the words. It sounds like what she's saying there. She's not saying like can we figure out the dates of the month that this would be the most adequate time for you to use my body? What she's doing is like saying like, hey, okay, I think I can do this, but I feel like really emotional right now. I want some sort of like emotional reassurance from you that we're like on the same page.
I know. We both understand that.
Then why can't you just do that or give that to her?
Because I don't fucking want to. That's the whole thing I'm saying in the first place. Is I don't want to change my entire lens for looking at language to an impressionistic one, so that I can give you squeeze some extra fucking charity juice out of myself to make it okay for you to underhandedly try to get me to reassure you. It is absolutely underhanded. It is absolutely underhanded to ask a fake question to get somebody to take care of you. I think it's completely underhanded, at least for me. Okay, so maybe
if I go like a doctor, if I go like a doctor, if I got a thing coming out, right, and I'm sitting there and I ask something, and I'm like, is this gonna hurt? What a fucking stupid question. Like if you were a doctor, you would look at me and you would go, this is a fucking cancer biopsy, Steven. Is it gonna hurt? If I say yes, you're gonna fucking cancel the operation? You stupid fuck. Why would you even ask me such a waste of fucking time? Right? That's what you're saying. And I would say, okay, well, I was just like looking for a little bit of emotional reassurance. I'm sorry.
I understand how to do what you're asking me to do.
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying I don't want to. I don't want to take care of Shaylin. I don't want to be her fucking doctor. I want to fuck her corpse. I don't want to be her doctor. The whole point of the conversation is I don't want to have to lie to you or manage you. I don't want to manage your feelings in this conversation. I don't want to manage them. One thing I've been saying to her a lot is when you want me to parent you, I need you to explicitly ask me to parent you. I don't want you to try to get me to.
Yeah, but even at that, you need to use different words because nobody wants to feel like she's not really asking to parent you. She's asking
she is. No, it's
from
fine.
your perspective. But from other people's perspective, I just want you to be a normal, caring partner that like has an investment in my feelings.
Fuck that. No, so I don't want to appeal to normality. See, this is what I see in a lot of responses to this. I see people just being like, well, why can't you just be normal? I'm like, well, okay, being normal means the man just is parents the woman. That's what you mean by normal. That's what the default is. And I don't want that. I don't want that for my relationship.
The reason why that's great. And I said the exact same things to Melina. She'll say like, hey, like this is like a normal thing. Why can't you do this? And I'll say, well, if you want a normal thing, go find a normal guy because that's not what the fuck I'm here for. So I understand. I can empathize with you there. But you have to be aware of where the normal spectrum lies so that you can understand when you're making requests that are way outside the norm.
I understand that I'm making a request that is outside the norm. And when I say, when my girlfriend wants me to become her dad, she has to actually know that that's what she is doing and say that. And so she had said in the conversation, hey, can you take care of me for a second? I feel freaked out about this. I might have said yes. Or I might have said no. I would have been free to say no. Or yes, as I see fit. I would have been able to set my own boundaries. But by blurring her request and by saying, no, you've already agreed to this. You've already agreed to take care of me. And the way I'm going to ask you is by asking stupid questions that make no sense and sobbing in the other room. No. Then I don't want to. I need explicitness.
Sure, I understand. I think the realization that you have to have then is that what you're looking for, one, she might not be able to even rise to that standard. I don't want to say
she did.
No, she did.
She eventually did.
After crying in another room and trying to manipulate you.
Yes, if you want to, yes, she did a lot of horrible things that nobody's proud of in the conversation. But at the end of the conversation, I held my boundaries. I didn't rush to the other room and say, hey, eventually, she, was naked face down in bed just like I am.
But I don't. If you were to ask her, does she think that there was a positive resolution to everything? Do you think she would say yes?
No, because I got what I want. I don't know what she would say.
Is there? Well, but isn't that like important?
I'm so happy that I don't know what she would say. I feel so proud of myself that I can have my own narrative of what happened that is not dependent on hers, and she can have her own narrative.
Hello.
Okay. That's what I want. What I want is to just have something be for me.
Welcome.
And the only way we can do that is if Shaylin delineates when something is for her. So she has to be more explicit about when something is for her and what role she wants me to play and what role she wants to play. And the more vague she is, the more power the underhanded person gets, and the less power the explicit person gets. I don't want her to derive power from being vague. It's a super bad idea, especially around sex.
I agree that it's a bad idea, but the problem isn't that she's like intentionally trying to manipulate
you. Think she's not capable of anything? Well, she's gonna have
not right now. No, I don't think. I think that there's like a set of tools that she hasn't developed yet when it comes to establishing boundaries, and because of that, you're able to take advantage of her inability to do that. I think that's the issue.
Oh, you think she's taking advantage of me?
No, because in this situation, you said you got what you wanted at the end, so she wasn't here.
Yeah, after hours of what I think is abusive and coercive behavior, eventually she was able to have a explicit, direct conversation with me. Now, I'm not saying she has to be perfect.
The thing that make it's probably well cut it off and I'll just end on this. The thing that makes these conversations difficult is because yeah, just kind of just echoing what Destiny said, like sexual interactions are like so intimate and so like intertwined with another person's like emotions and their body that like I don't know if a request like that is gonna be like asking someone to like turn off the human condition almost. Like, hey, could you just like interact with me in not a human fashion real quick? And it's like, no, I can't do that. No, like, yeah, hold on. You know, this super turtle sword. So, level 320 for these? No, that's not. I don't know about that one, dog. Level 3 fucking 20. I think I gotta go to fucking, what's it called? Gotta go to, okay, there we go. I gotta go to Rose Garden for this. It's the Rose Garden. Hey, where's this bitch at? Where's this bitch at? Oh my god. Oh my god, I was there the whole time. I was already there. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Jesus Christ. Look, I wish I could just fucking teleport there. Jesus Christ. It's gonna take so long to get there. I wish you could just fucking teleport to the dub room. Good. No, I can't. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Look at these goddamn fucking hallways and shit. I don't feel like one or two of these goddamn hallways. Said I was gonna stop, but I can't stop. Said I was gonna stop as soon as I got done getting all the trash. Now here I am, continuing despite getting all the trash. It's 11:13. 3 hour streams, not bad. I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say I'm dirty Dan. Fucking goddamn. Jesus, this bitch I can be here. Yeah, bitch. What's next? Okay, it's emergency lantern. Okay, I already got that. So I'm gonna need a dark cloth. Blank check is gonna interrupt Craven's investigation. Oh, okay, blank check. Okay, he gives it to you. So I do need a dark cloth. Yeah, so the one outside thing I need. Memory port, yes. Thank you, God. Get me a memory port. Thank you. Store more, yes. So that shouldn't have been. Okay, so we're gonna go to. Oh, fuck. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna cut it here. You know what? No, we're going to go all the way to the crows so I can remember what the hell I was doing the next time I get on here. Because I think I have all the other quest items for the rest of the episode quest, which is great. I just need a dark cloth from these dudes. Still one dark cloth. All y'all need to do is give me one dark. Oh, a crow card. Okay, not bad. I'll take it. Fuck. Just one dark cloth. One dark cloth. I will kill these penguins in the meantime. Jesus. He's itching. Smack this nigga if he off screen. Cause that's how I do, baby. Alright. Okay. Galters. This girl got 2 hits on her. I don't even know if it's a girl, it's just a pink penguin. Could be a boy. Who knows? I wonder how humans would work if there was like a society that had the complete opposite gender roles. Just the idea just seems like it would be really interesting how people, but they're women, but their men are drunk. Like people would just like their brains would break. Damn, they're not giving me this dark claw. I mean, not dark claw, dark cloth. Go around, nigga. Okay. Stingy crows. They'll drop money, but not no cloth. Feathers and claws. Feathers and claws. That's all I got from you is feathers and claws. Another feather. Another claw. What do you got from me? A feather or a claw? A round object. Oh, okay. You thought you were going to be smart by not giving me either of them, huh? And then, oh, damn it. And another claw. Big, meaty claws. I have a problem. I thought I was going to get off earlier. Oh, I left some money on the ground, too. I think it would be this hard to get one dark cloth. Jesus Christ, they are really making me work for it. How many of these dudes I done killed? I got a star card pack number 2 before getting a fucking dark cloth. A generic item that any monster can drop. But nothing. Okay. I got 2 crow cards before I got one dark cloth. That's crazy. This game is crazy. Come on. Goddamn cloth. Black powder. Ocean. Jesus, we are not dropping the shit for anything. You're holding on to this for dear life. There's a load of barnacles. It shouldn't be this hard to get this. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's not a rare item, at least it shouldn't be. You know, drop an old square shield before dropping a dark cloth. Come on. How many these penguins I'm gonna have to kill, bro? Come on. Come on. Come on, goddammit. So one more hit. One more hit and this bitch is dead. Okay. It shouldn't be this hard to get it. 11:25. That is my actual cutoff. If I don't have it by 11:25, I guess I'll just be fucked then for the night. No, I'll call it whatever. But you need to get 3 of them in previous story quests, so I guess this is like an easier part, but it's like, damn. Plenty of claws. And potions. Like, Jesus. Okay. Still don't have it. Boy, my arm itches. Come on. Chama. Chama. Come on, just one dart. You didn't even drop in. Oh, you'll drop a bell cluster though. Yeah, that's believable. Drop a bell cluster before the dark cloth. It's like you know I'm looking for it. I feel like you know that I'm looking for this shit. Gonna drop 2 crow cards before a dark cloth. That's crazy. It shouldn't be this hard, bro. When shit like this happens, it makes me feel like it's fucking nerfed because it's actually fucking ridiculous. I've been killed at least like 100 of these dudes already, or almost 100. At least 50 of them. This is actually insane. It's so insane. I'm gonna keep killing these penguins while I'm here. Got a minute left to get this fucking cloth, bro. I'm so done. I'm so done. They won't give it to me. I'm just a load of barnacles. And he didn't even drop the lucky bag. What a bitch ass nigga. Okay. Y'all. Jesus. So I don't think the item don't exist no more. Jesus Christ. Damn, I didn't think it'd be this hard. This shit is just literally not dropping, no matter how many I kill. It's not dropping. Drop 3 fucking crow cards before dropping the dark cloth. It's gotta be rigged. I mean, I'll take the cards, but goddamn. It's haunted ass town. It is 11:26. My cutoff was a minute ago, but I have problems. It feels personal that they really won't give me this crap. Thank you, God. Alright, now we're done. Now we're done. We'll head back to... Actually, let me just do this. Okay, now we're back. We're gonna sell. I'm gonna sell this stuff. Something's going on. Hey, motherfuckers honking outside and shit. What the fuck are you honking for? Alright. Thank you all for watching Lay stream. Awesome, got some more, still more permits. Gonna put those in the bank from the other character. Put that in the bank, put that in the bank. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Wait, did I put the... No, I didn't put these. That's why I weighted down so much. Okay. Alright, so that's that. I'm gonna do one more thing before I forget. So put this character. Take these. Where is it at? Yeah, all 3 of those. I'll use all of these motherfuckers. Yes. 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 Okay. Yes, now we have 5. I can put some of that Snow Hill crap off of that other character and throw it in the bank now. Get rid of some of that Snow Hill crap that's cluttering up my inventory. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. That's what I'm doing. Just do as much as I can. We're gonna do the heavy stuff first. That's what I'm gonna do. All that heavy ass shit. All of these. These fucking hot packs and snowman jelly. Oh yeah. You have at least 12 spaces. Do all of these heavy ass. Yeah. All of that. Yeah, just take all that shit. Throw that yarn in that bitch. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to the other character. I'll go back to this character. Open this shit up. Take all of those. Take all of that. All of that. All of that. All of that. Yeah, let's take all of that shit. Go to this one. Anything that's a snow hill item. So that. Yes, all of that. This also has what's called, so we're gonna do that. Harrow, yep. Light ball, we're gonna put all of that shit in there. Put bear steed was more like a created item, right? So other snow hill stuff that's in here. Yeah, all of these. Any other? Yeah. Well, I got 5 spaces left. But it was awesome because I moved the shit around. I kind of got rid of that space. Okay. Like, yeah, all of this crap. All that shit in there. All this shit gone, baby. Clear this the fuck out. Take that, just a bit more in there. Okay. Fertile, just doing a bunch of transfer right now. Then, so take that, take all of that. We can give it a shot. Stickers, stickers in here. Yep. Stickers in here. At this point, if I don't have any more space, oh yes, I got some of that. Take that though, so all of those can be in the same spot. can go in here. Yeah. Okay. All right. That'll be it. And today's stream. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. The those who did. Sorry for the inconsistent schedule. I'll fix that at some point in the future. Y'all have a quartastic day.